గైస్ వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్. అందరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు? బాగున్నారా? జస్ట్ ఏ సెకండ్. ఓపెనింగ్ గైస్, ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ ఓపెనింగ్. చలో గైస్, మనమైతే అఫీషియల్లీ ఈడబ్ల్యూసి ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ గెరీనా ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ కోచ్ టీమ్ అయితే చేయబోతున్నాం. వాచ్ పార్టీ అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. సో ఈ స్ట్రీమ్లో మనమైతే విట్నెస్ చేద్దాం. ఈసారి మన ఇండియా నుంచి 3 టీమ్స్ అయితే వెళ్ళినాయి గైస్, 3 టీమ్స్. అండ్ ఈరోజు ట్యాగ్ ఆన్ టాప్ టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ కూడా ఉంది, ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ టీమ్ అండ్ టోటల్ గేమింగ్ టీమ్ ఉంది. అండ్ వన్ మోర్ టీమ్ ఎస్ఐట్యూఎల్ టీమ్ అయితే ఉంది. సో ఈ టీమ్స్ ఎలా పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తాయో మనం ఈ వాచ్ పార్టీలో అయితే విట్నెస్ చేద్దాం. మీరు చూస్తున్నారు మజా గేమర్ ఛానల్, ఈడబ్ల్యూసి వాచ్ పార్టీ. సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి. ప్యారిస్ ఛాంపియన్స్ ఎవరో ఈసారి ఫ్రీ ఫైర్కి చూడాలి.
Of the most dominant teams in the world will step onto the Gadir City grid for the first time today. Teams who swept through their regions and left their opponents in the dust. But now they stand at the base of a mountain faced with an almost impossible climb.
150 million players for this 2026. 33 million players play these games every day. But today we will have the 96 best players coming from all around the world.
That's right, from all corners of the world, ready to go toe to toe until they are the last team standing. My name is Barney Banks and I'm your host alongside the incredible Luti. And without any further delay, it's time to introduce your first 12 teams.
Hello guys,
there's a lot of pressure, of course.
Let's
like
go.
There is so many young players and they are coming from all around the world. And you know what? Like, I think for a lot of them, it's the first time in Europe, the first time in Paris. So they are far away from home. Hopefully they're gonna make it right for this first day here at EWC Paris. However, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce our first 12 teams, starting with Demon's Pride.
డీమన్స్ ప్రైడ్ వచ్చేసి బంగ్లాదేశ్ ఏమనుకుంటా. నేను ఎఫ్ఎఫ్ఎంఐ సమ్మర్లో వీళ్ళ గేమ్ ప్లే చూసా బ్యాక్ స్టేజ్ నుంచి. సో క్రేజీ యాక్చువల్లీ, ఎందుకంటే మేము బ్యాక్ స్టేజ్ బ్రాడ్కాస్టింగ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు చూసాను అనమాట. లెట్స్ సీ గైస్.
Loud Sneakers.
Buriram United Esports.
యాక్చువల్ టీమ్ ఫాల్కన్ కూడా ఉంది. ఫాల్కన్కి అయితే గ్లోబల్గా చాలా మంచి క్రేజ్ అయితే ఉంది. చూద్దాం ఫాల్కన్ ఈసారి ఎలా పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తుందో. చలో గైస్.
Aurora Gaming.
Paradox Gaming.
Gun Dynasty.
DRS Gaming.
reigning club champions, Team Falcons.
Team Apex Gaming.
Guys, we are live with the EWC post stream. చలో గైస్ ఫటాఫట్ లింక్ మీద ట్యాప్ చేసి వచ్చేసేయండి, లైక్ చేయండి, సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోవడం మర్చిపోవద్దు.
And now, your reigning Esports World Cup champions, EVOS Esports! We've got $1 million on the line, a legacy to forge, and a champion to crown. So today is your only chance to make a first impression. Make it count.
The first day of Free Fire in EWC Paris begin now!
How hard is it to claim the throne? To rise above and be the best.
To end it, Russia with the final elimination! The Wonder Kid!
సో గైస్ చూద్దాం ఏ టీమ్స్ ఎట్లా పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది. లెట్స్ సీ గైస్,
And
లెట్స్
how
సీ.
hard is it to stay at the top?
నేనైతే విట్నెస్ చేయడానికి రెడీగా ఉన్నా.
Secret WAG rips away the Booyah and Bermuda.
It requires strength, resilience, the ability to thrive under pressure. It requires consistency.
4 Booyahs in a row.
And as the kingdom grows, so does the number of contenders. With familiar faces returning and entirely new forces knocking at the gates. But in the end,
గ్రాఫిక్స్
there
అయితే
can
క్రేజీ
be
గైస్,
only
క్రేజీ
one
నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్
king,
గ్రాఫిక్స్ అయితే యూజ్
one
చేస్తారు.
champion, and
Obviously,
one Booyah.
వరల్డ్ కప్ అంటే మాత్రం
And
ఉంటుంది.
no king rules forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, survivors of all ages, welcome to the most awaited event for at least the first half of the year. This is Free Fire at the Esports World Cup 2026. We are in Paris, and I expected a heat wave. It was quite cold here, but now with the game starting, Tash, I think we're going to just bump the heat up a tad bit higher.
It's going to be intense. It's going to be mad hot. We saw the reigning champions walk in and question marks on whether or not they can defend that crown.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, for the first part of the competition, it's all about survival. We're in the group stage, and for the first time ever, we have got 24 teams from around the world hopping on into a global battle. Never before. This is the first time we've got so many of them, which means there are going to be a tad bit more heartbreaks out there. The first day, you got early qualifiers, but you definitely want to avoid the bottom of
Demons
the
Pride.
For real, for real.
చెప్పా కదా ఈ టీం
Now, as you go
మన
into
సైడ్
that as
ఏషియా
well,
టీం ఇది.
eliminations are coming through.
నాకు
And
ఎక్కువ
as
తెలీదు,
you
టీమ్స్
go
కొన్ని
through
తెలుసు
this,
అంతే, లైక్
that
ఏషియా టీమ్స్ తెలుసు
eliminations
ఎందుకంటే
will be going straight to the
మేము
finals.
బ్యాక్ స్టేజ్ నుంచి
The
చూసాం
rest
వీళ్ళ
into
గేమ్ ప్లే. అండ్ వన్
survival
మోర్
stage.
థింగ్, ఇండియా నుంచి ఏమేమి టీమ్స్ వెళ్తున్నాయో మాకు అనౌన్స్మెంట్ కి 4 days ముందే తెలిసింది, బికాస్ బ్యాక్ స్టేజ్ నుంచి మేమే కదా వాళ్ళని వాచ్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఆబ్వియస్ థింగ్. సో చాలా క్రేజీ విట్నెస్ అయితే చేశాను నేను, ఎస్పెషల్లీ సమ్మర్ FFMI సమ్మర్ ఏషియా ఇన్విటేషనల్ లో. అండ్ మనం చూస్తే ఇక్కడ మంచి మంచి ఇమ్యూనిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి గైస్. అసలు మంచి గేమింగ్ చైర్స్, మొబైల్స్ ఏమి తెలియదు, మొబైల్స్. ఐ థింక్ మన కంట్రీ ఇది కూడా అక్కడ ఉంటుంది. ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఇండియాకి కూడా ఒకటి అలాట్ చేసి ఉంటారు ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ కి, ఎందుకంటే ఇండియా నుంచి టీం వెళ్ళింది కాబట్టి, టీమ్స్ వెళ్ళినాయి కాబట్టి. ఆబ్వియస్ థింగ్. లెట్స్ సీ. గైస్ జల్దీ జల్దీ లైక్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, సపోర్ట్ చేయండి, లైక్ చేసి ఈ వాచ్ పార్టీ మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ కూడా షేర్ చేయండి. నాకు కొద్దిగా బూస్ట్ వస్తుంది, ఇంకా మోటివేషన్.
there are also, whispers about these new teams coming online. The differences
నేను ఇంకా
in
ఒరిజినల్
regional
ఒరిజినల్స్
styles of play,
చూస్తున్నాను
whether or
యాక్చువల్లీ
not
నేను
we can
ఐప్యాడ్
adapt
నుంచి
to that. That day one, trying to
మాకు
figure out, you
ఇంకో
mentioned,
ఫీల్డ్లో
right, the drop spots. Are we going to be taking the early fights, or are we going to be avoiding these teams? So those are the questions these teams are going to be asking themselves. Are you brave enough or to take that gamble, or are you going to be playing safe all the way till the end?
Absolutely. We just saw a little peek of AGAL. They have already shown their prowess in Clash Squad thus far, global finals champions, and recently at the Southeast Asian Clash Masters as well. But that's Clash Squad. In Battle Royale, they have been doing absolutely fine for themselves as well, right? Just very quickly climbing up the ladder, but they have not achieved a championship in VR for themselves just yet. Second at Sea Spring.
సో గైస్ 11 వాచింగ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి.
A bunch of super teams from Southeast Asia up against the South Asian teams where they also found dominance at.
Yeah, and I think that when you are in that situation, you are trying to think, okay, how exactly am I going to be matching up with these other players? Some of them are very, very new. I would say, sometimes people say, right, like
Team
younger players
Evos.
have a little bit more drive. They're hot-headed, they're hot-blooded.
Oh,
They
yeah.
wanna
Practice
go for these
చేస్తున్నారు
early
అంతా.
fights.
Yeah.
But in this situation, when you go high risk, the high reward moment, if you lose it, you lose it all. And in this situation, you want to avoid being at the very bottom of that ladder. What can we do to make sure...
గైస్ ఏ టీమ్ కి సపోర్ట్ చేయాలి కమెంట్ చేయండి. ఏ టీం మన ఇండియా నుంచి అయితే 3 టీమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో ఏ టీం కి సపోర్ట్ చేయాలి కమెంట్ చేయండి ఫాస్ట్ గా, మీరు లైవ్ చాట్ లో చెప్పండి. నేను ఆ టీమ్ కి సపోర్ట్ చేస్తాను ఈ రోజు. చూద్దాం ఏ టీమ్ కి మీరు ఎక్కువ సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు చూద్దాం. టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ ఎస్ఐటి ఎలా లేదంటే టోటల్ గేమింగ్ చూద్దాం. సపోర్ట్ అయితే చేయండి. లెట్స్ సీ త్వరగా చార్జ్ చేయండి గైస్, చూద్దాం.
The rise of the underdogs here mainly at the
Right.
Esports World Cup, right? Because this is where dreams are made. And again, this guy, he dreamt for many years. I'm not so sure exactly what he's trying to do right now, but he's dreamt for many years. He's trying to think of a hand sign that he wants to flash on the screen.
Yeah.
The moment he gets a booyah. And AJL's just that kind of squad who's capable of walking with a booyah. And
Yeah.
speaking of which, this is Group A. Many have termed this group the Group of Death
Yeah.
because of the number of titans that are in this group.
Right. And I think that when you think about Group of Death, there are so many situations that, for me personally, I think last year we had this conversation, right? We were saying, hey, it's going to be the rise of the Brazilians this year. And we were knocked out of the park and we were surprised. And
Yeah.
it wasn't at all our expectations. Now, for
Yeah.
this year, the capability of that happening again, and the favorites getting knocked out, is going to be happening. I would say is because there are so many teams that we haven't delved yet. We haven't seen quite yet on the bigger stages.
Yeah.
Maybe regionally, we haven't seen their prowess because maybe regionally wise, maybe they're not the best there. But some teams excel on the global stage, and that really surprises so many people, including us.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's just such a interesting factor that the teams that perform well on the global final stage, the titans of our competition, just don't find a good run here at the Esports World Cup. You look at Buriram, you look at even AGAL.
I agree.
I mean, this is their third year here, and both of the Esports World Cup in 2024 and 2025, they've placed 5th.
Yes.
It's weird that they are not able to take a step forward, but the underdogs, on the other hand, they always manage to rise up to the occasion. I wonder what's the difference going to be like this time around, right? Because
Yeah.
you look at the teams, yes, the teams have grown, yes, the mechanical skills of these players have definitely been sharpened up, but we also have to take a look at the meta. This is the season for the snipers to rise up to the
Yes.
occasion.
Yeah, the snipers have been buffed, and I think that what's really good about this as well, I think there were whispers about the Indonesian squads running that double
Start
sniper.
అయిందనుకుంటా.
Seeing
Let's see,
that is
guys.
going to be fun. But again, as we go into this first game, I am curious to see
start అయింది.
what
Match start
exactly
అయింది.
is going to be happening.
Let's
Is
go,
there
guys.
more
Let's go.
snipers?
Match
Is
start
there a
అయింది.
different kind of meta? What do you think, AJ?
Well, I think everybody's going to be aiming for peak this time around because of the high tier loot zone, or it could also be a potential avoidance of these high tier loot zones for the underdogs of the competition, just so that they avoid early.
సినిమాటిక్స్ మాత్రం క్రేజీ ఉంటది గైస్.
But one thing's for sure,
వేరే level
we're gonna
cinematics
spot
అంతే.
quite a number of hot drops because of the fact where we haven't built dominance on these compounds just yet.
Day
one
one
is
match
gonna
one,
be
group
a
stage
very
ఇది.
messy day, and I think we already see a couple of hot
Hello.
drops out there.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a very interesting moment
Oh,
here.
man.
Where we are looking at Mars, Electra, and Pochino just completely full of players. Circle coming up toward the middle central side there. So the rotations coming in from southern side is going to be fun to see, especially AGL from Sentosa.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gun Dynasty up against Aurora. And this is going to be a little tough for Gun Dynasty if they don't manage to overwhelm the Malaysian squad, who has been performing extremely well in the recent past. And you've also got the team of Team Apex Gaming from India. Now, speaking of Aurora and the players of GD, let's see if or not they'll be able to knock each other out or very safely avoid each other after picking off a couple of points.
Team Falcon ఉంది దీంట్లో. ఇండియా నుంచి Godlike.
Could be deadly. But he
Godlike
does
na.
have the time turner on him, keeping the active skill alive. Let's see if or not they'll be able
First
to engage
elimination.
well. Vega on the other hand already has the M82B
ఈ
in hand.
గ్రూప్ లో 11 టీమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి.
Players
1
from the
సెకండ్
side of
ఉన్నాను గైస్,
GD
నేను చెప్తాను.
actually
యాక్చువల్ అక్కడ
holding
షీట్
back.
ఉంది.
David Triple
వీళ్ళది
Four
పబ్లిక్
moving on
షీట్స్.
in, bringing the full squad for the attack. Jun's about to be in trouble here. David has the P90 as well, quickly avoids the engagement. And Aurora does not want a straightforward fight. A little mistake here from Azrael as he hops on into the battle. David won't fight him. Zuez for the backup. And the
Godlike
back
కాదు
seven shines to
అది.
the side of
ఓకే,
Aurora, but
GD
they've
వేరు.
already lost 2-3 players down on the ground.
సారీ, గన్ డైనస్టీ అంట.
Moment here right now,
Good.
and
Okay,
John
cool.
also gets knocked
నాదే
down
mistake, guys,
quickly.
నాదే
Johnny
mistake.
comes through and somehow steals it away.
Aurora Gaming,
eliminated
first
2-0.
elimination,
We're
day
able
1
to
లో.
tie down the last
Wow.
few moments. As we look over on this side, TAG crossing over, GD will be waiting on the other side here, but they haven't been spotted out quite yet. If the rotation is good, I think that they may be able to come on to the screen right now as DRS is just completely annihilating PDX right now.
Yeah, Paradox up against DRS.
గైస్ దీంట్లో ఏంటంటే రీకాల్ కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు ఒకసారి ఎలిమినేట్ అయినా, కాబట్టి అంత ఈజీగా మనం చెప్పలేము. ఒకే ఒక్క టీం ఇప్పటివరకు అయితే ఎలిమినేట్ అయింది, అరోరా గేమింగ్. అప్స్ అండ్ డౌన్స్ ఉంటాయి. లెట్స్ సీ హౌ ఇట్ గోస్. 3 minutes అయితే అయింది మ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి, బట్ స్టిల్ ఒక్క టీం మాత్రం ఎలిమినేట్ అయింది. అండ్ ఫైట్స్ అయితే ఓవరాల్గా చెప్తారు. ఇంకో ప్లేయర్ డౌన్.
They pick up their 4th point, a great start for DRS.
Yeah, DRS just walk up and just took the area like it's
సినిమాటిక్స్ మాత్రం క్రేజీ, అసలు వేరే లెవెల్. గైస్ మీరైతే మీ ఫేవరెట్ టీమ్ స్పామ్ చేయండి. మన ఇండియా నుంచి అయితే 3 టీమ్స్ అయితే ఉన్నాయి. మీరు ఏ టీం అయినా సపోర్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. మీ ఫేవరెట్ టీం అయితే సపోర్ట్ చేయండి. నేనైతే ఇండియా నుంచి టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ అండ్ SATUL కి సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నా. టోటల్ గేమింగ్ కి కూడా నాకు ఏ టీం గెలిచినా ఇండియా గెలిచినట్టే. అండ్ ఇంకొక సైడ్ వచ్చేసి గ్లోబల్గా అయితే టీమ్ ఫాల్కన్స్ కి నేను సపోర్ట్ చేస్తా, ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు చాలా బెస్ట్, యాక్చువల్లీ బాగా ఆడతారు. నేను చూసా లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ కూడా. సో లెట్స్ సీ గైస్, లెట్స్ సీ. ఫైట్స్ మాత్రం క్రేజీగా జరుగుతున్నాయి.
Was a great start here from Demon's Pride, taking on the reigning defending champions in EVOS Divine, trying to take them out of the equation, but it's not going to be that easy. The White Tigers of Indonesia rising to the occasion, instant pickups from their side, and they turn the tables on Demon's
టాప్ లో అయితే
Pride.
గన్ డైనస్టీ అయితే ఉంది. లెట్స్ సీ. ఈవోస్ అయితే 3rd పొజిషన్ లో ఉంది. ఇంకో కిల్ అయితే వచ్చింది ఫాల్కన్స్ కి. కిల్ అయితే వచ్చేసింది. ట్యాగ్ ఆన్ టాప్. గాడ్స్ అండ్ హాయ్ బ్రో. #tag on top.
And here comes Gun Dynasty yet again in another battle, but their prime play, but David Triple Four down on the ground, but Team Apex Gaming needs a very early and up against the
ట్యాగ్ ఆన్ టాప్ అన్న అది ఎలిమినేట్ అయిపోయింది గైస్. లేదు, నేను పంచి #tag చెప్పాను, చెప్తే ఎలిమినేట్ అవుతుంది. నేను చెప్పను, పొరపాటున కూడా చెప్పను. మీరైతే మీ ఫేవరెట్ టీమ్ ని సపోర్ట్ చేయండి, నేను జస్ట్ చూస్తాను, రిపీట్ కూడా చేయండి పొరపాటున కూడా. సో మ్యాచ్ 1 లో సెకండ్ టీం వచ్చేసి ట్యాగ్ ఆన్ టాప్ ఎలిమినేట్ అయితే అయింది. అండ్ లెట్స్ సీ గైస్. మన అది షీల్డ్, యాక్చువల్లీ ఛాంపియన్స్ కి ఇచ్చే ట్రోఫీ అది. ఇంకొక టీం అరోరా గేమింగ్, టీమ్ డిపి అండ్ ట్యాగ్ 3 ఎలిమినేట్ అయినాయి ఇప్పటి వరకు.
TC joining the party as well. 2 teams beating down the players on the side of EVOS Divine.
నాకౌట్స్ అయితే అవుతున్నాయి అండ్ చూడొచ్చు, నాకౌట్స్ అయితే సైమల్టేనియస్ గా అవుతున్నాయి, కానీ ఫినిషర్స్ అయితే రావట్లేదు. ఒకసారి ఫినిషర్స్ వచ్చినా రీకాల్ అవ్వడం అయితే ఇందులో బెస్ట్ థింగ్. రీకాల్ అవడం వల్ల మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళ టీం అయితే బ్యాక్ వచ్చి రివెంజ్ తీసుకోవడం అయితే చూడొచ్చు. అండ్ దీంట్లో కొన్ని ప్రొటెక్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎలిమినేట్ ఉంది. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇక్కడ ప్రొటెక్ట్ ఫాల్కన్ పీనా అని చెప్పి వచ్చింది. అది సంథింగ్ నాకు ఐడియా లేదు ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ, అది ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయాలి అని చెప్పి ఉంటుంది. దానివల్ల ఎక్స్ట్రా ఎక్స్పీఓ సంథింగ్ ఏదో గెయిన్ అవ్వచ్చు అంట. నేను విన్నాను రీసెంట్గా, నేను ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ చేయలేదు ఎప్పుడు. బట్ ఎనీవే లెట్స్ సీ గైస్. ఇంత ఈజీ ఎలిమినేట్ అయిపోయింది.
There's just so many things happening around the map right now as we're looking here. Loud and EVOS in one compound in the corner. GD trying to rotate into the zone as well.
గన్ డైనస్టీ అయితే జోన్ లోకి అయితే వెళ్తుంది, రొటేషన్ తీసుకొని. ఫాల్కన్ అయితే ముందుకు వెళ్తున్నాడు ఫైట్ తీసుకోవడానికి. ఫాల్కన్ ఆన్ ఫైర్ వర్సెస్ జీడీ అయితే ఉంది గన్ డైనస్టీ. చూద్దాం. గైస్ జల్దీ జల్దీ లైక్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకుని మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ కి షేర్ చేయండి. మనం ఈ రోజు 100 వాచింగ్ టచ్ అయితే లేదో చూద్దాం. సర్కిల్ క్లోజింగ్, ట్రిపుల్ కిల్. క్రేజీ గ్రాఫిక్స్ కేసు నేనైతే చెప్తున్నా, లిటరల్లీ క్రేజీ గ్రాఫిక్స్. అవి గ్రాఫిక్స్ మాత్రం నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్ ఉంది, క్రేజీగా. ఒక నిమిషం నుండి క్వాలిటీ పెంచేసుకుందాం మనం. పాసిబుల్ ఇంటర్నెట్ అలాగా మనకి స్పీడే ఉంది. As Vegeta comes through, Limit tries to find a pick off here. Tragic is for hi Tragic.
Got taken down once again, but he's the rusher. He's very aggressive. But the backup from Shiru, the backup from Blaine, it is absolutely perfect. Now we used to see David 444 play for Zeus Esports on the Free Fire World Series USA, and the guy
ఎవరు గెలుస్తారో చెప్పండి గైస్. మీరు ఎవరు గెలుస్తారో చెప్పండి, లైవ్ చాట్ చేయండి చూద్దాం. మీరు ఎవరు గెలుస్తారు అనుకుంటున్నారు? నేనైతే ఫాల్కన్స్ అనుకుంటున్నా. గన్ డైనస్టీ ఛాన్స్ ఉంది, ఫాల్కన్స్ ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు ప్రెసెంట్ ఆల్రెడీ మంచి ఫ్రాక్స్ కూడా కలెక్ట్ చేసారు, టాప్ లో ఉన్నారు ఫినిషర్స్ తోని. బట్ చెప్పలేము, ఏదైనా గెలవచ్చు. నాకైతే టీమ్ ఫాల్కన్స్ మీద గన్ డైనస్టీ మీద అయితే కొద్దిగా కొడుతుంది. వాళ్ళే ఈ మ్యాచ్ బుయా కొడతారని చెప్పి లెట్స్ సీ. అండ్ ఇక్కడ ఏజీఎల్ వర్సెస్ టీమ్ ఫాల్కన్స్ అయితే ఫైట్ జరగబోతుంది. ఏజీఎల్ కూడా ఏషియా టీమ్ యాక్చువల్, ఐ థింక్ గుర్తురాట్లేదు. నేను ఈ టీం అయితే ఉంది, FFMI సమ్మర్లో అయితే ఉంది ఈ టీం కూడా, నాకు ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ గుర్తొస్తలేదు. ఏజీఎల్ ఉంది, తర్వాత ఇదే ట్యాగ్ ఉంది, టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ ఉంది, అండ్ టీమ్ ఇంకోటి మర్చిపోయినా, టీం పేరు మర్చిపోయినా, డిపి సంథింగ్ ఏదో ఉంటది ఇందులో. ఈ మ్యాచ్ లో అయితే ఈ మ్యాచ్ లో అయితే టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ అండ్ టీమ్ డిపి అయితే ఉన్నాయి గైస్. టీమ్ డీమాన్స్ ప్రైడ్, అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ అండ్ ఏజీఎల్, ఈ 3 టీమ్స్ అయితే మనకి FFMI సమ్మర్ లో కనిపించాయి. లెట్స్ సీ. అండ్ టీమ్ లౌడ్ అయితే ఇక్కడ ఉంది. టీమ్ లౌడ్ ఫైట్ తీసుకుంటారా? వీళ్ళైతే ఇంతవరకు ఫ్రాక్స్ అయితే ఓపెన్ చేయలేదు, లెట్స్ సీ. గన్ డైనస్టీ అయితే ఫాల్కన్ ఆన్ ఫైర్ కి రొటేషన్ ఇస్తుంది. క్రేజీ డ్యామేజ్ గైస్, హాఫ్ హెల్త్ మటాష్. ఫైట్ తీసుకుంటుంది. ఫాల్కన్ డౌన్, ఫాల్కన్ ఎలిమినేట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సారీ, ఫాల్కన్ ఒక ప్లేయర్ ని ఎలిమినేట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. డిఆర్ఎస్ బ్యాక్ సైడ్ నుంచి టీమ్ ఫాల్కన్స్ అయితే ఎలిమినేట్ చేసింది. ఐ థాట్ ఫాల్కన్స్ టాప్ లో ఉంటది అనుకున్నా. సో ఫాల్కన్స్ టాప్ లో లేదు కాబట్టి మేబీ ఇంకా ఒకే ఒక ఛాన్స్ ఉంది టీమ్
far in that situation. Wouldn't have been able to
ఏంటది
bring anyone
గన్
back who's looking for those coins.
పేరు మర్చిపోతా
That
గైస్ నేను.
found some coins out of him instead.
Yeah. Now this
Guns
other side
ఏంటది?
here is very interesting, AJ.
Gun
Look at
Dynasty,
the
sorry.
teams here. You have Evo's
చి చి
hanging
చి
out,
చి చి
BDS
బ్యాడ్
as
మెమరీ
well.
బ్యాడ్
I
మెమరీ.
wouldn't be surprised if a
టీమ్
big
గన్
fight
డైనస్టీకి
were to
అయితే
happen
ఛాన్స్
around
ఉంది.
here, and
లెట్స్
it's
సీ.
gonna be fire because GDS
గైస్
are
10
so
మెంబర్స్
comfortable
చూస్తారు.
in
మీ
this
ఫేవరెట్
second
టీం ఏంటో చెప్పండి, నేను కూడా తెలుసుకుంటా. సో చెప్పాను కదా ఫాల్కన్ సెకండ్ పొజిషన్కి వచ్చింది, గన్ డైనస్టీ టాప్కి వెళ్ళింది. గన్ డైనస్టీ దగ్గర ఫ్రాక్స్ కూడా ఎక్కువే ఉన్నాయి. లెట్స్ సీ గన్ డైనస్టీ బుయా కొట్టే ఛాన్స్ అయితే ఉంది ఇక్కడ. ఓ లెట్స్ సీ గైస్. ఇది లైవ్
Gun Dynasty with your final survivor. It's been a great run so far, but the vending machine a tad bit too far away from him.
అయితే వేసుకుంటాడు మనోడు.
really do anything in this situation. Buriram also coming into the zone as well. But in this situation here, DRS with the upper hand. Just because they have a bit more of a second
Can he do it?
area.
Nice. Tried to run away. Had the vehicle.
జస్ట్ మిస్ యాక్చువల్ గా మనోడు క్రౌచ్ అయ్యిండు.
Now going to be tanking
Pro.
the damage from the blue, but he's
Let's
looking
see.
for the vending machine. He's got enough coins to bring the full squad back. All he needs to do is
గైస్
just run
12
out of
మినిట్స్ అయితే
bullseye, but the
అవుతుంది.
problem
ఇంకా
is
7 టీమ్స్
he's
లైవ్
right in the
ఉన్నాయి.
middle of the bullseye of the crosshairs of the opposite teams who are looking for an extra point and an extra team to eliminate.
గన్ డైనస్టీ కూడా కొద్దిగా హార్డ్ టైమే, ఎందుకంటే ఒకే ఒక ప్లేయర్ ఎలా ఉన్నాడు చెప్పలేము. గన్ డైనస్టీ బిన్లీ ఏంటది పేరు, BNLXYY, నో ఐడియా. సో చూద్దాం ఆ ప్లేయర్ వాళ్ళ టీం రికాల్ చేసుకుంటాడా, లేదంటే వన్ మ్యాన్ ఆర్మీ లెక్క కొట్టేస్తాడా మిగతా టీంని, లేదంటే ఎలిమినేట్ అవుతాడా టీం చూద్దాం. ప్రెసెంట్ అయితే టీమ్ AGL వీళ్ళు కూడా కొద్దిగా టాప్ వస్తున్నారు. ట్రాక్స్ అయితే లేవు, బట్ ఫుల్ టీమ్ ఉంది.
But Gun Dynasty full revive, clutch play. The squad is back, but the circle is small. Getting fished out of the skies is a big possibility here. Let's see how the luck is for the side of Gun Dynasty.
Interestingly enough as well, the rotations coming in. DRS very comfortable in the middle side area as well. As we see Snipe getting knocked out here by Trap. Immediately is sent to the lobby, but Takuri is the one that takes away that point.
టీమ్ ఈవోస్ వాళ్ళు ఎవరినో స్పాట్ చేశారా లేదనుకుంటా, మౌంటైన్ మీద ఉన్న స్పాట్ చేశారా, చేసినట్టున్నాడు, నో ఐడియా. కాకపోతే ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ప్లేస్ తెలీదు. లెట్స్ సీ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ప్లేస్ అయితే తెలీదు. కమ్ ఆన్ గైస్, మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ కి షేర్ చేయండి, లైక్ షేర్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్. అండ్ మనం డ్రోన్ వ్యూ చూస్తే టీమ్ లౌడ్, DRS, PDX, VRU, EVOS ఇన్ని టీమ్స్ అయితే ఉన్నాయి. అండ్ నేను చెప్పాను కదా గన్ డైనస్టీ అయితే లాస్ట్ అనుకున్నా, బట్ టీమ్మేట్స్ కి రీకాల్ అయితే ఇచ్చి మళ్ళీ ఫుల్ టీమ్ అయితే బ్యాక్ వచ్చేసింది. చలో గైస్, మొత్తం మళ్ళీ నేనైతే గన్ డైనస్టీకి స్టిక్ అయి ఉన్నా. ఎలిమినేట్ అయ్యిద్ది అనుకున్నా యాక్చువల్ చెప్పాలంటే, ఒక టైం తర్వాత ఒకే ఒక ప్లేయర్ ఉండేసరికి, బట్ ఎలిమినేట్ అవ్వలేదు, ఇంకా టాప్ లో ఉంది. అండ్ మొత్తం ఫుల్ టీమ్ అయితే ప్రెసెంట్ సపోర్ట్ చేయడానికి రెడీగా ఉంది. గన్ డైనస్టీ ఫుల్ టీమ్ అయితే రెడీగా ఉంది. చూద్దాం వాళ్ళ అగ్రెషన్ ని మనం ఇక్కడ విట్నెస్ చేద్దాం. అండ్ లెట్స్ సీ గన్ డైనస్టీ అయితే ఫుల్ రష్ ముందుకైతే వచ్చింది, బట్ ఒక ప్లేయర్ డౌన్ అండ్ రివైవ్ అయితే చేయడం జరిగింది. గన్ డైనస్టీ ఫైట్ ఎలా తీసుకుంటూ చూడాలి. అండ్ ఒక ప్లేయర్ అయితే గన్ డైనస్టీ ప్లేయర్ ని సైఫా అయితే ఫినిష్ చేయడం చూస్తున్నాం. అగల్ సైఫా, లెట్స్ సీ. గన్ డైనస్టీ ఒక ప్లేయర్ అయితే డౌన్ అయ్యారు.
But they're going to be pressured with all of the glue wall melters. This is Gun Dynasty from the outside. DRS from the high ground advantage.
Paradox Gaming eliminate అయింది మ్యాచ్ 1. సో లెట్స్ సీ గైస్. యాక్చువల్గా గ్రూప్ స్టేజెస్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి 2 గ్రూప్స్ ఉంటాయి. 2 గ్రూప్స్ నుంచి టాప్ 4 ప్లేయర్స్ని, టాప్ 4 టీమ్స్ని ఫైనల్స్కి పంపించేస్తున్నారు అనమాట, గ్రాండ్ ఫైనల్స్కి. అండ్ ఇక్కడ టాప్ 4 టీమ్స్ కాకుండా నెక్స్ట్ 6 టీమ్స్ ఐ థింక్ సో, వాళ్ళని ఏం చేస్తారంటే సర్వైవల్ స్టేజ్లో పడేస్తారు. సర్వైవల్ స్టేజ్ నుంచి మళ్ళీ ఒక 4 టీమ్స్ అయితే బయటకు వస్తాయి, టాప్ 4 టీమ్స్. ఆ టాప్ 4 టీమ్స్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ గ్రూప్ స్టేజ్ నుంచి 8 టీమ్స్ అండ్ సర్వైవల్ స్టేజ్ నుంచి 4 టీమ్స్, టోటల్ 12 టీమ్స్ గ్రాండ్ ఫైనల్స్ ఆడతాయి. ఆ గ్రాండ్ ఫైనల్స్లో ఎవరు ఛాంపియన్ అవుతారో చూడాలి. అండ్ అక్కడ కూడా మనకి ఛాంపియన్ రష్ అని చెప్పి ఒక ఇది ఉంటుంది, లైక్ వాట్ వి కాల్ ఆప్షన్ కూడా కాదు, అది కంపల్సరీ ఛాంపియన్ రష్. అంటే 10 మ్యాచెస్ జరుగుతాయి. అండ్ ఏ టీం అయితే ఫస్ట్ 90 పాయింట్స్, ఐ మీన్ ఫస్ట్ కాదు, ఏ టీం అయినా 90 పాయింట్స్ తెచ్చుకోవాలి. ఓవరాల్ టోటల్ పాయింట్స్ గ్రాండ్ ఫైనల్స్లో 90 పాయింట్స్ తెచ్చుకుంటే, ఆ 90 పాయింట్స్ తెచ్చుకున్న తర్వాతి మ్యాచ్లో ఛాంపియన్ రష్ యాక్టివేట్ అవుతుంది. ఓ టీమ్ ఈవోస్ ఎలిమినేట్ అయిపోయింది. సో ఛాంపియన్ రష్ తెచ్చుకున్న తర్వాత ఛాంపియన్ రష్ వచ్చిన టీం, యాక్టివ్లో ఉన్న టీం, ఏ టీం అయితే డిన్నర్ కొడుతుందో ఆ టీం ఛాంపియన్స్, ఇంకా ఆబ్వియస్ ఛాంపియన్స్. పాయింట్స్ టేబుల్ వాళ్ళు సెకండ్ పొజిషన్, థర్డ్ పొజిషన్లో ఉన్నా కూడా వాళ్ళు ఛాంపియన్స్ అయిపోతారు. అండ్ రిమైనింగ్ ఆర్డర్లో వాళ్ళు సెకండ్, థర్డ్, ఫోర్త్ అట్లా హ్యాష్ట్యాగ్లో వచ్చేస్తుంది అనమాట. సో ఇది ఛాంపియన్ రష్ ఫార్మాట్. సో ఈ ఫార్మాట్ని లాస్ట్ టైం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేశారు, ఈ టైం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తున్నారు. బట్ లాస్ట్ టైంకి ఈ టైంకి చేంజ్ ఏంటంటే, లాస్ట్ టైం 80 పాయింట్స్ ఉండేది, ఈసారి 90 పాయింట్స్కి మార్చారనమాట టోటల్ పాయింట్స్. సో 90 పాయింట్స్ వస్తే ఛాంపియన్ రష్ యాక్టివేట్ అవుతుంది. అది కూడా నెక్స్ట్ మ్యాచ్లో, ఈ మ్యాచ్లో 90 పాయింట్స్ వస్తే నెక్స్ట్ మ్యాచ్లో ఛాంపియన్ రష్ వస్తుంది అనమాట, యాక్టివేట్ అవుతుంది. సో ఈ వేలో ఇది వర్క్ అవుతుంది. ఎనీవే మొత్తానికి 4 టీమ్స్ అయితే వచ్చేసిన, టీమ్ జీడీ గన్స్ డైనాసిటీ, డిఆర్ఎస్ లార్డ్, బిఆర్యూ అయితే వచ్చేసినాయి. చూద్దాం ఈ టీమ్స్లో ఏ టీం ఛాంపియన్ అవుతుందో ఈ మ్యాచ్కి. అండ్ మనం చూస్తే టీమ్ జీడీకి అయితే 2 ప్లేయర్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నారు, డిఆర్ఎస్ 3 ప్లేయర్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నారు, లవర్డ్ 3 ప్లేయర్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నారు, అండ్ బిఆర్యూ 4 ప్లేయర్స్ అయితే ఎలా ఉన్నారు. కంటిన్యూస్ ఫైట్స్ అయితే నడుస్తూనే ఉన్నాయి. ఐ మీన్ గన్ షాట్స్ అయితే వస్తున్నాయి. Let's see guys.
The chunk of damage coming through for the util.
Yeah, Trap just playing true to his name, man. Bringing in the thrill of battle with the A124, trapping in Buriram. They could not use their active skills and they actually had to wait that out. Quite a number of seconds lost already, but Buriram quickly recovering from that thrill of battle attack. Loud played the timing well, but Buriram had the extra layer of defense.
Jaldii like and subscribe చేసుకోండి.
Takuri, God name, Waka finds Moshi. The sniper of Buriram's out of the equation and Takuri can do a number on them. Can he nade out the full squad of Buriram? It goes wide a tad big. Now Takuri needs to become the doctor for the squad. David 444, the final player on the side of Gun Dynasty that's alive and kicking, but they've done well enough in this game. 17 eliminations strong. Final 4 teams, 4 regions in the final circle, and Gun Dynasty is the first one to tap out.
Yeah, it's insane now. With Brum United waiting in the wings. Strux trying to find a way to chunk down the damage on Brum United, but they have built a fortress. Wasana repositions, rushes through, trying to find a pickup, but he's not able to do so. As PCP finds the members.
Ahead bro. బురిరామ్ యునైటెడ్ స్పోర్ట్స్ అయితే ఎలిమినేట్ అయిపోయింది. ఈ టీం కూడా ఎలిమినేట్ అయింది. సో ఇప్పుడు డిఆర్ఎస్ వర్సెస్ లార్డ్ అండ్ గన్ డైనాసిటీ గెలుస్తుంది అనుకున్నా, అది కూడా ఓడిపోయింది. ఎనీవే లెట్స్ గో. 2v3 సిచ్యువేషన్ గైస్, 2v3 సిచ్యువేషన్. మీరెవరికి గెలుస్తుంది అనుకుంటారు చార్జ్ చేయండి. డిఆర్ఎస్ లౌడ్, డిఆర్ఎస్ లౌడ్, LOUD లౌడ్. లెట్స్ సీ. ఐ థింక్ టీమ్ లౌడ్ కి ఎక్కువ ఛాన్స్ ఉంది, ఎందుకంటే 3 men అలైవ్ ఉన్నారు వాళ్ళు. లెట్స్ సీ. చెప్పాను కదా టీమ్ లౌడ్ గెలిచింది గైస్, నేను చెప్పాను టీమ్ వాళ్ళకి 3 men అలైవ్ ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి అది అడ్వాంటేజ్ అయింది. అండ్ ఫస్ట్ మ్యాచ్ EWC గ్రూప్ స్టేజ్ లో అయితే వాళ్ళు బుయా కొట్టేసి హిస్టరీ క్రియేట్ చేశారు. EWC 2026 ఫస్ట్ బుయా వీళ్ళదే. లెట్స్ సీ గైస్, లెట్స్ సీ, ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఈ గ్రూప్ స్టేజ్ లో. అండ్ లెట్స్ గో గైస్. వాళ్ళని చూడొచ్చు, వాళ్ళ టీంని చూడొచ్చు, ఆ ఒక స్మైల్ అయితే కనిపిస్తుంది వాళ్ళ ఫేస్ లో. అండ్ లెట్స్ గో గైస్, లెట్స్ గో. అండ్ వాళ్ళు నెక్స్ట్ మ్యాచ్ కి అయితే రెడీ అవ్వడం చూస్తున్నాం. టీమ్ ఆల్రెడీ గన్ డైనాసిటీ అయితే చాలా చక్కగా లాస్ట్ దాకా పుష్ చేస్తూ వచ్చారు. అండ్ లెట్స్ గో గైస్, లెట్స్ గో.
I mentioned during the game, it's not about how many eliminations you get. It's all about strategizing your way towards that final circle, surviving long enough, and taking advantage of the right situations. And that was executed.
Crazy guys, crazy, crazy,
Yeah,
crazy,
it's
crazy,
really
crazy.
exciting to see
Next
them as
level
well.
guys,
They weren't
next
too
level.
flashy super early.
Yeah.
But we saw toward that mid game, they made so much noise.
Oh, yeah.
They started to get really active. They started to really move around that map, and they're tactical on which fights they wanted to take
Yes.
and which fights. they
Let's
decided to
go
leave.
guys. నేనైతే ఏ టీమ్ కి సపోర్ట్ చేయాలో మీరైతే కమెంట్ చేయండి. లెట్స్ సీ గైస్ ఏ టీమ్ గెలుస్తుందో చూద్దాం. సపోర్ట్ అయితే చేయండి.
If it wasn't for them, I think Buriram would have had a easier rotation in that final circle.
అరే మధ్యలో బ్లాక్ అవి వస్తున్నాయి కదా, నేను అవి మారుస్తాను ఉండండి. I know what is the problem.
It was the thrill of battle that made the biggest of difference. And this guy is not just the support player who activates the thrill of battle from the back and then allows the rest of his team members to get the job done. He hops on into the fight as well with the M590. Phenomenal mechanical skills, phenomenal timing. Everything went well here for Loud, but I have to say that was a really messy lobby because again, that's exactly what we expect here.
ఓ మన ప్లేయర్ సౌండ్ కూడా వినొచ్చు.
You know where your opponents are going to be dropping. I mean, you can go in and do a little bit of research, but it's really a toss of a coin at the end of the day. And I think Loud handled the situations out there really fine.
Yeah, and I think what's really exciting as well for me personally, I thought that today we're going to be seeing the rise of the underdogs, right? The
Yeah.
more quieter teams that never really made that big splash quite
Yes.
yet, because that's usually how day one goes, because everyone's
Yes.
a little bit more cautious. Regardless, after this, we'll be seeing more of the Free Fire at EWC, so do not go anywhere, excuse me, we'll be right back.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
Hello guys, welcome to EWC 2026 Paris. I'm Conchita and right next to me is Wasana from Buriram United Esports. We're gonna have a bit of a chit chat. Of course, we have Kay here to help translate us as well. Okay, Wasana, welcome back to EWC 2026. It's so great to have you back. How does it feel to be back and how is the preparation leading up to the World Cup?
ก็ก่อนอื่นเลยนะครับขอยินดีต้อนรับน้องวัฒนาฮะแล้วก็ทีมบุรีรัมย์นะครับเข้าสู่การแข่งขัน EWC 2026 ณ กรุงปารีสนะฮะอยากสอบถามว่ารู้สึกยังไงบ้างที่ได้กลับมาเล่นในรายการนี้แล้วก็พร้อมขนาดไหนฮะ
ก็รู้สึกดีใจมากครับที่ได้มาเล่นในรายการนี้ก็เป็นหนึ่งในรายการที่พวกผมอยากคว้าแชมป์ไม่ได้ครับแล้วก็
ผมก็అర్థం కావట్లే.
การเตรียมตัว
పర్లేదు.
ผมก็เตรียมตัวมาพร้อมครับเต็มที่เลย 100% ครับ
Yep, I'm very happy and excited to be back on EWC stage and we are so ready. Our preparation is like so can't wait to be back on the stage.
Ooh, okay. So speaking of preparation, we all know that the other teams are also going for the title, obviously. This is the one title that Buriram United really wanted to have. What do you think is the biggest obstacle that you're going to have to face on the stage this year?
ก็เมื่อกี้เราพูดถึงว่าเราเตรียมตัวมาอย่างดีเลยใช่ไหมฮะอยากสอบถามว่าทุกทีมเขาก็เตรียมตัวมาพร้อมมากที่จะได้ขึ้นเป็นแชมป์ในรายการ EWC 2026 เนี่ยฮะอยากสอบถามว่าเรามีอุปสรรคอะไรไหมในช่วงการเตรียมตัวการแข่งขันครั้งนี้ครับ
ก็น่าจะเป็นเรื่อง
Hi
สำหรับผม
Kiran,
น่าจะเป็นเรื่อง
welcome
สุ
to
ข
the
ภาพ
stream.
ครับ
Subtitles add
ปัญหา
చేశారు.
ของตัวเรา
Subtitles మనం యాడ్ చేయడానికి ఉండదు, అది వాళ్ళు ఇవ్వాలి. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇది లైవ్ స్ట్రీమ్ కదా, అసలే ఉండదు.
Yeah, for me, I think like it's gonna be
Feed
like
వచ్చేది
our
live
health
కదా,
issue,
so
like our
ఉండదు.
health condition because like we have to fly over to like from Bangkok directly to Paris and the weather is like it's very hot right now, but right now we are good to go.
Good to go, well adjusted, even though, yeah, of course, it takes a lot and a while to get here. But speaking of contenders, who do you think is the biggest rival that you have on the World Cup right now?
నాకు background music మాత్రం బాగా
Esports
నచ్చింది.
Divine, yes, they are the reigning
Like,
champions, but it hasn't really been a
vibe
great
అవ్వచ్చు
year for
అన్నమాట.
them.
ก็อยากสอบถามว่าคิดว่าทีม
Stage feed చూపించండి సార్.
หรือว่าเป็น
I want to witness those
ตัวที่
people
ทีม
around the
ให้เรา
stage.
เข้าถึงจุดที่เรียกว่าเราได้แชมป์ได้ยากที่สุดครับ
สำหรับผมก็ไม่มีนะครับเพราะว่าส่วนตัวก็คือน่าจะคิดว่าเป็นที่ตัวเองมากกว่าถ้าตัวเองในวันนั้นเล่นได้กันทุกคนก็น่าจะไม่มีปัญหาอะไรครับ
I think that there's none of the team that gonna play against that's gonna be like the obstacle for us to claim the champion titles, but the biggest obstacle gonna be like ourselves and our players in the team. Like if we can play on the level that we practice, everything going to be fine for us.
Ooh, that is a great answer. I love your answer, by the way. Love the confidence. Is there anything you'd like to say to the other team that are also competing against you today?
มีอะไรอยากจะฝากถึงทีมอื่นๆที่จะเล่นกับเราในวันนี้บ้างไหมฮะ
ก็วันนี้ผมขอจองท็อป 1 ไปก่อนนะครับ
Well top 1 is mine
Ooh, my God, I'm so excited. I can feel the competition already. Thank you so much, Wasana. Thank you for having this interview. And thank you for watching us.
Welcome back, everyone. We start off our first match today hot and loud as Booyah is the one to get that first Booyah of the day.
It's nice to see the top 4 teams within the first game in itself be from 4 different regions out here. Everybody's hungry. But what has been shocking the world is how Gun Dynasty is running the game out there. Eliminations-wise, they absolutely knocked the ball out of the park, right? You have to respect the absolute tenacity. They bumped into many squads and barely anyone was able to keep up with them. I mean, even Falcons multiple times, they just got hunted down. And that's exactly what you expect out of the LATAM squad. Again, mechanically very sound, and it looks like they have definitely worked on their rotations a lot. I feel like this is one of those teams we have to look out for, looking like a solid team to make it into our grand finals, maybe even one of the first 4 to qualify into the grand finals directly. But DRS
యాక్చువల్లీ ఇది నాకు పర్మిషన్ ఇచ్చారు కిరణ్ లైక్ ఎట్లా అంటే పర్మిషన్స్ ఉంటాయి ఎవరు పడితే వాళ్ళకి చేయడానికి ఉండదు సో నాకు పర్మిషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి నాకు కాపరేట్ పడదు ఈవెన్ వచ్చినా వాళ్ళు వెంటనే తీసేస్తారు రాదు యాక్చువల్లీ
I'm seeing a lot of respect they're giving to other teams to make sure that in terms of survivability they can survive all the way to the later stages of the map.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, in this game, what sounds easy is absolutely difficult to execute out there on the battlefield. We talk about how important the mechanical skills are. We talk about how important the decision making and the timing
Team Apex Gaming ni చూయించండ్రా
out here. But DRS pulled off these things absolutely perfect in this first game, right? You look at the mechanical skills, they were
చూడండి
handling some
అసలు
of those
యాక్చువల్గా చాలా
gunfires
డిఫరెంట్
like
ఉంది
pros. Their timing was
ఆడియన్స్
absolutely
ఫేస్ చేయకుండా
perfect. They have great numbers behind them, and
ఇలా
it's a
ఫేస్
bit of a
చేశారు
shocker
వాళ్ళు
for me because we definitely saw their performance at
మధ్యలో ఒక
the
బ్లాక్
Asia Invitational.
గుడ్
And
యాక్చువల్లీ
they didn't really give us
ఓ
a lot
వీళ్ళకి
to talk about, right?
మర్చుకున్నా
They had some good games, but fairly
లైక్
inconsistent with
ఈడబ్ల్యూసి
their run.
బ్రాండింగ్ ఉన్న
But
ఐ మీన్
again, this
బాటిల్స్ అవి ఇవి
explosive
పెట్టారు
up against a lineup of squads that's, you know,
యా
very high
వర్టికల్
level.
గా
They are
నడుస్తుంది కిరణ్
superstars, multiple time world champions. It's insane. And you got to respect that out of Nepal.
ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ 100 వ్యూస్ ఈ రోజు ఐ మీన్ 100 వ్యూవర్షిప్ లెట్స్ సీ హోప్ ఫర్ ద బెస్ట్
Yeah, and I think what's really, important to think about not only is just consistency. I'm a big believer that you gotta fail in order to do well.
Yeah.
And
Let's
I think
go,
that now that you
guys.
mentioned DRS didn't really have a good run. Maybe they learned a lot from it. Maybe they
For sure,
picked
yeah.
up the weaknesses and made it way better for here. But again, this is after all the first map. It's still, I think, a heat check for many of these teams.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out where the drops are, how each team plays, how the rotations are gonna go.
Yeah, and also if you look at it from a standpoint of how much of pressure these squads are under, the bigger your name is,
Aurora
the more
Gaming,
your achievements,
EWC.
the bigger the pressure is going to be,
Yes.
because everybody expects you to
చెప్పా కదా
perform.
ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి
And
యాక్చువల్గా
if
ఒకటి అది
you're a team
ఉంటుంది
like Dariel, Soldiers,
ఇస్తారనమాట
DRS,
క్వాలిఫై అయిన
the
టీమ్స్ అన్నిటికీ
expectations are fairly low.
సో అలా
They have got nothing to lose,
Exactly.
right? It's the first time they're here on the global stage. It's one of the regions that we have brought in to play on a stage like this, and they are shining right now.
स्कूल
They
रहता
have to
भाई
make
मेरे
sure
को
they
एक बार
don't
देखने
allow
दो
their
आपका
nerves to
चार्ट
catch up with them. It's
भाई
very important
भैया ये
But if they
पेरिस
continue
में
on this momentum, I think it's going to be a solid run for
हो
DRS.
रहा
They
है
might
हो
just
रहा
be
है
the
क्या
key
हाँ
underdogs
भाई
that
ये
we have
पेरिस
to
में
look
हो
out
रहा है
for
भाई
all of these years.
दिस इज
But
हैपनिंग इन पेरिस
consistency on a stage like this is
इस
very
साल ये
difficult
पेरिस
to
में हो रहा
hold on to.
है
We have even
EWC
seen teams like
2026
Fluxo,
चलो
Casablanca,
हम विटनेस करते हैं
so
इंडिया
what
से
DRS,
जो हम
right? But if they
हिंदी
do
में
manage
देख
to pull it
सकते
off,
हैं
it
हम
will definitely
हिंदी
be
को
legendary.
स्ट्रीम्स
Yeah, I was
करते हैं
about to
लाइक
say that
स्नैक्स
as
कर
well.
रहा है
Coming in,
बच्चू
we've
कर
seen
रही है
so
ऐसा
many
कुछ हर
legendary
एक स्ट्रीमर
teams
जो
just,
भी
find their way
EWC
almost
को
to the
स्ट्रीम
finish
कर रहा
line
है
and
वो
then just
लोग
completely
क्रेजी
lose
हमारा
their
खुद
cool.
का
Yeah.
And the
लोकल
thing
लैंग्वेज
is,
यूज
when
कर
you
रहे हैं
have nothing
सो
to
आई एम
lose,
यूजिंग
when you
तेलुगु
are at
हिंदी
this
एंड
stage
इंग्लिश
where
वॉट
you're
एवर
just saying, hey, let's just come in
आपको
here,
अच्छा
have
लगता है
a
मैं वो
great
यूज कर
time
सकता हूँ अभी
without
के लिए मैं
having
तेलुगु
to
यूज कर
really
रहा हूँ
bow
अगर
down
चाहिए
to
तो
the
मैं हिंदी
pressure
में भी
from
बात कर
other
सकता
teams.
हूँ
You can
एंड
make
लेट्स
your
गो
name in this
वी
league. And
आर
these teams will
अगेन
come
इनटू
every game
मैच
is
2
earned.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Team Apex Gaming earlier.
Let's see guys,
team
match
from
2 అయితే
India
స్టార్ట్ అయిపోయింది.
got knocked out with no placement points whatsoever. Only 2
Match 1 అనే ఉంది
eliminations
ఇంకా
to eliminate.
maybe
And I
graphics
feel like
issue.
this is one of those
Let's see
teams that
guys.
we can expect to see perform a little bit better here on Solara. As we hop on in, these light rails are going to be attracting many teams to your compound. I think the third party situation in Solara has always been extremely exciting.
చలో గైస్,
to
మనకి పాయింట్స్
watch.
టేబుల్ అయితే
And
కనిపిస్తుంది.
it looks
ఎల్ఓ
like
యూడి
Gun
విత్
Dynasty
25 పాయింట్స్
is
టాప్
looking
లో
for a
ఉంది
big
అండ్
one again
గన్
with the
డైనాసిటీ
early
24
clash
పాయింట్స్ తో
against the Legends.
సెకండ్ పొజిషన్ లో ఉంది.
Gaming,
మోస్ట్
Eco
ఎలిమినేషన్స్
Train,
వచ్చేసి
battle
ట్రాప్
against
అంట
Gun Dynasty.
అండ్
It's gonna be a
షైరో
rough one.
94
Yeah, it's always gonna be
5
super exciting when they go for
eliminations
these
and
early
David
fights.
with
The
5
rest of the
eliminations.
map, though, very
Let's go
safe
guys,
and
30
welcome
watching.
out.
Let's hit
Welcome
100
out.
guys.
So is, I think,
Subscribe.
very hectic. Now in this
Ooh,
situation,
most damage,
I want to
392
see how
something
GD is going to be
వచ్చింది.
handling this.
We
And
missed it
we're
guys.
rushing forward.
And Gun Dynasty
Alliance
versus team
has already
or
entered
let's
on
go
the
guys.
top
ఇక్కడ
side.
ఫైట్ నడుస్తుంది హోరారి and let's see, we can see the overall points అయితే ఇక్కడ స్క్రీన్ మీద అయితే కనిపిస్తున్నాయి మీకు రైట్ సైడ్ లో. Let's go guys, let's go, let's support your favorite team guys. Please support your favorite team in the chat. Please support your favorite team in the chat guys.
With a headshot off of the AUG, and it's a great start here for the Malaysian squad. Maybe this is that perfect comeback, that perfect revenge early on. As GD snuffed them out, kicking them out of the lobby a tad bit too earlier. But now,
Crazy guys,
again,
crazy,
the super
crazy.
savior of the squad will hit that double revive, making sure even if Gun Dynasty falls early here up against Aurora, they will stay in the lobby. But the White Tigers, they smell blood and they want the points.
Yeah, they're coming in as a third party here as well. Gives a bit of space for Aurora to go for that reposition. It's a bit quiet right now. They don't want to do anything. They can see Aurora leaving away from the area. GD, you got to deal with the White Tigers right now.
Apex. The Kimbo Vector in hand. Rate of fire is there. The damage, questionable for sure. Spots one out. It's the cord. And it looks like he's going to be gagging himself in. Beautiful Valiant dash. Aim God hopping on in with that backup. And they definitely had the advantage on their side with the numbers. And on the other side, AGAL up against EEC. It looks like AGL just weren't having a good run up against them.
No, it's just so unlucky to meet them. I just want to say I'm living this proactivity coming in from EVOS. They heard sounds coming through. They go in and just force that third-party fight. But in this situation, I was surprised it didn't go 3 ways. Aurora, this time around, they got knocked a bit too early just now. They want to make up for just now.
Benel versus Aim God. It's a 1v1. Fair fight. Aim God spots Simfest. Shot finds no connection. Benel looking for the quick reposition. But the rest of the EVOS squad, they've entered the compound already. Benel's in a tad bit of trouble, to say the least. Woven back and away. Team Apex Gaming. Can they take the fight up against the 2024 Esports World Cup champions and walk away with the victory here? There is a vending machine in play, and you can see the Apex player already camping away at it in case they need to pull in. A quick revival. Raja on the hunt. Sahiljad has been spotted out already. Woven sticking his head out. That is a bait on fire. Flanking around from the right hand side. Max 7. His own glue wall keeps him in a way. And Woven with a timely time turner to keep himself in the run.
Oh man, and here comes the firepower from the Falcons, knocking a majority of the DAG players down here. 2 eliminations already done and out here. And now they go for more. DAG is stuck in a corner. 3 players crunching him all alone. The wave from On Fire is here. 2v1 swing out means that he cannot survive.
Man, KD God, I
Guys,
don't know where he
crazy
is, but
fight
he
అయితే
was in a
నడుస్తుంది తెలుసా?
fantastic spot to
Literally.
punish the players on the side of
Literally
Falcons.
crazy
Managed
fight.
to get a double knock, but the recovery from your
4 minutes అయితే
2024
అయిపోయింది.
EWC
ఇంతవరకు ఒక్క
champions,
టీం కూడా ఎలిమినేట్ అవ్వాలి.
absolutely swift, but
అని
KD
లోపల ఎలిమినేట్
God
అయిపోయింది.
in
పారాడాక్స్
trouble
గేమింగ్
now.
అయితే ఫస్ట్
Team
ఎలిమినేట్
Apex
అయిపోయింది
Gaming.
మ్యాచ్ 2 లో. లెట్స్ సీ
They've
గైస్.
already hit the revive, and they're holding on. Riptide
Hello.
rhythm from KD God just to put a little bit of extra pressure on them. The nade is in his hands. Peanut
ట్యాగ్ ఆన్
on the
టాప్.
chase.
ఫాల్కన్ అయితే చేజ్ చేస్తుంది గైస్ టీమ్ ట్యాగ్ ని. లెట్స్ సీ ఫాల్కన్ వర్సెస్ టీమ్ ట్యాగ్ ఆన్ టాప్. టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్. ఓ డ్యామేజ్. Let's see. Let's hope for the best, guys.
Vending machine right beside. It's a 1v1. KD God has the better gun in this situation, but Pina absolutely
Just miss.
hopping on
Good
from the back of the
game.
glue wall, taking the shots,
अरे
quickly
डैमेज
hopping
जा
away.
रहा है भाई.
And for
Tag
having
on
a
top.
disadvantage with the
Down.
gun, Pina turns things around.
No problem. I think
Oh my
team
gosh,
tag
that
on
was
top.
a hot
Remaining
chase
players
from
అయితే
the
alive
other
ఉండే
side of the map
ఉంటారు.
all the
Let's
way
see.
till here. Movement was
Oh, yeah. Gotta respect Falcons this time, hungry for those points. They
ఓ
obviously
టీమ్
wanted to
ట్యాగ్
get a
ఈస్
run in the
ఇన్
earlier
12th
game.
పొజిషన్
Did not find it
12th
for
పొజిషన్ ఉంది
themselves.
పర్లేదు బట్ ఒక ప్లేయర్
Kicked out
కోల్పోయిన
the
రీకాల్
Rockets,
అయితే
just 10
ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు
points on
లెట్స్
their
సీ
side.
గైస్
Very aggressive game one for Falcons. 7 eliminations, but only 3 placement points. You just have to make sure the same mistake is not made here on Solara. But so far, so good. You see the coins on the side, absolutely stacked up. And TEC, one of the favorites from Bangladesh, alive and kicking with a ton of elimination points already on their side in the Solara game.
Oh man, Barros putting that damage on the top 16.
GG. That's
Takes
it.
a lot of damage, almost getting knocked down here, but moves around the area, cannot survive, and knocked out as well.
Yeah, Barros, great play on the 1v1 thrill of battle, popped in a timely manner, locking him down. And a swift elimination right after. AGL on the prowl, looking for some extra points. But Cypher's gonna get caught out here. Jazzy Aswap and the smooth criminal Cypher quickly getting away. Barros looking for the backup and the
Just
bait
missed,
and
guys.
switch. Barros now holding back. Jazzy taken out of the equation. Barros, you monster.
Oh, it's the biggest nope I've ever seen in my life, and Saifa is the one to turn things around there. Aswap down and out.
లో చలో
Try and see where
బట్
exactly he can go in this situation. Coming
Anyway,
in with rotations here.
రీకాల్స్ అయితే వస్తాయి
Already
ఒక ప్లేయర్
inside
బతుకున్న
the
రీకాల్
zone,
ఇవ్వచ్చు
mid-side area,
మనం
really
చూసాం
good.
లాస్ట్
I
మ్యాచ్
think
లో దాన్ని
AGL and
విట్నెస్
love there.
చేసాం
AGAL, again, this is their third EWC. Just like Buriram, perhaps third time's the charm. David 444 taken out early here.
GD versus
This is one of the prime
DRU
players out of the
Buriram.
dynasty. And Buriram hunting them down one after the other. You messed around with us in the previous game. We could not get to the booyah. And this time, we will take you out of the lobby early. Buriram says, but can we see a recovery again? Benel, the super savior of Gun Dynasty, keeping them in the race.
Honestly, getting that pickup right as the glue wall goes down is just diabolical. Now, the zone has shifted a little bit more here. And in this situation, most players are already coming
Again?
back into the game.
Man, Benel, what in the world? This guy.
Yes, most
బ్రో
revivals.
ప్రతి టీం ప్లేయర్స్ ఫుల్ అయిపోయారు మళ్ళీ వచ్చేసారు ఒక్క పారాడాక్స్ గేమింగ్ తప్ప ఫస్ట్ ఎలిమినేట్ అయిపోయిన టీం ఈ మ్యాచ్ లో లెట్స్ సీ ఇన్సేపు చేసిన ఫైట్స్ కి అర్థం లేదు ఎక్సెప్ట్ పాయింట్స్ ప్రతి టీం కి కిల్స్ వస్తాయి కిల్ పాయింట్స్ వస్తాయి బట్ స్టిల్ ప్లేయర్స్ మళ్ళీ 43 అయిపోయింది ఓ ఒక ప్లేయర్ డౌన్ అయ్యారు 44 నుంచి 43 కి వచ్చింది ఫ్రమ్ డిఆర్ఎస్ ఒక ప్లేయర్ ఫినిష్ అయ్యింది చూద్దాం రీకాల్ వస్తుంది మళ్ళీ నా తెలిసిన వరకు ఫాల్కన్ వర్సెస్ టీమ్ డిఆర్ఎస్ ఇక్కడ ఫైట్ జరుగుతుంది లెట్స్ ఓ డిఆర్ఎస్ తాకూర్ని ఎలిమినేట్ ఫినిష్ చేయడం జరిగింది ఇక్కడ ఎవరు లెట్స్ ఓ ఫాల్కన్ ప్లేయర్స్ కూడా డౌన్ అవుతున్నారు డిఆర్ఎస్ వర్సెస్ ఫాల్కన్ లెట్స్ సీ గైస్ డిఆర్ఎస్ వర్సెస్ ఫాల్కన్ చూద్దాం
might be in a tad bit of trouble, but Falcons not going to make that mistake just yet.
Doing a due diligence here, dotting their I, crossing their T's as well. And I think DRS is doing, fairly wise to just really back away from this fight.
Yeah.
Now, for Falcons, they brought back Pina into the game. That's more firepower once again on their side here. The southern side here, DP and AGL looks very interesting right now.
Falcons understanding that Alu would probably pop their heads if they took the slide rail, trying to just cut the distance down with the vehicles. On the other side, Demon's Pride, top 16, tagged up already. That Moko giving away his position, and it's too easy for Dew to go in for the follow-up. Super Sniper turned Russia in the situation, connected with the electrotherapy. This is the result of too many clash squads.
And in this situation as well, I think everyone is just sort of like kind of moving away on that western side here, just trying to find a way into the zone, making sure that they don't get sniped out as they take that slide rails. We saw so many of that happening way too soon. Well, it's fun for us viewers to see it, but for them, it's
thank you
probably
for
a very,
subscribing.
I would say, high stakes, heart attack situation.
The Clash Masters
ప్రతి టీం మళ్ళీ వచ్చేసింది 44 ప్లేయర్స్ మళ్ళీ మ్యాప్ లోకి వచ్చేసారు
to play a closer range battle, which means more shotguns, more SMGs, and it is having its results shown beautifully on the battle royale scene. And that's just going to be making these snipers so much more deadlier. Long range, short range. They're now becoming all-rounders. But this next circle, though, looking deadly. Falcon scanning out the area of Team Apex. Sahil Jad gets caught in the binocular scan. Pina Racha not waiting. They sustain some shots, but they're going straight in for the elimination. And a 4-man scan here, potentially by the White Tigers. EVOS divided, a double scan. Probably Aurora as well as Loud. EVOS in trouble. as two teams have got the information on them. Team Apex Gaming, on the other hand, already scanned out by the Falcon squad earlier on, but Falcons are the ones who are in a tad bit more trouble.
Ooh, nice shot.
Sayaljat looking for the revival, pulls Shoto back into the race, but he sacrifices himself in the same run.
I mean, what can you do to just really survive longer here?
That's it. Katie God in trouble. Out of the pan, into the fire. Running straight. Oh! EVOS Divine does not spot him out.
They don't know.
This could just be that survival play, but Tech is right behind him, so this is going to be a tad bit difficult.
know.
Oh, no, Thriller
They
battle.
know.
GG, bro. I don't know if or not that was super intentional, but Katie God now clipped on by the Thriller battle, has got no way to use his active skill. But EVOS Divine not making the mistake of looking for one extra point and potentially sacrificing two of their players. They know the players of TEC is right there beside them. So moving to find an extra point might put them in a little bit of trouble, and the veteran experience of EVOS Divine keeping them alive and kicking. But the Rail Soldiers hopping on in as well. This is about to become a rough three-way battle.
Yeah, coming through here as well, because Katie got finally knocked down as well. As TEC, their compound is being taken away. DRS gonna trust really hunker down here in this situation. Maybe wait out those fights, or hoping for an opening to either go in for the fight or just go for a tactical retreat.
Yeah, playing on the meta, the AWM, the BSKs, they've got the long-range weapons perfect for Solara. And I will not doubt those M590s are on standby for the pop as well. Great rotation by EVOS Divine, avoiding the initial engagement with DRS. And just taking the position right below the players of Titan Esports Club. This means Bangladesh is going to have a rough time to get out of their spot, but thankfully the circle's still with them. The next zone is going to be crucial to see which teams get caught out here on the rotation. There is a high chance it moves towards the conglomeration of the three squads here. EVOS Divine, TEC, as well as DRS.
DRS, you're being very, very patient, but the problem is right now you go toward EVOS, there's a potential of getting knocked out by TEC from that top side of the building as well.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a situation where you guys have to wait out things.
Nice play, and now it's just all-out annihilation. Messy, as multiple teams are so close to each other. Gun Dynasty does not manage the ambush, but Demon's Pride are swapped.
Ooh, team Demon's Pride eliminate అయిపోయింది.
Takes him out of the equation. David's picked right back up, and again Gun Dynasty's gonna be.
ఇప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ నేను చెప్పే జోన్ చిన్నగా కొత్త క్లస్టర్ వల్ల ఎక్కువ ఫైట్స్
Now the
అవుతాయి.
wait happens here.
Let's
as we
see.
already see that for Aurora surviving a little bit longer this time, and they want to go for this fight against GD. In front of them, they're already
టీమ్
good
అరోరా
enough
అయితే
on pick-up
ఫ్రాక్స్
here.
పెట్టి కలెక్ట్
Aurora
చేస్తుంది
doing
గైస్.
very well,
9 ఫ్రాక్స్ కలెక్ట్
fighting the
చేసింది ఈ
players of
మ్యాచ్ లో.
GD, but they still have
సేమ్
three
గన్
more
డైనస్టీ మళ్ళీ
members
టాప్ కి
on
వచ్చేసింది ఈ
the
మ్యాచ్ లో.
other side.
టాప్ లోనే ఉంది. పాయింట్స్ పరంగా 26, కిల్స్ పరంగా అయితే ఫాల్కన్ అండ్ ఏజీఎల్ సేమ్ ఉన్నాయి. Let's see.
He always brings the rest of the team members back in, but without him, they're going to crumble one after the other. Vega taken out
టీమ్
the
గన్
equation
డైనస్టీ
as well.
ఎలిమినేట్
And it
అయిపోయింది.
looks like Gun Dynasty, that's the end for them. Aurora and Loud, this is going to be a rough rotation for them, as everybody else has hopped on in, as anticipated earlier on. The next circle finds EVOS, TEC, as well as DRS.
The cinematics మాత్రం crazy guys అసలు. Drone shots ఇవన్నీ కూడా crazy ఉన్నాయి కదా. EWC లో మంచి cinematic చూస్తున్నారు.
Aurora, they're going to have to battle it out before stepping into the next zone.
And it is annoying and a very rough area here to the side here. Guangsa does fight one, and here comes the nades as well. The reposition is good. Trap doing huge damage onto the members of Buram United.
One more, baby. And that's just going to keep them at bay. Get high Excel, looking for the pickup onto Asana. But now outside the zone, he has
క్రేజీ ఫైట్స్
electrotherapy
జోన్
though,
బయట
and
కూడా
that
రివైవ్
keeps his
ఇచ్చి
buddy
మరి
alive
తీసుకొచ్చుకుంటున్నారు.
and
టీమేట్స్
kicking.
వదులుకోవట్లేదు.
AGAL on the other
ఓ
hand,
టీమ్
aside
డిఆర్ఎస్
from
ఎలిమినేట్
DRS,
అయిపోయింది గైస్
they
మ్యాచ్
let
2 లో.
them
లెట్స్
run
సీ
in. They were keeping
ఎలిమినేషన్
their eye on
లీడర్
the
సైఫా
AGAL
విత్
on
5
the
ఫ్రాగ్స్.
backstab to
వావ్.
get advantage of that situation. Wasana's going to get snuffed out as well.
ఓ బురిరామ్ యునైటెడ్ ఈ స్పోర్ట్స్ కూడా ఎలిమినేట్ అయితే అయిపోయింది ఈ మ్యాచ్ లో. ఓ టీమ్ ఫాల్కన్స్, ద హెక్ బ్రో. టీమ్ ఫాల్కన్స్ కూడా ఎలిమినేట్ అయిపోయింది. వీఆర్ లెఫ్ట్ విత్ టీమ్ ఈవోస్, టీసీ, ఆరా, AGL and Loud.
Yeah, Team Wi-Fi already as well for
Oh,
Aurora. They're already been
Aurora Gaming would eliminate అయిపోయింది guys.
Tigers trying to find a way to move away from this area.
Top 4 teams అయితే
is
వచ్చేసాయి.
so
Let's see
annoying,
guys, top
pressuring them
4
from the top side,
teams.
not able to move, and they have made a nice bounty wanted to climb over and take this fight face to face.
Yes, that way to heaven. But who goes to heaven? Is it going to be you guys or TEC right above? And smart play by EVOS here. They don't quickly rush on up. They understand that AJL is holding on to a prime position right behind them. And they do have the advantage with the move off the circle. AJL will have to keep an eye on Loud. And TEC, they don't need to do much with that high ground. They just need to play fishing here. They do have a prime spot and a big advantage in terms of how that circle is now going to move.
AGL looking really
Guys,
good just now.
4
They
teams,
move
4
on.
players, అందరూ live ఉన్నారు.
Something
Let's see.
else to do is going to put a spanner in the works for AGL. EVOS first down
EVOS
here,
కి
takes
LOUD కి
the
fight
lead.
జరిగే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది.
Shooting the
Let's see.
feed. Russia, sneaky play, has got the stealth bites of the Morse as well. But this is going to be a
EVOS
rough
అయితే
one
పైకి
for Russia
వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు.
if he cannot quickly catch up with the rest of his team members. And
హై రిచ్
great
కోసం అయితే
placement
పైకి
on
వెళ్ళి
blue
బ్యాక్
balls.
రొటేషన్
The
చూస్తున్నాం మనం.
resistance of the stealth
ఇక్కడ
bites.
AGL కి
EVOS
TEC కి
defense
ఫైట్ అయ్యే
wants to
ఛాన్స్
make
ఉంది.
the
EVOS
move.
కి అండ్
TEC is gonna be
LOUD
very
లౌడ్ కి
worried.
ఫైట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్
And
ఉంది.
Loud in a lot of trouble.
లెట్స్ సీ.
Up against
లౌడ్ వాళ్ళు
EVOS
అయితే
as well as
వెహికల్
TEC.
తీసుకొని అయితే
But
జోన్
they've
లోకి
got the
వెళ్ళడానికి
vehicles
ట్రై
on their
చేస్తున్నారు.
side for
ఎందుకంటే
the
జోన్
quick
లోకి వెళ్ళాలి. ఇప్పుడు
reposition.
జోన్
And
మూవ్
now
అవుతుంది
this is
అనమాట.
where
స్లోగా
Russia can
ఒక
be
సైడ్ నుంచి ఇంకో సైడ్
troublesome
మూవ్
as
అవుతూ
he
ఉంటది.
quickly shoots at those
Let's
vehicles,
see.
lighting them up.
Yeah, that's the repositioning going to be taken away from them. And now Loud is
Ooh!
what a shot!
క్రీజ్ స్నైప్ బ్రో, క్రీజ్ స్నైప్. బట్ ఇంకో సైడ్ నుంచి మనోడు కూడా పడింది.
But Ray, nice damage onto
AGL కి TEC కి ఫైట్ జరుగుతుంది గైస్. గట్టిగానే ఫైట్ జరుగుతుంది ఇక్కడ. అండ్ TEC అయితే వరుసగా ముగ్గురిని EVOS ముగ్గురిని ఎలిమినేట్ చేశాడు. రివైవ్ అయితే అవుతున్నారు మళ్ళీ TEC వాళ్ళు. లెట్స్ సీ. ఇద్దరైతే లైవ్, ఇద్దరు ఎలిమినేటెడ్. EVOS అండ్ లౌడ్ కి ఇక్కడ ఫైట్ అవుతుంది. లెట్స్ గో గైస్. ఎవరు గెలుస్తారు అనుకుంటున్నారు? నేను ఎవరికి సపోర్ట్ చేస్తా? నేను EVOS కి సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నా గైస్. హైమెన్ ఉన్నారు. లేదంటేనేమో AGL కూడా ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. ఒక ప్లేయర్ ఎలా ఉన్నా కూడా AGL కి కూడా ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. అగల్ అండ్ EVOS కి నేను సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నా. లెట్స్ సీ. నేను అనుకున్న టీమ్స్ గెలుస్తాయో లేదో. టైటాన్ స్పోర్ట్స్ క్లబ్ TEC ఎలిమినేట్ అయితే అయిపోయింది. లెట్స్ గో గాయ్స్. అగల్ EVOS లౌడ్ అయితే ఉన్నాయి. నేను అన్న 2 టీమ్స్ ఇంకా బతికే ఉన్నాయి. ఆ 2 టీమ్స్ గెలుస్తాయా లేదా, ఛాంపియన్ అవుతుందా లేదా ఈ మ్యాచ్ కి చూద్దాం. బుయా తీసుకుంటుందా లేదా చూద్దాం. అండ్ మళ్ళీ జోన్ అయితే స్ట్రింక్ అవడానికి 10 సెకండ్స్ అయితే టైం ఉంది. లెట్స్ గో గాయ్స్, లెట్స్ గో. AGL అయితే ఎలిమినేట్ అయిపోయింది. బట్ EVOS అయితే ఇంకా బతికి ఉంది. 1v4 సిచ్యువేషన్ గైస్. లౌడ్ వర్సెస్ EVOS. లెట్స్ సీ. నాకైతే EVOS గెలుస్తుంది ఈసారి ఫిక్స్డ్. అండ్ చలో బూయా కొట్టేసింది గైస్. బూయా. టీమ్ EVOS అయితే బూయా అయితే కొట్టేసింది. అండ్ సెకండ్ మ్యాచ్ గ్రూప్ స్టేజ్ లో. లెట్స్ గో గైస్. నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్, నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్ గైస్, నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్. క్రేజీ. నేను వెయిటింగ్ గైస్. ట్యాగ్ ఆన్ టాప్ 3 టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ కంబ్యాక్ కోసం వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నా. లెట్స్ సీ. టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ కంబ్యాక్ కావాలి. లెట్స్ సీ.
What is going to happen to EVOS? Because after winning the Esports World Cup last year, they have been dormant. They have just been hibernating. They have not been a massive threat in any of the competitions that they hopped on into. But this is not that same EVOS Divine. They are rising up to the occasion and they want to prove that the White Tigers are not here to play. They are here
Replay
to
is here,
annihilate.
guys.
Look at these nades, man. I mean, they were a flurry that instantly snuffed out the chances of Titan Esports Club.
You know what's really interesting? In so many interviews, they said, what is our secret weapon? It was Russia. And he did. We saw that pressure coming in from him. But Ray as well is putting in and showing us why exactly he's also part of the team.
You know, a big problem that I had with the EVOS Divine run in 2025 is that without Russia, I think they would have lost out in many of those lobbies. Just like what Benel is doing for the side of the players of Gun Dynasty. We saw Russia being that backup player, that sniper that continuously revived the rest of his team members. But this time, they are not
డైరెక్ట్ గా వెళ్తే బాగుంది అనిపిస్తుంది గైస్. ఆ విట్నెస్ చేయాలని తెలుసు నాకు. లిటరల్లీ డైరెక్ట్ గా ప్యారిస్ వెళ్ళి ఆ ఫీల్ తీసుకుంటే క్రేజీ అసలు. ఆ ల్యాండ్ స్టేజ్ అవనివ్వండి మొత్తం చూడొచ్చు. ఒక అటు సైడ్ లైక్ లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ టాప్ లో చూడండి మీకు అక్కడ ఒక స్క్రీన్ కనిపిస్తుంది. రైట్ సైడ్ లో ఒక స్క్రీన్ ఉంది. PCR ఉంది. స్టేజ్, ఆడియన్స్ క్రేజీ గైస్. నాకు తెలిసి ఎక్కువ ఆడియన్స్ ఉండకపోవచ్చు గ్రూప్ స్టేజ్ కి. ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ ఆడియన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఎక్కువ కనిపించడం లేదు, చాలా తక్కువ మంది, ఎస్పెషల్లీ ప్లేయర్స్ రిలేటెడ్ పీపుల్ లైక్ వాళ్ళ టీమ్ మెంబర్స్ కానివ్వండి, ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ అయితే చూస్తున్నాను నేను ఆడ. అండ్ టీమ్ మ్యాచ్ స్టాండింగ్స్ లో ఈవోస్ అయితే టాప్ లో ఉంది విత్ 1 బూయా, అండ్ క్లౌడ్ స్నీకర్స్ అయితే సెకండ్ పొజిషన్ లో ఉంది.
Equalizer here from EVOS, but again, shout out to DRS Gaming, the real soldier, showing us that when you give a underdog team a opportunity on a stage like this, they will not let it go.
టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ అయితే లాస్ట్ నుంచి సెకండ్ పొజిషన్ లో ఉంది. డీమన్స్ ప్రైడ్ కూడా ఏషియా టీమే, టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ ఏషియా టీమే. లెట్స్ సీ వీళ్ళు టాప్ కి వెళ్తారు చూడాలి. ఎస్పెషల్ టీమ్ అపెక్స్ గేమింగ్ టాప్ లో ఉండాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాం. హ్యాష్‌ట్యాగ్ టాప్ 4 లో ఉంటే వీ కెన్ సీ అవర్ సెల్స్ ఇన్ ద గ్రాండ్ స్టేజెస్, గ్రాండ్ ఫైనల్స్ లో చూడొచ్చు ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ టీమ్, ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ ఇండియా టీమ్ ని. లెట్స్ సీ గైస్, లెట్స్ సీ. అండ్ మనకి ఛాంపియన్ ట్రోఫీ కనిపిస్తుంది ఇక్కడ. ఇంకొక ఇంటర్వ్యూ మీరైతే ఇంటర్వ్యూ విట్నెస్ చేయండి.
Você começou o dia já, o time da Loud já começou o dia com buia, e especialmente com a Buriram no top 4. Como é a confiança de você estar nesse momento? Vocês ainda conseguiram chegar num segundo lugar nessa última partida? Você acha que isso tem sido importante para o time de vocês?
Acho que a confiança nossa está lá em cima, de acordo com os resultados que vem durante alguns meses. Estamos evoluindo a cada dia, a gente quer muito representar o Brasil bem nesse Mundial. Já começamos muito bem, um top 1 e um top 2.
भाई टीम बताओ कौन कौन कंट्री के हैं टीम्स? बताता हूँ भाई, हमारा इंडिया से तो अभी ये ग्रुप में टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग है टैग ऑन टॉप, और अलग बाहर कंट्रीज का भी है. मैं एक बार देख के बताता हूँ आपको, बस मेरे को 2-3 ही पता है. टीम इंडिया से तो टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग, S8UL और टोटल गेमिंग का टीम्स है. एंड फ्रॉम बांग्लादेश डीमंस प्राइड और एक टीम है भाई शायद से, मेरे को देखना है, एक बार देखता हूँ मैं. एंड एशिया से तो बहुत कम टीम्स है. एनीवे वी हैव फाल्कन, वो 2 साल से ऑलरेडी EWC में है. आई मीन वो खेल रहे थे, EWC ग्रैंड स्टेज तक गए हैं. एंड दिस टाइम वी आर गेटिंग दैट चांस. इस बार हमें चांस मिला है कि हम देख सकते हैं हमारा 3 इंडियन टीम्स EWC स्टेज पे. लेकिन देखना है वो लोग ग्रैंड फाइनल्स तक जा सकते हैं कि नहीं. मैं सोच रहा हूँ जाना ही है. माई इंटेंशन इज आई वॉन्ट टू सी our Indian teams on EWC grand stages, obviously. Let's see. अभी तो हमारा 3 मौके हैं, 3 टीम्स हैं. देखते हैं वो लोग कैसे परफॉर्म करते हैं. एंड लेट्स विटनेस दैट शो इन आवर लैंग्वेज, हिंदी एंड तेलुगु, इंग्लिश, व्हाटएवर इट इज. कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा भाई, ये तो इंटरव्यू है तो ऐसे ही बस बातचीत करते हैं. एंड लेट्स विटनेस मैच 3 एज वेल. देखते हैं मैच 3 में कौन जीत सकते हैं.
Mano, aqui nós aprendemos a jogar esse campeonato. A partir de
तुमने
agora,
मेरे को
nós
क्यों नहीं
sabemos
भेजा
jogar.
भाई?
Eu acho que foi o que aconteceu no
ज्यादा
Mundial.
इन्फो नहीं
Acabou,
भेजा
em
भाई.
vez de me ficar
What do you
triste
think?
e de cabeça baixa, eu falei, a partir de agora,
क्या
nosso time
लगता
aprendeu
है
como jogar
भाई?
um Mundial.
Wow, that's very special. Okay, so
कुशल ठाकुर,
reach the Free Fire World Series
समझा नहीं भाई, आप
finals
जो
last
पूछ
year
रहे
in
थे
the
क्या
top
लगता
5
है भाई?
gave us such a
किस
great
चीज
and
का भाई?
important understanding
Is
and
there any
in what
team
we
from
should do in
नेपाल
Free
से कोई
Fire
टीम
right
है
now.
क्या?
And I told my coach,
नेपाल से एक बार
so
चेक कर रहा
right
हूँ.
now
Just
we are
give me a
learning
second.
more to play Free Fire. We are in the right path, and I think we are more than prepared to take the
Free
world
Fire,
right
Free
now,
Fire,
and that's
Free Fire,
exactly what we came to do here at
भाई मेरे पास
AWC.
ना
Thanks so much for your time. Good luck in the
7
next
गेम्स का
match.
एक्सेस है,
Make the
इसलिए
L.
मेरे को बहुत दिक्कत हो रही है
And
पूरा
I'll get you
शेड्यूल
guys in
ओपन करके
studio.
रखने में. बस 1 सेकेंड दो. क्वालिफिकेशन डिटेल्स नेपाल से है ना भाई. DRS गेमिंग इज फ्रॉम नेपाल ब्रो. DRS गेमिंग नेपाल से ही है. पाकिस्तान से वो सॉरी ब्रो, डीमंस प्राइड इज फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान. बांग्लादेश से स्ट्रॉ हैट्स और टीज ही हैं. इंडिया से अपेक्स गेमिंग, S8UL Esports, गेम टोटल गेमिंग Esports, IQ टोटल गेमिंग Esports. इंडोनेशिया से टीम वाइटैलिटी, टीम RRQ. थाईलैंड से टीम फाल्कन्स. सॉरी, टीम फाल्कन्स इज ऑल्सो फ्रॉम एशिया. MIA कॉर्प इज फ्रॉम वेनेजुएला विच इज एन अमेरिकास ओके DRS गेमिंग ये तो हमारा नेपाल का है एशिया से और क्या है भाई टीम सीक्रेट है AGL इज फ्रॉम एशिया थाईलैंड ट्विस्टेड माइंड्स इज फ्रॉम थाईलैंड अरोरा गेमिंग इज फ्रॉम मलेशिया बुरीराम यूनाइटेड esports इज फ्रॉम थाईलैंड टीम RRQ इज फ्रॉम इंडोनेशिया टीम वाइटैलिटी फ्रॉम इंडोनेशिया वही भाई पूरा 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 ओवरऑल 24 टीम्स में तो 10 प्लस टीम्स हमारा एशिया से ही है उसमें से इंडिया से 3 टीम नेपाल से 1 पाकिस्तान से 1 थाईलैंड से 3 नहीं 2 इंडोनेशिया से 2 थाईलैंड से 3 है इंडोनेशिया से 2 मलेशिया से 1 ऐसा कुछ है भाई मेरे को और देखना है कौन सा टीम से आगे जा रहे हैं पाकिस्तान से पूरा एक ही टीम है भाई फ्री फायर में वो है टीम डीमन स्प्रेड अभी जो खेल रहा है विच इज प्लेइंग राइट नाउ एंड आई कैन सी और भी चार्ट है हमारे पास चार्ट जा रहा है हाँ नहीं इसमें ये डिसेबल करना है तो 1 सेकंड दो मेरे को बहुत दिक्कत होता है ये वाला ऑप्शन चार्ट ट्रांसलेशन का विल बी कौन विक्ट्री होगा मुझे भी नहीं पता भाई मेरे को लग रहा है कि कुछ भी हो लेकिन हमारा एशिया से हो और कॉपीराइट स्ट्राइक मामा ना कॉपीराइट स्ट्राइक इव्वरू ओके दैट्स फाइन इधर नेपाल से कोई टीम है क्या हाँ नेपाल से है डी ये कौन सा था भाई नेपाल से
kalau untuk tim-tim lain sih
DRS Gaming is from Nepal.
Sendiri saya tidak perlu memikirkan banyak hal tentang
पाकिस्तान से कौन सा टीम है Demon Sprite is from Pakistan.
Jadi saya tinggal fokus aja main. Nah, itu yang terbaik pokoknya.
Hi mama, big fan. BTL Vamshuro big fan bro. भाई स्टार्ट क्लब होगा स्टार्ट कब होगा हाँ अभी स्टार्ट होगा भाई थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा क्योंकि अभी 2 मैच हुए हैं ना थोड़ा सा ब्रेक 1-2 मिनट का और तीसरा मैच स्टार्ट हो जाएगा बस थोड़ा सा ब्रेक छोटा सा आते और PUBG वाला नेम है सेम हाँ ब्रो अरोरा मंगोलिया का टीम होगा PUBG का भी यही नाम है उनका हाँ भाई मंगोलिया वही है आई थिंक सेम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो सकता है सेम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से फ्री फायर के लिए और PUBG के लिए भी आ सकते हैं सो ऑब्वियस थिंग उसका कोई दिक्कत नहीं है एंड लेट्स गो गाइस स्ट्रीम तो स्टार्ट हो चुका है भाई लेट्स सब्सक्राइब गाइस अभी एक छोटा सा इंटरव्यू होगा शायद से उसके बाद होगा हमारा मैच 3 जब तक मैच 3 स्टार्ट होगा सब्सक्राइब करके रखना यार भूलना मत सब्सक्राइब करके तुम्हारा भाई को सपोर्ट दो लव दो भाई अपना प्यार दो एंड लेट्स गो
and they fix what could be perfected on the first game because hey come the second game they know exactly what they need to do and we see Russia obviously as a pivot sniper he's gonna need more room for him to do dynamic movements and that's exactly what the support gave them so yeah it works well for them EFOS is finally finding the rhythm that they kind of lost the first time again maybe opening game of course the nerve it's something that maybe we cannot explain. It's something that's always difficult, always hard for anyone at the EWC.
Yeah, they've got that pressure on their shoulders, you know what I mean? They're like, oh no, we've won, we've got to do it again. So like that's got to add on top of this as well, and I guess we saw that in their games too.
Ooh, match standings are here. EVOS with 41 total points, Loudsneaker with 41 points, DRS Gaming with 33, Gun Dynasty with 32, Agal with 32, Team Falcons with 27 points in 6th position. Top 6 teams we can see here. हमें top 6 teams दिख रहा है. మనం చూడొచ్చు top 6 teams అయితే.
Because my goodness, Loud was another team that started off hot. You could say the first win was a bit given, but boy, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, coming from the position we're in heat, they're not really found in the map. I'm really looking forward
and page 2 बुरीराम यूनाइटेड esports अरे भाई मिस कर दिया लेकिन कोई ना देखते हैं भाई लेट्स गो गाइस लेट्स गो
on the rotation. Just
Replay,
hanging in the middle
replay.
of that final
Final
circle is one
strike.
thing that Loud has been doing for the first 2 games, but it's just unfortunate that rotation was not favoring them, and even Launchpad was not on them in that final moment. So it was tough for them to make that rotation.
It definitely was. One thing, I mean, we've been seeing some of these squads now being able to perform well, right? Evo's, Loud out of Brazil. Earlier you were talking about...
अरे यार चार्ट जा रहा है ना मेरे को 2 स्क्रीन से और मैं मोबाइल में देख रहा हूँ इसलिए थोड़ा दिक्कत हो रहा था. माफ करना भाई, माफ करना.
Yeah, you know, we've been talking
बार-बार
about
बढ़ा
that pressure, and
तो-
they've got the pressure of the club championships on their shoulders. So, you know, amounts of other Falcons, you know, in different games coming through. So, of course, you know, they're sitting in that kind of middle of the pack at the moment. They are trying to find those eliminations early on. There was actually a moment in the second match where we saw Team Falcons hunting down Team Tag. They were able to take 2 limbs from the team, and they're like, no revivals for you guys. And we just saw them sort of launch over to where Tag was trying to recover the rest of the team and try and get those early eliminations. So, you know, I think they're sitting about, 6th place, 27. It's nothing, you know, at the top with those 41 sorts of points there. But look, they have shown the same kind of consistency that they had, you know, in these previous global series that they had. Sometimes they do incredibly well. Sometimes they choke and aren't flying like a Falcon should. But look, don't take your eyes off Team Falcons, guys, because they are capitalizing on those early eliminations, which are putting those points on the boards. And, you know, they're just looking for that booyah.
Yeah,
they're looking for that later on.
Let's see if they're going to end up getting it, because I'm looking at number 4 here.
Yeah.
Gundy, Nasty. I mean, 32 points, that's not bad either.
Yes, Gun Dynasty, that first game was definitely something. I did not expect them to do so well. I mean, they have been consistently showing amazing strength and courage and the skill to back it up. So I am just at awe at how amazing Gun Dynasty is performing at the very first game. And sitting at 4th with 22 elimination points surely isn't bad. But I also kind of want to talk about Buriram, AGAL. It's like they're not fully being themselves. I don't know what is happening actually, Neptune.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, from what we've seen in AJAL and Buriram, they're trying their best to study their opponents just yet. Again, it's some of the teams are in here quite fresh.
Yeah.
They haven't met them in Southeast Asia or some of the global tournaments that they have. So they need a little bit of time to study their opponents. And that's what they're doing for most part of the game. First half was just silent, and then towards the end, that's where they tried to put in a little pressure. But at some point, there's still a lot of teams surviving towards that final circle. So third party is Buriram United's one's weakness.
Yeah, I agree, because when I see Buriram United, it's like they're trying so hard to match the Brazil's gameplay, but somehow it bite them back in the process. So it's definitely something that we want to see from Buriram, either from AJL.
Yeah, and I was talking to Lucifer, actually, one of the casters, that you'll be able to see it later on today. And I was asking him about Tag. You guys were mentioning Tag, how they're just currently not performing.
अरे भाई God's grace, thank you bro, thank you so much. हो जाए भाई ऐसा ही कुछ 10K का ऊपर वॉचिंग आ जाए. कोई ना, love from Pakistan, love you bro.
Let's rewind it back. You were talking about.
अब देखा होगा जो FFMI समर जो हुआ है ना, वो मैंने ही किया था उर्दू का ब्रॉडकास्ट जो पाकिस्तान में हुआ है. You know it. TG टीम ने मतलब एक बार फिर डिटेल में पूछना है क्या? डिटेल करके गाइस. Let's see. TG team name. TG. एक सेकंड.
All over the place, if I can say that. I'm really sorry again.
It's our job.
I always feel bad to say that because I really want them to do well. I mean, obviously they have quite a name, that a reputation they need to upkeep. So
Total
this is
Gaming
something that I
TG
feel
वही
very
होगा
sad
शायद
about
से.
seeing
Total
from
Gaming
them.
TG वही
I
एक
just
है
hope that
TG
they
से.
can bounce back and
और
do
कुछ एक है
better.
TG.
Well,
और
let's see,
गेमिंग है
though,
नहीं है
because judging
TG
from
और
that story,
RQPR
if you really
TVTF.
need plenty of time,
कैसे
and we're
Total
only
Gaming हो
talking
सकता है
about,
TG
what,
मतलब वही
4
होगा
days overall,
obviously.
then you could be
And
a loss already
उसका
in the
मैचेस
first
शायद से
You
कल
don't
होगा
want
या
to
नहीं
be
तो
in the
आज
bottom
ये
two
ग्रुप होने के
of
बाद
that
अगले
leaderboard,
ग्रुप में
because
होगा.
true
पता
enough,
नहीं.
after 2 days, you'll be out.
चलो गाइस. And we have more 4 games. पूरा 6 मैचेस है आज का. उसमें 2 खत्म हो चुके हैं. शायद से कल ही होगा अगला ग्रुप जो भी है.
Pakistan, I mean, this squad, a lot of people expected them to do well, especially all the crowd from Pakistan. Right now, they're in last place. If you're the coach, what are you going to go over there and tell them?
I'm telling you to get a boo freaking yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I can tell.
What I'm saying.
I can tell that there's something Lace really want to tell them, but she can't say it on camera.
I gotta be broadcast friendly here, okay? Let me let like the Australian out, please, guys. Let me let it loose. But look, those teams, and this is what we talk about when you say, you know, the mental capabilities of these teams. When you sit at that lower of the leaderboard, it is hard to sort of pick it back up and get to those sorts of spots with our AGLs and even like our GDs and stuff like that. It's going to be a little bit of a trek, but obviously 4 matches. Purgatory's next.
Yeah.
I heard Neptune say it. This is heaven or hell. So can they maybe get the heaven than Purgatory?
Okay,
I'm excited to see it.
Purgatory coming up. What
I'm
are we
keen for
expecting,
this.
Neptune?
I'm hoping for a skewed flight path and a rough circle. Sorry for the teams out there. I know you want to get it
hate you
easy
all.
right now, but
Bye, Free Fire.
I
रिएक्शन की वजह
should
से
be
ना मेरे
asking
को
for the
पढ़ने में
other
बहुत
one,
दिक्कत हो रहा
for the
है
reverse,
जो
because
ऑप्शंस
what
यूट्यूब
I
ने
did
दिया
to
है
Aurora right there
भाई
was
फ्री
just
फायर फर्स्ट टाइम
level
देख
6
रहा हाँ
I'll give
टूर्नामेंट
you a chance to
ओ
redeem
ठीक है भाई
yourself,
ठीक है
okay?
ठीक है कोई ना
We got 2 more matches
मेरे
coming
साथ
up
सीख
before
लो
you probably end up
मैं भी
seeing
सीख
us
रहा
overall
हूँ फ्री
4 more
फायर
matches
थोड़ा
here from
बहुत तो
Group A. Would you
तो
like
मेरे
to
साथ
change
सीख
your
लो कोई
pick from
दिक्कत नहीं है
Aurora?
भाई
Oh my god.
देखते हैं
I
Oh
gotta
my
give him a
god.
chance.
I'm scared for you, really.
Would you
I'm
like to curse
scared.
any other team, sir?
Actually, I don't want to curse any teams anymore because like it's very getting very dangerous.
इनका तो
right now.
बहुत
Like,
बातचीत
this
बहुत
is on a
अलग है
big
भाई
stage, and if
ये
I'm
लोग
being blamed,
हंस रहे बोल रहे कुछ भी
getting
टीम्स के
big
बारे में बात
stage,
कर रहे
so I don't
बोलते
know, but
ब्रॉडकास्ट
I'm
फ्रेंडली
still cheering
चलो
on for Aurora.
गाइस जल्दी जल्दी लाइक
This
एंड
time it's
सब्सक्राइब
just
कर
the
लो
first
यार लाइक करो
game,
शेयर करो
and then the
सब्सक्राइब करो
rest
आई एम
will be
एक्सपेक्टिंग
quite
गुड
well,
लाइक्स
because even in game 2, like we've seen them perform well. So
22
first
लाइक्स
jitters,
हो
or
गया
first
भाई
game
अभी तक
jitters,
तो
that's
जो
one
भी
thing
नया
to
है
look
डबल
up,
टैप
but
करके
yeah,
लाइक कर
let's see
दो
if they
या
can get that
नीचे
win.
जो लाइक बटन है उसको टैप
That's
करके
exactly
लाइक
what
कर
I
दो
thought.
సబ్స్క్రైబ్
Yeah,
బెల్
I
ఐకాన్
mean,
ఆన్ कर रख लो
I've been talking
గైస్
about
లైక్
this,
చేయండి
that
షేర్
it's
చేయండి
always
సబ్స్క్రైబ్
unpredictable,
చేసుకోండి
right?
కొత్త వచ్చిన
Because of
లైక్
the
చేయండి
nervousness, the
సబ్స్క్రైబ్
pressure
చేసుకోవడం
that they have.
మర్చిపోకండి
But yeah,
भाई
going
अब
into the
मैच
third
कब
and the
है
fourth game, I think
अभी
a
होगा
lot of
शायद
things
इनकी
needed to change,
डिस्कशन
and
के बाद होगा
Purgatory is
मैच
actually
शायद
a
से वो
map that
लोग
is a little forgiving on
बिहाइंड
that.
पे वो
It's a
लॉबी
great
स्टार्ट हो
place
रहा
for a
है
reset, so
ये खत्म
I'm
होते
just
ही
excited
हमारा
to see
मैच
what
स्टार्ट
the
हो
teams are
जाएगा
going to
जो
do.
हम विटनेस करने वाले हैं मैच 3 लेट्स सी गाइस इनका थोड़ा बहुत बातचीत चल रहा है ना ये खत्म होना पड़ेगा शायद से देखते हैं
To be able to do good here, boy, did they surprise us in the first game.
Yeah, one thing that is personality of AG is trying to keep away from all those engagement. If they can bathe onto like outside of the
चश्मों
circle
वाला
on the third,
पनौती हैं
fourth,
हाँ ना
of that map,
हाँ हाँ
then
वही
they
शायद से
will be
होस्ट
solid.
होगा
And
शायद से
even
वो
with the
क्या बोलते हैं ये
team booster
होस्ट
that
है
they
वो लोग
have,
बात
Hamza
कर रहे हैं
Zone,
कुछ
well,
ये
that is
पूछता है ना
available, so
उसका
they
रेस्पॉन्स
will
दे रहा है
be
ऐसा
able
कुछ
to soak
डिस्कशन
up
हो
in
रहा है
there, just get their
बहुत
position.
पनौती
These two really
है
need
भाई
that time to get information,
देखते
the
हैं
sniper of the squad, and also the launch pad. That's the angle that we need to take right there. Was just
इनका
difficult,
थोड़ा बहुत
especially if you have
ब्रेकडाउन चल रहा है
700,
कैसा
6 or
खेलना है
7
कुछ
teams remaining on fourth
गेम का
phase. So,
एनालिसिस हो रहा है
little bit
इनसे
circle.
लाइक
So
शायद
what
वो
you're saying,
लोग
we're seeing
एनालिसिस
AGL
दे रहे
probably
हैं
follow their same format coming out of match 1 because, like, you know, they did land uncontested.
Thanks for subscribing,
in like our first
Ansh
map.
Surya.
And then they,
Thank
you
you
know,
so much,
GD
bro.
that we
Total
saw
Gaming
was
on
just an
top.
absolute heavy
Ah,
hitter, all
yeah,
kind of, like,
TG on
seeking
top,
on down
guys.
to AJ, and AJ was like, no, we need a little bit of
भाई
space, and that's what you're
लगभग
saying,
हम
match
तुम्हें
number
बता
3,
दो
they're
फिर
gonna need
मैं
their
तब
space, and then that's what
आऊँ
they've
अभी
Okay,
लेक्चर
you know what,
भी
you
लेना
got
है
lucky, because I
10th
was
में
gonna
हूँ
have you
भाई
pick a
थोड़ा बहुत
team,
पढ़ाई तो
and I
कर
was gonna
पढ़ाई
see if
पर
you would
ध्यान
end
दो
up
भाई
choosing a team, but
कोई ना
Amazing
शायद से
told me
हमें
Game
और
3 is ready,
5
so
मिनट
why
में
not
स्टार्ट हो
listen
जाएगा
to
अप्रोक्स
AJ and Tash, and maybe they'll
हाँ
be
स्टार्ट
willing
होने ही
to
वाला है
curse a
भाई
team
अभी
or
अभी
encourage them.
प्लेयर स्विच हुआ है ना शायद से स्टार्ट होने वाला है मे बी 3 to 4 minutes मैक्स टू मैक्स टोटल गेमिंग का नाम क्या है टोटल गेमिंग का नाम वही है ना टोटल गेमिंग कुछ वो उनका टोटल गेमिंग ई स्पोर्ट्स वही है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का नाम या तेरे को वो आई मीन आपको वो क्रिएटर का नाम चाहिए
I think that the panel called them out earlier. Tag Team Apex Gaming, the Indian squad hasn't really been having a smooth run out there. But Purgatory is a huge map, tons of compounds out there.
मैच स्टार्ट हो चुका है बहुत जल्दी हो चुका है
Majority of these initial engagements, and this could just be the kind of break the tag needs. But that is going to be
कौन सी टीम को सपोर्ट करता हो करते हो भाई पता नहीं मैं कौन सी टीम को सपोर्ट करूं मैं हर एक टीम क्रेजी टीम है हर एक टीम इज क्रेजी यार लिटरली क्रेजी किसको सपोर्ट करना है पता नहीं चल रहा लेकिन ग्राफिक्स देखो मेरे भाई ऐसा पूरा like graphics
best there, a
crazy,
little
bro.
bit more, I would say,
And
pressured. But now as you go to third map,
let's
now
see
things
guys,
get
मुझे
to
तो
ease up.
कुछ भी टीम चलेगा भाई, कोई भी टीम चलेगा, बस मेरे को एंटरटेनमेंट चाहिए, वो डोपामाइन चाहिए कि कुछ ना कुछ स्ट्रगल्स हो रहा है उधर, फाइट हो रहा है कुछ स्ट्रगल्स के साथ, ऐसा कुछ। वाओ
They've got the binoculars used up
हाय
already.
अन्ना, वंशना नमस्ते, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम वंशना।
Scanning the area as
वो
well
खेल रहे
on
हैं
Fire and
नहीं
Roger.
भाई, टोटल गेमिंग आज नहीं खेल रहे, शायद से कल उनका मैच है, से आज तो टोटल गेमिंग का स्केड्यूल नहीं है, कल होगा शायद से उनका।
Is going to get from this equation. Maybe having Falcons a little bit closer.
చలో గైస్, లైక్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, లైక్ చేయడం మర్చిపోకండి, లైక్ ద సపోర్ట్ ఇండియా టీम स्पेशल टीम ऑफ टोटल गेमिंग। ओ पक्का ब्रो, जरूर सपोर्ट करूंगा, हर एक इंडियन टीम को सपोर्ट करूंगा, हर एक एशियन टीम को सपोर्ट करूंगा गाइस। मैं स्पेशली एशियन टीम्स को सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ प्रायोरिटी बेसिस पे, लेकिन इंडियन टीम इज माई होप कि वो ग्रैंड स्टेजेस पे खेले, ईडब्ल्यूसी ग्रैंड स्टेजेस में हमारा फ्री फायर जो 3 टीम्स है वो 3 टीम्स क्वालिफाई होके खेले, ऐसा कुछ मैं सोच रहा हूँ, देखते हैं भाई, गॉड्स ग्रेस हो जाए भाई। भाई लेक्चर भी लेना है, टाइम बता तो। अभी मैच स्टार्ट हो चुका है भाई, मैच अभी अभी स्टार्ट हुआ है, डोंट वरी। अंशु हथियार भाई, मैच तो स्टार्ट हो चुका है, आप थोड़ा बहुत गेम के देख सकते हैं, लेकिन पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दे भाई, 10th में है आप, 10th में अच्छा खासा स्कोर कीजिए। 10th का रिजल्ट जो है वो बहुत मैटर करता है भाई लाइफ में, तो थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ाई करके अच्छा ग्रेड्स लेके आ जाइए, इफ पॉसिबल 10 आउट ऑफ 10 ऐसा कुछ, आई मीन 100 CGPA। भाई बता दो टाइमिंग, अभी स्टार्ट हुआ है भाई, मैच अभी चल रहा है, ऑलरेडी मैच स्टार्ट हो चुका है भाई। आज इंडिया की कौन सी टीम इज प्लेइंग? भाई टैग ऑन टॉप, टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग इज प्लेइंग राइट नाउ, टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग खेल रही है भाई। ओके भाई, थैंक यू, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर एग्जाम्स ब्रो। अगर हम मिलते यही ईडब्ल्यूसी वॉच पार्टी पे अगर हर एक दिन, तो हम अगले महीने भी मिल सकते हैं, टिल अगस्त 20 मेरा वॉच पार्टी चलता ही रहेगा, तो सब्सक्राइब करके रखना एंड एंजॉय वॉच पार्टी विथ मी गाइस, एंड लेट्स गो। टीम टीसी एलिमिनेट हो गया भाई स्टार्टिंग में, मैच 3 पहले ही मैच में पहले ही एलिमिनेट हो गया टीम टीसी। देखते हैं अभी क्या होगा। मैं ट्राई करूंगा भाई, श्योर ब्रो, ट्राई करना। टोटल गेमिंग कब खेलेगी? शायद से कल खेलेगी भाई, टोटल गेमिंग कल तो खेलेगा शायद से, आई डोंट नो, मे बी। अभी ग्रुप स्टेज में ऐसा सीन है, 2 ग्रुप्स डिवाइड किया है, 24 टीम्स को 12 पहला 12 आज खेल रहे, जिसमें टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग इज फ्रॉम इंडिया, एंड दूसरा जो ग्रुप है ना उसमें शायद से SATL और टोटल गेमिंग होगा, जो वो कल होगा। ये है हमारा टैग, टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग। चलो हैशटैग टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग गाइस, बुया जीते यार, बुया करो यार, टेबल टॉप पे आना भाई हमें चाहिए, ऑन ग्रैंड स्टेज। Our team is first from bottom। अरे यार ऐसा डिसअपॉइंट मत हो जाएगा, वो भी कमबैक दे देंगे। मैंने देखा है ना डीमन स्प्राइट को, वो लोग आगे आते हैं, मैंने देखा था। डीमन स्प्राइट इज वेरी मच गुड इन प्लेइंग, स्पेशली वो समर में ना अच्छा खेला था भाई, अच्छा बहुत अच्छा। मैंने देखा वो उनका जो लाइक जब नीचे गया ना, वो अचानक से टॉप आया था, मैंने वो विटनेस किया था, मेरे पास वो वीडियो भी था जो बैक स्टेज से मैं वीडियो शूट किया था, वो डीमन स्प्राइट का कुछ बुया जीतते हुए, लेकिन वो मैं दिखा नहीं सकता क्योंकि उसका कुछ NOC है, तो मैं PCR उनका कुछ दिखा नहीं सकता। तो हाँ, उसका तो क्रेजी कमबैक आया भाई, क्रेजी कमबैक। मैंने मेरे आंखों से विटनेस किया फ्रॉम बिहाइंड द स्टेज, उनका कैमरा देख सकता हूँ, उनका गेम प्ले देख सकता हूँ, मैप फीड देख सकता हूँ, जो आपको स्ट्रीम में दिखता है ना उससे भी ज्यादा स्क्रीन हमें रियल टाइम पे दिखता है, हम वो सब देखे थे भाई। एंड वी कैन सी मैच में पूरा रोटेशन, पूरा एकदम ग्राफिक्स लोगो सब कुछ एकदम क्रेजी दिख रहा है भाई। चलो गाइस, लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कर लो, एंड सब्सक्राइब करना भाई भूलना नहीं, सब्सक्राइब करके लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करके सपोर्ट करो अपनी भाई को, कि थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा खासा सपोर्ट मिले, प्यार मिले, सक्सेस हो जाए लाइव स्ट्रीम यूट्यूब में.
But maybe the interference of Buriram can help the Malaysian squad here. Alu now focusing on the players on the side of Buriram. Electrotherapy connected to the rest of his buddies, but if Alu gets taken out early here, DRS is going to be in a little bit of a pinch without their support player. But Prateek is in a great position with the Car 98, should be able to have a tad bit of an advantage here, but the angle's just not working out for them. DRS wants to reposition. And thankfully, Buriram is actually not going in for the hunt. They're looking to reposition and find a safer haven for themselves instead.
Yeah, Buriram United always like to prioritize surviving super early as well. AGL Saifa does get one over on the other end. Got me a bit nervous for Buriram United when I saw some shots coming toward them. I think Loud was really hot at their heels.
Map देख सकते हैं भाई.
But Buriram United, if they do move forward there, they will be running up against DP. Loud on the other end, just putting in damage to the PDX and AGL players.
Again, shout out to the team in the back. The observers have been on fire. Thank you very much for making sure you guys catch all of the action out there, because it is hot on the lobby today. And like you said, we've got too many squads in this next circle, and that's exactly what Purgatory has been able to give us for quite a bit.
Hi, welcome to the stream.
And Benel actually keeping up with them. With the damage out there, I mean, Benel,
अरे भाई देव प्रसाद bro, I'm giving motivation. I'm expecting Indian teams to be on a grand stage. मैं वही बोल रहा था पहले से भाई. बुया के टाइम पॉइंट्स होती और किल के और सेकंड लास्ट के पॉइंट्स. समझा नहीं गेमिंग फॉर यू ब्रो. देवी प्रसाद ब्रो, आई एम सपोर्टिंग ईच एंड एवरी इंडियन टीम, स्पेशली टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग, क्योंकि वो आज वही एक टीम है इंडिया से जो खेल रहा है. मैं उनको बोल रहा हूँ, आई मीन मैं सोच रहा हूँ उनका अच्छा खासा गया कमबैक दे और टेबल टॉप में रहे. मैं अभी देख सकता हूँ वो टेबल टॉप में जाने के लिए कोशिश कर रहा है, एंड आई एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट कि वो लोग जीते भाई, टॉप 4 में हो, ताकि वो लोग ग्रैंड स्टेजेस में खेले. टैग कौन सी? टैग टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग इंडिया का टीम है वो.
Get that info and then play their positions well, because the flank on the side of Falcons might just be exactly what gives them the victory over Team Apex Gaming. And as requested, Team Apex Gaming says hasta la vista, putting a little bit of a distance between themselves and Falcons. Pina, a sliver of health on him, but no
वो तो crazy लगता है भाई सुनने में.
They do give away their positions, but will win. Perfect
टैग कौन सी कंट्री की भाई? इंडिया से भाई. वो टैग टीम अपेक्स गेमिंग इज फ्रॉम इंडिया. द टीम इज फ्रॉम इंडिया. अब देख सकते हैं जो 10th पोजीशन में है वो टीम है इंडिया से. वो मैं सोच रहा हूँ टॉप 4 में हो भाई. एंड ऑफ मैच 6 I expect tag on top 6th position, so that, sorry, 4th position, so that वो जीते भाई, वो ग्रैंड स्टेजेस में परफॉर्म करे. I don't want it to be an even survival stage. I want tag on grand finals directly. देखते हैं भाई भूया की कितने पॉइंट्स होती हैं, सेकंड लास्ट की कितने पॉइंट्स होती हैं, और पर किल कितने पॉइंट्स मिलते हैं, ऐसा बताए. हाँ, पर किल का 1 पॉइंट मिलता है. पर किल के लिए 1 पॉइंट, हर एक किल का 1 पॉइंट मिलता है. एंड लास्ट सेकंड पोजीशन के लिए 0, ऑब्वियसली 0 मिलता है. एंड फॉर टॉप पोजीशन के लिए आई थिंक 12 पॉइंट्स या 10 ऐसा कुछ है. मैं एक बार देखता हूँ, 1 सेकंड दो मेरे को. मैं खोल रहा हूँ वो वाला शीट हमारा इंफॉर्मेशन. हाँ, 12 पॉइंट्स फॉर फर्स्ट पोजीशन एंड 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 ऐसा एक एक करके होता नीचे जाता है. लेकिन 12 से 9 आता है. सेकंड पोजीशन इज 9 एंड सेकंड से एक एक कम करके जाना पड़ता है. एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू 10th प्लेसमेंट 1 पॉइंट मिलता है. 11th एंड 12th 0 पोजीशन पॉइंट्स ऐसे कुछ है.
Here potentially by either EWOS or Buriram, as the players on the side of DP slowly makes their way in. AGAL looking for that backstab, not intentionally. They're gonna find one, but they're not gonna second guess their movements at all. They want to take DP out of the equation here before they take away the defensive spot as well.
టీమ్ ట్యాగ్ అయితే ఇంకా జోన్ బయట ఉంది, జోన్ లోకి రావాలి. లెట్స్ సీ.
So far away from everyone else, but this late rotation could potentially benefit them.
Ninth position team Epic Gaming is in 9th position.
One knockdown, top 16
भाई
also
वो
almost following
ये भी दे देता है इन्होंने, ग्राफिक्स ब्रॉडकास्टिंग में ना टीम का लोगो भी दे देता, अच्छा रहता है भाई. लेट्स सी वो ग्रैंड फाइनल्स में देते शायद से, देखते हैं. फॉर नाउ फाइट्स तो एंजॉय करते, विटनेस करते, एंड वी सी टीम DRS फाइट ले रहा है इधर गन डायनेस्टी से.
Strowex, can you get away? Even if you do, can you get enough coins to play recovery? All alone now for the side of the Rail Soldiers. In Gun Dynasty, under the crosshairs of Team Loud, the recovery is going to be close to impossible here for Gun Dynasty. If they pull it off somehow without Benel, it is going to be a miraculous run for sure.
Just really waiting things out right now. Kiroro is here with Falcons. They have like a nice, I think, off angle to play with, but not even close to get into that circle. You have to take this fight against EVOS, which is going to be so annoying. Even Strowex, look how far back he has to move away from the area just to survive.
A little bit of a slower pace. And scanning out 4 players on the side of EVOS as well. Good binocular once again from the side of Falcons, but what can you do with that extra bit of information? You can't flank around too far off to the left and tank a lot of the damage, putting yourself out in the open. So Falcons are going
टीम
to
टैग भी अलाइव है भाई अभी भी.
direct approach
आई होप
here.
टीम टैग ऑन टॉप आ जाए इस मैच में.
The M249X in hand.
टीम टैग ऑन टॉप गाइस, टैग ऑन टॉप, टैग ऑन टॉप. देखते हैं भाई टैग अभी फाइट तो एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है टीम टैग BRU के साथ. देखते हैं.
You're coming close to one of the biggest dominators in the competition, who are not really on fire just yet. So
Just
maybe that's going to be the blessing here.
तो टीम टैग इज इन 8th पोजीशन भाई. थोड़ा थोड़ा आगे जा रहा है भाई हमारा टीम.
Looking for those names as well.
भाई आज कितना गेम,
Being the ice grenades tagging them up.
आज कितना गेम होंगे भाई. अभी तक 2 मैच हुआ है, अभी तीसरा मैच चल रहा है. पूरा 6 मैचेस होते हैं, पूरा 6 मैचेस होते हैं. उसमें अभी 2 मैच खत्म हो चुके हैं, 1 चल रहा है, तो और 3 मैच बचा है. ये अभी तीसरा मैच है जो चल रहा है. देखते हैं इसमें कौन सा टीम जीतेगा. टीम टैग के लिए मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ, कमबैक के लिए वेट कर रहा हूँ. टीम टैग आगे हो जाए भाई, टीम टैग जीत जाए मैच जीत जाए. भाई साहब क्रेजी मैच चल रहा है भाई साहब.
They won off of the binoculars, but they were just in a rough spot positionally. Could not flank around to the left. EVOS would have sniped them out of the waters instantaneously. Had to take a straightforward fight because of the damage of the circle, and EVOS just had the better position. The Rail Soldiers, on the other hand, just nowhere else to go. Gun Dynasty still alive and kicking with the 2 players. No revives possible for them, but they're now trying to play the placement points. Aim God looking for the reposition. Rasya tagged up already. Strowex single-handedly trying to take down as many players as possible from the side of EVOS.
టీమ్ DRS కూడా ఛాన్స్ తక్కువ ఉంది. ఒకే ఒక ప్లేయర్ ఉన్నాడు. రీకాల్ ఇచ్చుకోకుంటే మాత్రం ఎలిమినేట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. అండ్ టీమ్ ట్యాగ్ అరే భాई 8th పొజిషన్ లో ఎలిమినేట్ అయితే అయిపోయింది. పర్లేదు, 11th పొజిషన్ నుంచి 8th పొజిషన్ కి వచ్చింది. మంచి కంబ్యాక్ ఏ, బట్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ ఇన్ టాప్ 4. లెట్స్ సీ, హోప్ ద బెస్ట్ గైస్. चलो टीम DRS అయితే పొజిషన్ రివీల్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది కదా. పొజిషన్ रिवील होने का चांस है टीम DRS का. देखते हैं कि वो कैसा होगा अभी टीम DRS पे क्या है. एंड प्लीज मेक श्योर लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब गाइस, एंड सपोर्ट योर फेवरेट टीम इन द चैट गाइस. फेवरेट टीम इन द चैट. टीम DRS एक ही बंदा बचा है. ऑपोजिट में टीम EVOS भी है विद फुल मैन आर्मी. देखते हैं 1v4 सिचुएशन. एंड हम टीम AGL को भी देख सकते हैं. इधर इनके ऑपोजिट साइड पे BRU है भाई. BRU अभी सर्किल क्लोजिंग इन 10 सेकंड्स. चलो गाइस.
And the engagement between these 2 titans will not break out just yet.
AGL had taken a lot of, I think, players out here as well. Now EVOS is
ये
kind of just
जोन
moving
क्लोजिंग हो रहा
around
है,
the zone
देखना
right now,
पड़ेगा भाई.
trying to
अभी
see
ये
whether they
4
can get
टीम
some
में
pickups,
कौन सी टीम
excuse
जीतेगी.
me. They maybe can just stay away from these fights. We have fights here. BRU up against AGAL. The only thing separating them is just this wall. Cypher does take a bit of damage here, but if anything, eventually Dew will fall. It's going to be Apex with a great opening there.
कितने पॉइंट्स मिलते हैं बुया के? 12 पॉइंट्स भाई, 12 पॉइंट्स मिलते हैं बुया के.
Lightning zone now is going to be that pressure for both AGAL as well as EVOS Divine. Loud going to be hopping on into the battle as well, but Waka eliminated from the equation before he can even make a play. And a counter lightning zone called upon Buriram as well. Two teams with the bolt maker out there. EVOS Divine
गाइस सब्सक्राइब करना एंड जो भी शॉर्ट स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं फुल स्ट्रीम भी हमारा लाइव स्ट्रीम चैनल पे हो रहा है तो फुल स्ट्रीम देख सकते हैं आप जस्ट चैनल पे जाके लाइव सेक्शन में आपको दिखेगा बस लाइव देख सकते हैं अगाल बीआरयू ईवोएस अभी बीआरयू और ईवोएस का बहुत अच्छा मौका है भाई क्योंकि अगाल के पास एक ही प्लेयर है तो बहुत मुश्किल है लेकिन देखते हैं क्या होगा टीम अगाल भी एलिमिनेट हो चुका है भाई ईवोएस वर्सेस बीआरयू 4v4 सिचुएशन देखते हैं ये 4v4 सिचुएशन में कौन जीतेगा भाई कौन सी टीम जीतेगी
will still stay at the top of the leaderboard, looking at their consistency so far. Valiant Dash breaking down their own defenses, but Wasana doesn't pull away too much from that. Moshi with the M82B gets the knock. Ray still standing up close and personal up against Jonah, who gets the hop up off of the blue wall and finds
ईवो से एक प्लेयर अभी एक प्लेयर नॉकआउट होकर फिनिश हो चुका है और 3v4 सिचुएशन है ईवो वर्सेस बीआरयू देखते हैं टीम बीआरयू जीत चुका है भाई बुरीराम यूनाइटेड ई-स्पोर्ट्स अभी ये इनका सेकंड बुया है भाई आई थिंक सो हाँ सेकंड बुया है गुड गाइस
for Buriram United Esports. We talked about how Russia
Evo
was the
chicken.
super sniper on the side of EVOS. We saw the amazing plays from him.
नहीं भाई बुरीराम का हुआ है भाई बुरीराम ने ये बुया जीता भाई
with the snipers because of this guy and he is back. This is his meta. This is his time to shine once again and he cleaned up the battlefield in the final sequence.
Honestly, every single one of these members for the teams, I think really stood out to me as well. But that final few picks coming from Moshi that's completely cleaned up house and turned the
crazy
tide
guys
for
ये
this
मैच
team.
तो
Personally, for me,
अच्छा
I saw the
चला
pressure
टैग
coming in
टैग
towards,
के लिए भी
Evolve Divide,
लेकिन
and I
देखते
thought
हैं
they have the high capabilities of turning around the tides.
Yeah.
But
देखते हैं
United,
क्या होगा
knowing
अभी
this,
ये
did
मैच में
not
और
give
भी
them
क्या
that
हो
chance
सकता है
this
और भी
time
कुछ
and completely decided to
देखना है
completely collapse at the right timing.
Absolutely. Three-time world champs right there for a good reason. Mainly Jonah, who I think is the most decorated player on that stage as far as his career here in Free Fire Esports is concerned.
One second,
And
guys.
they are the ones who have everything on their side in terms of rotations, IQ plays, perhaps a couple of hiccups here and there, but nobody can take away the fact that they are definitely one of the favorites out here to cause a lot of trouble. But can they get all the way to the end? Because EWC hasn't really been very kind to the squad so far.
No, I completely agree with you. There are just so many times that I think the Southeast Asian talent that we always say, Buriram United is going to be the one at the very top. They always start off very hot, I believe.
Yeah.
But then after a while, you start to see them waver a little bit. I'm wondering how this year would change for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, towards the end, it was more of a hunting game. The players just looking for those shots. And Moshi, as the sniper of the squad, just not holding back at all, right? Just taking the fight straight up to them. The M82B got a little bit of a bump recently on the OB update. And these guys are not doubting it at all in terms of usage. Now, we've got a few commercials to play. Dash and I will be right back with you after the panel catches up with you guys.
Alright, hello everyone, it's Yuso and we are live in Paris here in EWC 26 Free Fire stage. And right next to me, we have our two co-streamers who are so popular in Vietnam. Introduce to you, Backgao and Cyrus. Xin chào tất cả mọi người, thì không biết là hiện tại là mình đang được ngồi đây sân khấu tại Pháp thì mọi người đang cảm giác như thế nào vậy ạ?
Xin chào tất cả các bạn nha. Rất là hồi hộp các bạn, mà không khí ở đây gọi là tuyệt vời và chưa bao giờ mà thấy một cái sân khấu mà lớn như thế này các bạn ơi. Mình không biết là áp lực của các tuyển thủ sẽ như thế nào nữa.
Sau đó thì cảm thấy như thế nào ạ?
Dạ em có thấy rất là vui ạ.
Vui thôi hả?
Dạ.
Mình bay rất là lâu tới đây mà chỉ thấy vui thôi hả?
Em cũng trải nghiệm được nhiều rồi.
Trải nghiệm được nhiều. Alright, overall the stage is really hype, big. They have never seen any stage like this. Very special to them in this Free Fire scenes. And overall, a very overwhelming feelings, happy when they're here in Paris to attend EWC 26 Free Fire. Okay, so I can see in the comment section thì không biết là từ nãy đến giờ mọi người theo dõi được 2 trận đấu rồi. Thì không biết là cả bác gấu và cả sau đó cảm thấy là các bạn khán giả của mình comment như thế nào vậy? Mọi người có hưng phấn và có đang chờ đợi màn trình diễn của Team Secret của mình không ạ?
Wow, rất nhiều người ở Việt Nam và rất nhiều người khán giả hâm mộ của series WEC đang trông chờ màn ra mắt của WEC, và rất nhiều khán giả đang coi ở tất cả kênh sóng của Garena Revive Việt Nam đang rất bất ngờ bởi vì cái phong thái thi đấu của cái đội tuyển ở Latam hay là ở kể cả Mexico hoặc là Ấn Độ. Họ đánh giá thấp Brazil, nhưng năm nay Brazil trở lại khá là mạnh mẽ. Yes, so.
Cảm ơn bác gấu ạ. Vậy thì Cyrus sẽ cảm thấy như thế nào về trong 2 trận đấu vừa qua đi? Thì Cyrus đánh giá như thế nào? Bởi vì bảng A cũng sẽ là một cái bảng rất là căng thẳng so với bảng B của chúng ta.
Thì theo em thấy thì sau 2 trận thi đấu thì em thấy cũng khá là khắc nghiệt. Nếu mà đội nào sẽ thi đấu mà gọi là xuống phong độ sẽ đội đó sẽ bị loại.
Chính xác là như vậy. So as we can see that of this coming tournament, here we have a lot of teams, Latam, India, and so many move on more. And very excited to see a huge circle of Free Fire all attending here to compete their best to get the champions at EWC 26. And overall, after 2 matches from Cyrus depends on him. Well, who got the weakness has to go down, obviously. And of course, I can see that everyone is really hyped, especially for Team Secret, as known as WAG from Vietnam, are also here to attend EWC 26. We'll attend the match in the Group B after this Group A end. Well, this is the end, and I love
Total
the
gaming का
everyone
matches
here.
कल
Everyone
से
looks
भाई,
so
कल
happy
है
and
उनका
very
matches.
hyped for their favorite team, and I do hope you guys are also like that. Please continue to support your team.
Boy, we had to make sure we got away from some of our other analysts because I know they were hyped. The border ram has finally showed up. They got that booyah, and this is what we were expecting out of the 3-time world champs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's champions against champions right now. One taking the global finals, one taking the EWC. So you would expect really fire gameplay out of that final game, out of the final match, final circle. AJL though, I mean, I think like we just look away.
Guys,
and
मैं
then
lunch
we
कर रहा हूँ,
look
लेकिन
back,
आपके साथ
they
देख
were
रहा हूँ
out. So the
भाई.
final 2 teams, 4v4, it was just
Let's
phenomenal.
witness
But
the match
I'm also
for
looking
even.
forward to how loud
ये
it's
ठीक
going
से
to
आ गया
recover right
चश्मा
now,
वाला.
because I think they were pushed down a little bit too hard this time. And Rim United, after getting that booyah, they just catapulted themselves up.
Do you think they're going to be, especially for Loud, right? Do you think this is the next game? It's time for them to bounce back because we're seeing consistency once again out of Evos.
Yeah, I mean, Evos being a top 3 in 2 games or 3 games already is enough. Like, if you want to be in there, just an easier ticket to stage 3, then that's what they need right now. Compared to their Southeast Asia, right? And they always go for the longer route, the longer days, like even not skipping a day because they're there at the bottom going into elimination before the grand finals, before point rush. So I'm loving this version of Evo's Divine right now. Probably it's because of the crowd giving them more energy.
True, and this is the halfway point as well for Group A on day 1 of Free Fire at Esports World Cup 26. Now, out of all the squads, right, we're hyping up the squads that are doing good. Let's talk about some of the other squads that needed to improve on that 3rd game. And one of them that ended up improving, at least for my liking, had to be Tag. Boy, this squad was finally able to start putting up some eliminations on the board, and this is what we're expecting them. I know Lucifer in the back is expecting even more out of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were just talking about that earlier before the game started, and then we saw them perform. So it's a good thing as well that it only took them a couple of games before for their warm-up, before they really bring it on. Because being at the bottom 2 or almost the bottom 2, that's not a place that you want to be, even if you still have another day to play. So you don't want to risk it. At least bring yourself halfway to what is intended, and then that's when you play. If you don't like, that's when you gauge. If you really don't want to show that much performance, just go in there in the skirts of what is needed to get to the next stage.
Yeah, and the good thing too, like going in regards to Evos, in regards to Buriram United now that are starting to get all these points, right? One thing that is going good for this squad, yeah, they're performing well, they're being consistent, but they're just sponging up all those points at the top. And don't forget, once we finish tomorrow from Group A, the top 4 will be going to Champion Rush Finals. And the last 2 will be going home, and in between they'll be going to survival. But that sponge of points there from the top is gonna just make it everything even tighter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's difficult for them to really catch up. Like because of the huge lead that you have right there, it's making it hard for the teams to really catch up, and it's also demeaning at some point. Like you will see your team at the bottom trying and struggling that much to bring in the numbers, and then you see the top wherein you, even if you still have one day, but everyone is competitive at this point. You want to get closer and closer to where you're intended to be, to skip one day and just watch everyone play.
Yeah, and from this map that we just saw, Purgatory, remember, this is one that you were looking to see some crazy stuff. I gotta ask you, were you happy with what we saw there out of Purgatory, or do you want to see more madness?
Well, definitely more madness, more chaos with a K. Because Purgatory, like, I'm not giving that most of the opportunity for a skewed flight path, the like ruining for final circle, but at least the teams are treating it as if it's a skewed flight path. The early engagement that's happening, a lot of teams trying to go in and out for battle, and that's what makes it exciting, because they're just playing it with the spirit of the map itself.
Yeah, and now going to the last 3 games here of Group A, right? Earlier we were talking about tag. We wanted to see them being able to step up. I know we have a team from Pakistan as well that, I mean, we want them to see step it up because they just have such a passionate fan base back at home. I want you to tell me a team that you're going to be looking at, especially this next 3 matches, to either continue to be consistent the way they have been, or that you might see some fluctuation on their performances.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see Paradox Gaming. Currently, they're the bottom of the leaderboard right now, but at some point, we've seen the aggression as well from their regional. So it's something that they can bring to the table a little bit early this time instead of waiting for the second day. And also, some of the consistency that we've seen from DRS Gaming, because the Real Soldiers Gaming is one of those that we didn't expect really show up the first time in EWC, first time in global in terms of a Free Fire competitive scene, and they're really doing well. I don't know if this is the full extent of their performance, or they're just still biding and waiting for the opportunity to bring the fire on.
I mean, they just gotta put themselves in that position where they can actually just claw at that booyah like Buriram United Esports was able to do on that last one. Wasana was one of the players that I know Conchita really wanted to see them being able to step up in their performance and actually perform for their squad. Is there any player or any 2 players that in the next 3 matches you're gonna be keeping a close eye on because you want them to impact the game in a positive way for their team?
Yeah, one thing I'm really looking at, especially if Wasana is involved, you have Get High in there. Get High with a combination of Wasana would be really aggressive on their tip-top shape. And also Moshi in there, like staying in the back lines. Depending on the map though, if we go into a map wherein it's like favoring the snipers, we might see Moshi and Jonah pull away, try double sniper, or just get information in the early parts of the game, and then just leave the opportunity for Wasana as well as Get High to go for those elimination. And one signature that I keep seeing from Buriram United is once they get that knock, they pull out the launch pad and jump straight into the battle.
We have a lot of viewers that might be watching Free Fire for their first time. If you are one of those viewers, please let us know on social media. Use that hashtag EWC. Use that hashtag EWC26. I want you to explain to the new viewers that are watching Free Fire for the first time about that launch pad, because I absolutely love it, as we're just being absolutely sidetracked here by a dancing... Is that a dancing bull or a dancing cow?
A dancing bull. And I love the energy.
Yes.
I really love the energy on the stage right now. And
that Fluxo? I can't tell.
Yeah, it is.
It is, right? I'm like, I have glasses on and I can't tell if it's like, you guys playing like three more games, okay? Your group is gonna be coming up. Hopefully you guys brought the drums, you brought that Brazilian energy, because we've seen it so far with Loud, but I know once we go into Group B, we wanna see Fluxo bring it.
Oh yeah, I mean, great potential for the team right now. And a great revenge storyline coming from them, because from what we've said, from what we've seen as well, there's a lot of disappointing run, and it was caused by these couple of champions that we have in front of us right now. So I would love to see. It's a good thing as well, it's a very different group, because they won't have to beat them on the get-go.
They're just waiting to see each other on the finals or survival, which honestly, if you're Evos, if you're Buram, it's not going to be looking like you're going to be going to survival. If they keep playing like this, consistency, you might as well just put it in their middle name, because these squads have been very consistent. But I think it's time we start the second half of Group A. Let's send it over to AJ, Tash Bunny.
Honestly, insane seeing what's going on ground. We have so many people here. We have mascots on the ground as well. And we're already halfway through the first group.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm very sure that the fans out there are excited to see their teams perform out here on the battles. But it is definitely a big question mark for some of the squads, right? You look at Paradox Gaming, you look at how they're doing out there so far. I feel like the gunfights in Purgatory were so much better, but they're still having their first day jitters full on. I want to see a little bit of an improvement as we head on into this game number 4.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about, you know, you have how much space to really just warm up that engine, get yourself into the groove of the game. But as we go into the day, yes, 2 days, but already for Group A, we're halfway through. 3 more maps to go before they go on a break for the rest of the day and then come back tomorrow. But then again, playing catch-up against these teams is not going to be easy.
Locally, for Paradox, this is one of their better maps. So this could just be exactly what turns their fate around here on day 1. You don't really want to be depending on day 2 to find that recovery back into the competition. And you sure as hell don't want to be at the bottom 2 spots, because that is straight up relegation tomorrow if that is where you're going to end the day on. But as we head on into game number 4, it's time for some Next Terra.
Next Terra is interesting. There's just so many different bits and bobs parts of this maps. Oh, how he's gonna go. And on top of that as well, we are still seeing, I think, somewhat of a hot drop here. Looking here, we have PDX, I think, toward the Deca Square with another team. I'm not too sure. I can't really see who exactly is that. I believe it's DRS.
Russia leading the leaderboard right now with elimination. 16 points personally delivered by the Super Sniper, the Wonder Kid. Still the Wonder Kid. And I think nobody else is going to be taking away the title from him. No one else has shown the kind of determination, the kind of hunger, as well as the performance that Russia has shown us ever since he stepped onto a stage like this. But Loud, once again, looking to do exactly that as they play a little bit of Clash Squad up against Falcons.
There's a lot of things going on over there as well. We see On Fire reposition himself a little bit more further forward, keeping his head down here, because there's a lot of pressure that they're putting onto him as well. His teammates aren't super close as well. So if anything, he's just buying a bit of time, but his teammates, I think, shouldn't be a problem to bring him back into the game if he does go down fairly early. But if anything, the best case scenario for Falcons, well, you steal away 1 more kill before you get knocked down here. But BCP is tracking him right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess it's not a full-on Clash Squad battle, because Falcons, most of them out of this rush down area. The rotations are coming on through, and it looks like Loud wants that big flank to find the extra point off of the Falcon player. We'll catch up with them later on as Buriram spots out Demon's Pride, top 16, about to be tagged up. Jonah has got the M24 in hand, just no angles to work off of it just yet. Gun Dynasty, on the other hand, with a very early reset, at least pulling back 1 player back in here, and with a phenomenal flank. On Fire finally taken out of position there. AGAL, 1 player down on the ground. The battle between them and Gun Dynasty does not end well here for Gun Dynasty. The recovery definitely needed once again, and Benel is on the case.
Yeah, in this situation here in AGL, they've always been so proactive with these early fights as well. Already 5 eliminations here. Saifa once more. Rahat is on the other end, waiting as TEC. already in such a precarious position, but his teammates able to be brought back into the game, but Nejat goes down to PDX.
Oh, Team Apex Gaming. Extra point for them, baby. If they can pick this up, Thrill of Battle popped perfectly. And a timely Thrill of Battle leads to Wolven picking up that extra point. But here comes Demon's Pride. They want the fight. They take this jump straight to the vending machine. Instant revival, but Madara sacrifices himself for that pick. Jazzy comes in for the save, picking up his buddy. No extra revivals needed. TAG, Team Apex Gaming, didn't finish those players off just yet. Catch a quick replay here in the middle of a very important battle for Team Apex Gaming. But it looks like they'll call for a little bit of a truce for the time being.
Yeah, just now, I think a lot of things are going on in that situation. I think they got cornered, if you ask me. Now, as we look at the main fight that's currently going here, TAG is still chasing the heck out of GP. Have Jazzy already knocked down as well. And I have to say, TAG doing a great job just cornering their prey, making sure that they can't reposition.
Almost got a little bit messy there. And obviously, the recovery was going to be important, and that's exactly what Team Apex Gaming finds for themselves. Buriram, they saw players step into the compound of the Indian squad just moments ago. And as I say that, Wolven takes him right off the board. Get IXL is there though, and it looks like Buriram's taking a full-on fight up against the Indian squad. Team Apex Gaming might be in a little bit of a trouble here. Katie God brings Wolven right back in off screen, and Loud spotting out Gun Dynasty, who is looking for the recovery in this game. I don't know if or not they're ready for the battle. One player from the side of TEC is going to be stuck in this compound as well. It's going to get messy for them if they can't find the recovery for themselves.
UAV is out as well, should give away the position.
Waka
tried to get that, I think tried to just jump and see if he can get some info, but he got tagged. If anything in this situation here, Kutush might be in trouble next. And I have to say, Ben will do a great job of marking every single enemy around the area. Nothing gets away from this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. They play the Moko really well. And he had the M82B and the SKS as well. Great attention from that long range and the advantage taken. And Katie God keeping the Indian squad still in the game with a double revive. Buriram trickled in one after the other, finding Team Apex Gaming. But the Indian squad could not take these giants out. Three-time world champs for a good reason. They're just ramping up very slowly here, not showing their aggressive side just yet, Buriram.
You can see how active the map is right now. Loud's getting a few pickoffs as well. I'm sure DRS as well, while everything has been going on here. In this situation, I think...
No, Katie God, just a wrong spot. Ran straight in at Buriram. No binoculars, no extra information out in the open. Just got spent. And now Falcons finding the players of Gun Dynasty. Gun Dynasty's just had a rough run in this lobby this time round. Nextera's just not their place. Limit will find one from afar. David 444 found as well. The players of Gun Dynasty flanked all around, and it's the Falcons swooping on in. The Birds of Prey looking for a meal. And Gun Dynasty is just that fill.
Yeah, and Shairu is stuck outside the zone as well. What are you going to do here? You have to find a different way into the area. And Falcons wants, they desperately really want that one extra point. It almost feels like they just are playing with a vengeance. Now, in this situation here, GD looking good with 6 points already. Shairu still managing to stay alive. And right now, if we were to look at the leaderboard here, EVOS has looking really good right now. They have a huge lead compared to the rest of the teams. And in terms of, I would say, positioning right now, they're looking, I think, fairly alive. If anything, throughout the entirety of this day, EVOS has been doing well in terms of positioning, in terms of looking for pickoffs, in terms of looking for fights as well. And I don't think this is going to change anytime soon.
Of course, Nextera has always given us a lot of eliminations thanks to the number of vending machines, compounds that you can use for cover, not having to use up all of your glue walls too early in the matchup. And we're going to see quite a number of survivors again. As I say that, the Rail Soldiers pulling in a double revive. Yet again, extra coins. Takuri making sure he brings back the 2 revives first. So great strategy played by him before he got caught out there. Unfortunate that he could not go in for that final revive. So 2 players down for the side of DRS once again.
AGL is really scary. If you think you managed to shake them off, they just really a false sense of security before finally being taken out. He's done his due diligence though. He brought his teammates back into the game, and I think bringing them back into the game poses a big threat to so many of these teams. Now, in this particular area where the Falcons was, you could see just now they were really looking for Jazzy. He's still very much alive, but they have to be very, very aware that Loud is close by somewhere in the wing. So this could potentially be a two-way fight. Is looking really good right now.
Rough run for Demon's Pride. Yeah, Pride definitely taking a hit here on day one. Still down at the very bottom of our leaderboard with just 10 points to their side. David 444 down on the ground. Instant pickup there, and the recovery is solid for Gun Dynasty. But they have been challenged all throughout this lobby. The only luck they have now is they're dealing with DRS, and they've got the numbers advantage in this battle as well.
Just really trying to find this bounty as well as really settle it down as well as Alu tries to put a little bit of space away from GD. If he's able to maybe isolate this fight, buy a bit of time so Stroix will be able to give him a bit of, I would think, support. They'll be really good. Now, the Falcons finally ran toe-to-toe against Loud. BZP forced to move away here as the Falcons finally rally back. They have a nice high ground to play with. Over on the other side here, gonna cook up that nade, throw it forward, but I'm gonna think it's gonna be going a little bit too wide as BZP is just so quick on that reposition.
Yeah, that was a blind nade there. No Moko for the advantage. Good time turner for BZP. Has got the double barrel, but the Valiant Dash is bursting through him. Extra bit of confidence off of the electrotherapy that Cassie provided them. Limit those straight down to the ground. Recovery is not going to be impossible here, but they're going up against one of the best Brazilian squads. Loud can shut them down, and that's exactly what Nyx does. M10-14 perfection on Fire taken down. Caroro shut down as well. Loud making a lot of noise, but Pina's there for the save. But the pickups have to be the focus here. And Falcons surviving this one. Guaca too far away to back up the rest of his brothers, and Falcons will survive because of that.
I am loving the fact that Falcons really double down on this, and then Dedrick as well just stuck in the corner trying his best to survive. But Buriram United, they're saying no, so as much as you want to survive, it's not going to happen. We will dig you out of that hole if we have to. Gets one more point to their name, and now they're going to go and find a different way into the area. This mid-side area in terms of rotations here, southern side, EVOS has control of that area. Toward the western side, you have PDX is sort of moving around the area. Northern side, Aurora, but middle side here, you have, I think, GD and AGL forward, and TAG just busting forward, looking for this fight eagerly.
Just with that game 3, Buriram has jumped into the top 3 already. Now you see the Moko tagging up the players on the side of Team Apex Gaming. This is a little bit of a pinch. AGL focus fire, but Team Apex Gaming very smartly repositioning, just staying away from the crosshairs of both AGL as well as Gun Dynasty. A sticky situation here for the Indian squad for sure.
But they're not really showing their hand either. They're just really hoping to weather down that storm, because no team can really get too close to one another for these forward fights. Pina, somewhere along the lines there, does find Stroix eventually. Alu running forward. They're almost taken down on Fire, but regardless of that, would have been traded. So now the Blue Zone comes through here. Kiroro should be brought back into the game as Loud is slowly trying to recalibrate themselves.
Recalibrate indeed. The double revive coming on through. Full squad once again for the Brazilian squad. Loud have been loud from the start. Very consistent to keep themselves in the top 4. But they have to make sure they play a little bit of recovery here. And Nyx is going to have his foot shot off. Abax with a sharp shot from afar. AC80 perfection once again. And yet again, the Brazilian squad on the back foot. This is just not their lobby. Recovery seems to be really difficult. And that's exactly what Nextera is. Lots of spots to hide away at. And we have got a ton of squads. So many players still alive and kicking as we approach the 12 minutes.
Yeah, Alu is not going to be able to hit the ground there. Gonna just get knocked down so quickly. His teammate did try to give a bit of pressure there onto Buriram United. Not happening though. You know, like you mentioned, Moshi just so superb on the snipers.
Oh yeah. Buriram showing that, yes, we were ramping it up slow, but nothing impossible for us to catch up with. Rasha though, right below the bridge like a troll, up against Falcons, but gonna get caught all alone here. On Fire, making the rotation. Rasha, can you survive this one? What kind of trickery will you show us? It's Gun Dynasty that takes advantage of that chaos. And the follow-up is solid. EVOS with the revenge. The players on the side of Paradox taking advantage of this situation as well. Then Reek is going to get picked right back up. And Falcons off of that rotation put themselves under the bridge, losing 2 players in that sequence.
In this situation, EVOS as well, trying to take away this positioning coming in from Aurora, but cannot able to come close to them at all. And EVOS is very, very patient here, trying to find an opening, an angle, anything, but also aware that Loud is close by. One moment your head is out there in the open, it's going to be instantly popped, and that's how it is for both of these teams here. And it's sort of a momentary stalemate between these 3 teams. You have to worry about PDX as well. You also see that they're trying to rush away from the area as On Fire tries to put in the damage.
See if Not On Fire can get this catch up here, quickly repositioning right under the Robo. And it gives them a little bit of cover for the time being. The launch pad, I think they were looking for a little bit of a higher angle as DRS Gaming gets taken out of the equation, locked down by the thrill of battle, and Falcons needs to quickly reposition. They do not want to get stuck in a fight without their active skills. Riptide Rhythm from afar, EVOS will play some shots, but it's Aurora that takes the advantage with that shot. The Malaysian squad slowly seeking their way back in here. Locked down once again by the thrill of battle. Potentially out of the Brazilian squad this time round. Grenade, what a tight angle, played perfectly there. But Loud up against EVOS, that's going to be the appointment that they have to go through first before catching up with the Malaysians.
This is insane high-stakes fights as well. Just fighting for this real estate property. Saifa gets knocked down somewhere in the corner here as EVOS still saves their lives by just hunkering down in a corner and waiting out the initial onslaught. You can see Trap barely alive already, taking out so much damage. Gets a top up here, trying to break into the building. And somewhere in the corner, Team Apex Gaming does already get eliminated here. Loud waiting patiently on the outer side here. Like it or not, EVOS and Aurora are gonna have to vacate the premises. Now the glue wall's been, I think, destroyed. They're coming into the area. EVOS forced to move back as well.
A smart reposition here by Loud. They put a great distance between themselves and the chaos that they almost encountered between EVOS and Aurora. Now leaving the battle between the Malaysian and the Indonesian squad. And the shots from afar, AGL putting the pressure onto both Aurora and EVOS. Riptide Rhythm breaking down the defenses. Azrael sneaky. But he saw the Riptide Rhythm and quickly stepped away from the window. Ray, on the other hand, not doing that. AGL getting a couple of tags in. Aingot, the Molko tagging him up already. And it looks like he will sneak away. Ray, on the other hand, will not get the pleasure of doing so. Axel's gonna get caught out. Riptide Rhythm again putting on so much of pressure, taking advantage of this tight little compound. And Aurora again will get snuffed out early.
You is doing great, just really catching people in the mid of the rotations as well. Now EVOS only Aim God is alive, gonna hunker down the corner as Loud is gonna work their magic onto GD. Aim God rushing through, but for the other side there's gonna be a massive Nyx and Trap doing a lot of magic, but GD pressuring them, and AGAL also wants to join in on that fight. GD rushing forward, and now right in the nick of time, you have AGAL finding the last possible member from EVOS, not able to survive, so Aim God down and out.
Yeah, that's it for EVOS. AGL spotted them out and they were just tracking them all the way through. And now Gun Dynasty trying to take on the Brazilians, but the interference from the Thai squad. AGL long range away and almost no cover at all except their glue walls. This is going to be trouble if a Skylar is in the hands of either Gun Dynasty or Loud. And they'll quickly take some cover behind the boulder as well as these trees. Great rotation, great defense from the Thai squad.
AGL being very patient here, stuck behind a rock, but definitely not a hard place yet. But now as GD wants to take away this real estate from Loud, cannot do so. Only 6 damage is done. Nice damage onto Trap, but no more than that.
Beautifully played here by Latam. Understanding the angles perfectly. Trying to make use of the utilities instead of taking a straightforward fight up against Loud, who do have the positional advantage in that sequence. Shiru, though, caught in hand, looking for the flank, trying to play a little bit of pressure on AGAL to take AGL out of the equation here before they have to deal with Brazil. And AGL understands the little bit of a pinch that they are in, trying to close the distance down to take the positional advantage away from GD as the circle forces them closer in.
Shiro is just trying to really just come into the area, can go for this backstab. AGL does try to collapse forward, but the amount of pressure that Loud is putting on them is incredible. The glue walls are just immediately destroyed. GD cannot come close and come into the compound at all. Do fall, David, good one onto him as well. And Shiro, his position finally seen, forced to move back here. David putting in that damage to AGL, a quick reposition forward, and they are going to collapse. AGL cannot move forward.
What a beautiful rotation, man. That's perfection out of Thailand, perfection out of AGAL. But now, how do you deal with this chaos? Gun Dynasty have been pushed outside. They are at a disadvantage at this point of time. But when the circle starts closing on in, it's going to be trouble. Where will the zone move? Who does it favor? And trap. What a nade. David taken out. But the time turner is active on their side. They didn't waste it earlier on. And that allows them to pick up their rusher instantly.
And it's really good.
One
you
more.
Cycling! Nice shot and a knockdown coming in from Cypher's skill. Great work coming through here. Loud still has the upper hand advantage in terms of positioning. AGL, HP chunking down. The damage comes through. And Loud, all they have to do is just rush forward. And they're completely surrounded from every single angle. And Loud, once again, a booyah!
Second booyah of the day for Brazil. And they are not messing around. Got pushed down a tad bit. The performance at Purgatory, not the best. At Solara, it was decent. But this is going to get them right back in contention for the #1 spot for sure. AGL definitely going to be in the race for the top 3 here after a back-to-back performance. We saw them pick up a massive number of eliminations off of Purgatory, and they have gotten in towards that final circle here at Nextera with the exact same performance. Great play, I have to say, from both teams.
हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक. सॉरी इंटरसेप्ट नहीं आने. मैं अभी तक नहीं था भाई पीसी के आगे. ठीक है, मेरा एक और मीटिंग हो रहा था, इसलिए उधर भी जाना पड़ा. अभी वो चल रहा है, फिर भी मैं आ गया क्योंकि क्रेजी मैच मैंने विटनेस किया भाई. मैं पीसी के आगे था लेकिन मैं कौन नहीं था, लेकिन मैं फीड कभी कभी देख रहा था. फाइट क्रेजी जा रहा था भाई, लिटरली क्रेजी ब्रो. आई एंजॉयड इट लॉट. क्रेजी फाइट देखने को मिला, लेकिन देखते हैं हमारा टैग कहाँ गया है.
Was the play out of Gun Dynasty, and the play out of Gun Dynasty wouldn't have been forced if it wasn't for Loud. Loud started tossing those grenades at them. Gun Dynasty had to make a decision, and the only decision they could make was take the fight up against AGAL, and they played that perfectly, rushing straight at them. And again, I've always mentioned how David 444 is one of the most lethal rushes out there, and he took the fight straight up against them with the Mag 7, demanding a lot of points in that house, and he got it for their side. But towards the end, it just wasn't enough. AGL stood their ground really well with the defense, but they had to lose 2 players in that sequence as well, and Loud with the advantage.
Support karo, tag on top. Support karo, tag on top.
It's not always about
Crazy,
the most
bro.
aggressive. Sometimes it's about who understands the final circle better.
Yeah, you have the eliminations. You have to find that I would say balance, right?
Yeah.
Between getting to that last few points with those placements, plus also getting those eliminations as well. And AGL has, I would say AGL, Loud, Buriram United have really good, I would say, grasp on being able to do all of this coming into the game. I think what's really fun to see as well is just the fact that for AGL, they know how to do the bait and switch. They know how to go for zone control. But I have to say that for Loud, just now, they were just doubling down on that real estate. They know that they had the height advantage. They know that they can just really kind of keep out GD from their area.
ओवरऑल का 4 मैचेस है करने, 4 मैचेस तो खत्म हो चुके हैं.
Yeah, and it's been very impressive to see this Brazilian
स्विच तो हो रहा है भाई, शायद से टीम स्विचिंग है शायद. देखना है, पता नहीं, या नहीं तो छोटा ब्रेक भी हो सकता है. देखते हैं.
all 4 games so far has been phenomenal. We're going to take a quick short break now. When we come
Hi,
back, the final 2 games of
Shivam. Hi Shivam, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Thank you for texting. तो गाइस मैं कैमरा बंद कर रहा हूँ, बस एडवर्टाइजमेंट देख सकते हैं, ठीक है. अभी कोई जीता नहीं शिवम भाई, बस एक मैच खत्म हो चुका है, 4th मैच 14 मैच, और अभी गेम्स हैं आज, और 2 गेम्स है, 2 मैचेस है, वो हम विटनेस करना है। वो 2 मैच के बाद हमें पता चलेगा कि कौन इस ये राउंड से आगे जा रहा है। पता नहीं वो कैसे होगा, फॉर्मेट तो पता है, लेकिन वो कितने मैचेस है एक एक ग्रुप का वो भी देखना है। देखते हैं कौन जीतेगा, मैं बता दूंगा आपको। जस्ट विटनेस, लेट्स विटनेस द मैचेस। हमें ऐसा क्रेजी वाला फाइट तो देखने को मिल रहा है, एंड ऑब्जर्वर्स आर क्रेजी, दे आर शोइंग सिनेमैटिक्स इन टॉप नॉच वे, और जो भी एनिमेशंस, ग्राफिक्स है, सब कुछ ठीक है। ब्रॉडकास्ट टीम इज़ वेरी गुड इन वर्किंग इन दोज पार्ट। एक दो छोटे मोटे मिस्टेक्स होते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी क्रेजी वाला वो क्या बोलते हैं, क्रेजी वाला फील दिया था मेरे को ये मैचेस देखने में। थैंक यू फॉर सब्सक्राइबिंग हर्ष परमार ब्रो। सो ब्रेक हो चुका है भाई हमारा एडवर्टाइजमेंट, तो अभी बैक टू स्टेज आते हैं। देखते हैं स्टेज में कौन कौन जीतने वाला है, कौन हारने वाला है ये स्टेज में। फिर भी
exactly. I mean, imagine 2 booyahs and 3 times on the top 3 out of 4 games, and this is just something that we
भाई मेरा डेटा खत्म हो गया, प्लीज डेटा पैक डलवा दोगे ब्रो। ये कैसे तरीका है भाई शिवम भाई, मैं तो बहुत अमीर सोच रहे क्या शिवम भाई, मेरे पास एक भी पैसा नहीं है मेरे अकाउंट में। बहुत क्या बोलते हैं क्या बोलते हैं भाई, मेरा दोस्त एक डायलॉग मारता था भाई जब भी मैं कुछ उसको पूछता हूँ, याद नहीं आ रहा वो ठीक है अभी, ऐसे कुछ है, लेकिन भाई लिटरली क्रेजी ब्रो, लेकिन मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है भाई। आई एम वेरी सॉरी यार भाई, गॉड ग्रेस तेरे को डेटा मिल जाए भाई, क्योंकि तुम मेरा स्ट्रीम देख रहे हो तो डेटा मिल जाएगा तेरे को भाई, एनी ऑफ अदर वेज। थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग, थैंक यू सो मच भाई।
Because the focus would be at the newcomers, and they will be most of the target, and we were seeing that bottom leaderboard.
Yeah, we definitely were. I mean, I was going to be looking at the match standings right here. GD being able to put up some points as well. Out of all their squads, AG, how about that with those 27 points?
27 points, 18 elimination points, and I got to hand it down to Do and Saifa. They're doing so well. This is exactly the teamwork that I actually wanted to see from EFOS Divine, because as an Indonesian, of course, I do hope that they can learn from the best. And honestly, I think that game, it really showcased the ability of Do and the capability that he has to lead the team towards victory.
Honestly, I thought AGAL was going to take the booyah in that last match. Their positioning in the bottom of building, I thought, oh, surely they have this. Surely they've got this. But no, of course, you know, Loud's just sitting on top, in the way that they were sort of, they're able to accelerate and take more of positioning in the zone. It was exceptional. And I know, Neptune, you got something to say about that, don't you? Like, yeah, let's get loud.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's more of what they can do in terms of the number. Again, getting a booyah will add up for your total points, but elimination is at some point at this stage of the competition is even more important, because you have to bring that much to pull yourself at the top of the leaderboard, and booyah is something that is reserved for the team, especially with the champion rush condition towards the grand finals.
And I think looking at the overall standing, something that I'm really aware is that it is so scary for EFOS Divine in the very beginning of the competition. I mean, we started off really shaky, but looking at it now, we have 84 points and then 50 kills. That is not bad at all, even though we only have 1 booyah secured right now. I think what I said at the beginning of the show might come true. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to keep repeating it, but I do think there's a huge chance for EFOS Divine to maintain this position and actually be, I don't know, the next one to go to the next stage.
And the one thing that we were talking about earlier is that sponge between those teams towards the top, and it's starting to get even more and more. Once we see the overall, you get a chance to see exactly what I'm talking about in regards to those teams at the top, just making an even bigger gap to some of the other squads. Now, one thing I know has been sticking out besides the top squads, right? We got to go to PDX. I mean, I was talking about earlier in regards to tag, that's a squad that needed to be able to step it up. They have since then, since we've mentioned it. I know you were looking at PDX, Lace.
Yeah, see, I'm looking at Paradox, and look, they're not sitting pretty on the top of the leaderboard, okay? You know, we're talking about the Louds and the AGLs. I feel like there's 2 games going on at the moment. We've got like the AGLs, the Louds, EVOS, you know, kind of having their own scuffles in the top of the leaderboard. And when you move further down, the tags, We got Paradox down there. I know Paradox had an accelerating run against Tag, but unfortunately fell like a little bit short in that match there. And it just seems like they're just not making the best decisions for their team. They managed to sort of get split. But when we were looking more into that final zone, Paradox, it was probably the first time I actually saw them group up and were able to put more eliminations on the board, and that's what we need to see from them. So I don't really know what's happening like in and amongst the early fights and stuff for them, but that was probably the best performance we have seen from them. But they are, you know, not being able to get those eliminations and those placement points on the board.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, the first few games, they're not that aggressive. And the signature of Paradox Gaming is that, like the signature of Paradox Gaming coming from their regionals is that aggressive team. Like from Africa, they managed to clutch it towards the end and getting that that qualifier on the EWC, and it's more of the elimination. So this is one thing that we were expecting at get-go. There's a lot of teams who want to show up strong, especially if they are new to this contention. But for Paradox Gaming, they need that time to recover. But what I'm worried about is if that time is running out, because again, that's already 4 games and you only have 2 more for this group.
Yeah, and speaking of trying to come off as strong, courageous, again, I think
Thanks, girl.
Then we gotta add gorgeous then, girl, because you are drop dead gorgeous. Okay, anyways, speaking of courage, of course, we have to also talk about Gun Dynasty again, because finishing at top 3, it's just so amazing. It's making me feel like I need to know more about this LATAM team. I mean, that is just crazy. They are now at the 5th position of the overall standing. 69 points, 23 plays, and then I'm seeing 46 kills. That is amazingly huge for them, Neptune.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, from the first and the last game, they managed to get 20 plus on elimination. It was a little bit slow, though, on that second game, and towards that third. I think it's because of the challenge they have on that game number 2, or the match number 2, thus they didn't get that much on the point. But I'm really looking forward to them to catapult themselves a little bit higher in this point right now, because they're very close against Buriram United.
Yes, I'm about to say something that I might regret, but right now, I actually enjoy watching Gun Dynasty more than Buriram United Esports. I enjoy them so much. It's crazy. Like, I found a new love today.
What's making you enjoy it so much? Because remember, Buriram, even though you didn't get a chance to talk about them earlier, they did end up picking up that one booyah.
Yes, they did, but I think it's just about time for Gun Dynasty. I mean, you saw it on the 4th game. They were so amazing. And again, the courage that they have and the strength to back it up, it's just so amazing to see.
Yeah, I guess the difference between the gameplay of Gun Dynasty is in the beginning of the game, they show up. That's where more the hype is coming from. And compared to what we've seen in Buriram United Esports, again, the signature is you're invisible in the first half, then to the second half, that's where you get all those eliminations. But at some point, they're surprised. I'm pretty sure they're counting how many opponents that they have in front of them towards the end. And with say 7 or 8 teams against you, you couldn't, or Buriram United couldn't really bring that fire and catch up with the numbers. But it's a good thing that they did get that booyah.
Yeah, and right now we're looking at their squads that they need to wake up, especially when we're going to be going into the final 2 games of Group A. Keep in mind, for everybody watching at home, you're saying, wait, final 2 games? No, we still got 6 more from Group B coming up. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But I mean, from some of the other squads that we're watching, we saw the Pakistan team, right? They're towards the bottom. They need to do something, because right now the top 4 squads, the cutoff is at 70 points. And that's not going to stop. That's just going to keep going because of the consistency, Conchita, that we're currently seeing out of their squads. What can we see out of those bottom squads in the last 2 matches? Because they need to wake up.
Yes, they do need to wake up. Unfortunately, I'm not really familiar with the way the Pakistani teams play, but what I see from their performance today is that there's a gap of, capability that apparently they still have against the other team. And that is something that I hope they can catch up as soon as possible, because obviously being on the bottom 2 is not so ideal. Looking at it, it's still quite a climb that they need to do, but yeah, keeping my fingers crossed.
And then you have Aurora. Aurora is currently 40 points. I'm sorry I have to do it to you.
I won't mention their name anymore.
You can talk about them, but just don't mention their name. From that squad, I mean, you were talking about having eliminations earlier on. they only have 19 eliminations so far. We've seen squads being able to get almost that in just one match.
I think what Aurora Game is finding right now is a balance of, because they failed in the first game. Yeah, I mean,
It's okay.
I'm thinking it's my fault, but they failed in the first few games. But since they couldn't bring the elimination, they couldn't bring the fire, so they're going back to the basic. Go for survivability, trying to balance it out, elimination and placement point. And that's why they're trying something different. Because just go and try to catch up, or go for catch up on the placement point. Once they get the groove of how to find the final circle, then they can get those elimination.
Yeah, what I've been noticing is that every time they go into an altercation or try to take a fight, they come out as the losing team. It's down to one player, then they're going to have to make that revive and try and do that. So I do believe that, yeah, if they can continue that survivability, because eliminations will come in the end, okay? As long as you can make your rotation, you get to that final zone, the elims will come. So hopefully we can see that sort of progress into the next games, because they slightly started doing it in that final match, but the first couple of matches, every time I saw Aurora fight, it was them out, and it's not working for them. So they definitely need to adapt and change, because mechanically they're gifted, but they're not making these decisions correctly.
Yeah, I so agree, because individually they're great players, but somehow when it comes to the teamwork, something just isn't working. There is something that they not to change. I mean, it's like someone needs to step up, I guess, and be the role model for them. Yeah. No.
I might step out.
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to target you for this one. Yeah.
No need to do that. I mean, in regards to eliminations, one squad that has been stepping up is Team Apex Gaming. They have been able to put up those elims. At the beginning of the day, they were struggling a lot. Even Lucifer, one of our casters, is going to be coming for Group B. He was saying they're slow starters. He was actually expecting them to do better in the second day. Yeah. But you can't be mad. Honestly, Neptune, you cannot be mad at the way that this squad has now been able to put up those eliminations.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's more of elimination geared. Apex
It's the complete opposite, right?
Complete opposite of what we're going for earlier. Like placement point, they like no regards of placement point. All they have to do is early on the get-go, they want to get all those eliminations in, and at some point for teams, they're treating it as a 50-50. Like, it's a double-edged sword. But for Team Apex Gaming, they want to bring down the sword against the opponent. Whether they lose, I think they can carry over those eliminations in the following round. The risk is they're losing the balance of finding the final circle. And again, there's still importance of that booyah, probably not this page, this point of the stage. But if you're really catching up in numbers, you have to do well on both.
Yeah, because 29 elimination points is not bad at all. I mean, from what we see out of the 4th games that we have just watched, Apex really is trying to fix the mistake they have on the first game. And yeah, I think things are quite looking up for them right now.
You can see they got fans right now here in the arena live from Paris. This is Free Fire at EWC. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going into the last 2 matches of Group A. Can those bottom squads step it up like we've been wanting to see? Or is it just going to be too little, too late in this last 2 matches before we go into tomorrow? AJ, Tash Bunny, take it away.
Thank you very much, Seven. Man, it has been an exciting one here for sure. We expected Nextera to deliver, and Nextera did exactly that. 121 eliminations in that lobby. It was explosive end to end. But now we head on into Kalahari. We head on into the map where the snipers usually rule. Let's see exactly which sniper stands tall by the end of this.
It's always very fun, right? I think we've already kind of pinpointed which players we want to see.
Yeah.
We saw it coming in from Moshi. We saw it coming in from Rasha as well. Some of the 2 hard hitters for this particular game. And now that this is actually our first Kalahari of the day, I'm wondering if it's going to be a slower start, or will the momentum of that fast, aggressive starts keep going all the way till the very end of this Group A day?
Demon's Pride currently at the very bottom of our leaderboard. Not in the right spot, if you ask me. Taking the fight up early at Refinery against Loud. AGL Cypher being cheeky as well to check out exactly what's going on at Refinery. So that shows a potential intention of AGL wanting to rotate in towards this high platform later on. DRS, Team Apex Gaming, Tech. This is going to be a tad bit crowded. Command post only usually has 1 team commanding it. This time you've got 3 vying for that spot.
You know, looking at the most damage and also most elims as well, right? You're seeing a majority of the players coming in for, I think, most eliminations. I think on top of Rasha, you also have both Dew and Sypha as well, which actually sets a precedent on how aggressive and how much, I think, AGL prioritizes these eliminations.
Sahil Jat is in a tricky position here. He does have the flank, but he cannot back up the rest of his team members just yet. Shoto gonna get caught out here by Blade. The caught up close and personal, plus the electrotherapy, giving Blade the extra advantage in that battle. Sahil Jat's finally going to show up. And that's just the wrong timing. He drops a little bit of a present here for Tech as he quickly tries to back away. But a quick recap here as well for Demon Sprite up against Loud earlier on. The time turner actually saving BZP a little bit of extra time, but Jazzy only could get that knock off of that engagement, sending top 16 running away from the compound. Demon Sprite again starting off on the back foot here, but the recovery was solid through those revives.
TEC just now looks like they had the upper hand in that fight, and now DRS has decided to join in on this fight. And DRS has been scary today in terms of positioning and even fights here. It's Wolfen that will be the first one to fall as the rest of TEC waits in the wings. Nejat as well will be picked off somewhere else, and now Buram United also here joining in that fight. It is hectic over here at command post as well, as Moshi finally finds a final nail in the coffin to a member of TEC.
Yeah, if command post wasn't already crowded, here comes Buriram jumping into the fray as well, looking to be the third party in the situation. DRS gonna shut down the remaining players on the side of TEC one after the other, but Buriram, as mentioned, is still in here. Locked down by the thrill of battle now. Takuri, big advantage, but it looks like he's not gonna be able to walk away from much. Pratik knocked down once again. And the recovery is going to be slow here from the side of DRS as they continuously are pressured by Buriram Takuri. Jonah finds him with the VSK, and Strowex far away from the rest of the battle, but will Buriram be able to snuff him out? He's got the stealth bites, which is about to run out, and he gets away in the nick of time. And perhaps this is going to be the final survivor here on the side of DRS that brings them right back in, but he has to play this one slow because Loud is right in front of him.
And Barros as well. Oh no, he is the one to go down here somehow. Ben is just doing such a great job of being able to find him in the end. Top 16 will be found out finally by GD here. It's just such an unlucky situation as Shiro quickly brought back into the game in this situation. And I think that in so many of these fights as well, we see one team having the upper hand situation, and then suddenly the rest of the collapse coming in from so many teams. We start to see a systematic way for most of these teams trying to bring themselves back into the game. And Sypha, nasty shot coming in, and he's just gonna bleed out here.
Yeah, Benel is definitely one of the super flex players out there. He is the Swiss Army knife of the GD squad and Gun Dynasty. Just showing everyone that they're just not here to fill up a slot. They are here to rip away the championship. And if they keep this up, they sure as hell are going to be able to do that. First of all, getting into the grand finals is looking like it's going to be an easy journey for Gun Dynasty. But it looks like at Bayfront, we've got a little bit more of a tense situation as two Southeast Asian squads take on each other in a battle. Falcons versus EVOS Divine.
EVOS Divine in this situation, you just gotta wait things out. You just gotta find a window of opportunity to bring your team back into the game. I'm not too sure if Aim God is being marked right now is the question. Because there hasn't really been too much of movement from the rest of the teams as well. Now, you look at TEC, they've come back into the game. It started off really well for them in the early fights, but then the collapse coming in. I think the possibility of third parties today have been incredible for so many teams.
Oi.
You see it happening from so many different angles. And for Falcons, they want to try and take this fight against TAG.
A crucial rotation here from Aim God, looking to bring the squad of EVOS back into play. If they get eliminated now, being overtaken by AGL and Loud is a no-brainer. The players on the side of Falcons, on the other hand, on their rotation, they spot out TAG, Team Apex Gaming in a little bit of a trouble. Riptide Rhythm's going to be breaking down the defense as Ailjot can't drive away. Wolven stuck. Time Turner is on his side, and he needs to hope and pray that Falcons make a mistake here, but the valiant dash of Afina is just going to put him in a little bit of a pickle, and now it's all up to KD God. He's got coins to revive the squad twice around, but can he get to a vending machine in time?
Yeah, it's just really scary right now. You have no clue or idea where exactly anyone can be. And granted, this map is huge. Everyone has a bit of an area. The high grounds are looking good as well. There we go, EVOS back into the game as
Nice.
AimGod finds a way in here. As for the rest of the team, the reposition is going to be incredibly hard. They
One
just take a lot
more.
of damage. Benel, oh my gosh,
One more.
nasty shot coming in from multiple angles. The Swiss Army knife for the team. Not only is he sharp, but also is he diligent. He revives and he kills as well.
But now you monster. But now in a 1v1 up against Rahat. Can you get the hit? David and Vega down on the ground already. But Benel looking like he wants to shine on his own in this situation. Doesn't have much of a choice, but Barros shows up in his radar as well. And Benel making the right move here to disengage from that situation. Rahat can deal with Barros, the player from the side of AGAL. Gun Dynasty in a little bit of a pickle, and Benel once again dropping back to see if he can save the squad. But the pickups are going to be solid here from Shivu. And with the stealth bites, Benel's going to get out of that sticky situation, keeping Gun Dynasty definitely in the driver's seat here for the day.
Oh yeah, Katie got in trouble. Takes a bit of chip damage, but nothing more than that. The Falcons are hungry and they really, really want these kills. Forced to reposition, drops down to the ground, but Unfire is refilling that space that's been left behind. Katie got a lot of damage taken from the util as well. He is barely alive. Forced to go in the open, and Unfire should find him in the end. Knocks him down. The inhaler should keep him alive for some time. Sajak cannot do more than that. And the Falcons are looking to hunt down the last few players. Wolven in the sky, but the shots for Kiroro are just nasty.
Wolven, the escape plan failed, but he did manage to pull in a final second revive for Team Apex Gaming. That's going to be their insurance policy for the time. Falcons, on the other hand, they found that one to be a little bit too easy based on the position of the TAG players, but Shoto just shining right before he got taken down. Katie God bringing Wolven right back in. The recovery play is already in motion for Team Apex Gaming.
Falcons doing great in terms of reposition. How they collapse is just scary to see, especially if you're caught out here alone here. Now, Falcons, nice position here, fairly safe away from the rest of the teams, but they have to rotate eventually as TEC, despite losing so many players early, they are also very slippery, still very much in the game. Knockdown, Rahat does find Jonah in exchange, but Wasana wants to avenge his teammates.
And he'll be able to do that with a valiant dash. Phenomenally done. Timed perfectly. Captain Jonas out of the equation. But Buriram have got the vending machine on their side. Get high once again as usual on the recovery plays. Moshi, M82B looking for Nejad. Can he pull the final strike to take TEC out of the lobby early here? He focuses towards the right instead as AGAL shows up on the radar of Buriram. And that is the saving grace for TEC, who managed to pull in at least one revive to stay in play.
Yeah, Kutush gets knocked down somewhere in that process as well here. As the Falcons come through, I think there should be fairly clear to go into that until they hit Bayfront, because TAG is waiting there right now. And I have to say, TAG had so many close calls today. Shoto got knocked out, I think, twice already, but they're slippery.
Big advantage on the airdrop here. No other teams aiming for it. Falcons get a freebie advantage, rotating towards it, finding nobody there. So great in terms of decision making, as well as a little bit of luck on the side of the EWC 24 champs. And it's only Apex in their way as they will try to get into Bayfront in a little. Can the Indian squad punish the champions of EWC 24, or will they get punished instead? The battle between Buriram and AGAL still continues as both squads need to get into the next zone. And Jonah on the revive with the Car 98 punishing Barros, which means the front liner out of the equation. A little bit of an extra advantage for the side of Buriram, and AGAL does not want to stay and play. They use the launcher to get themselves out of that sticky situation far away from Buriram.
Yeah, and I think it's a really good tactical decision as well. You're taking up too much damage already. Buriram United was in a great position, just really overwhelmed them as well. And I think if anything, if AGL can find a good position, they are the type of team that if they're prepared for it, they can take these fights and just completely dominate so many different areas. Now, Buriram United will follow suit here, coming into the safer zone as well. The southern side underneath the circle is looking scary. Loud is there, EVOS is there, TEC coming through, DP on the wings as well. And it's going to be really nasty. I love where Loud has put himself. Look at this sniper. Buriram United don't know.
The trigger discipline there, making sure he doesn't give away his position, which is a prime one. He wants to maintain the bird's eye view, stay out of trouble, and then strike when it's truly needed. But for how long are you going to stay undetected up there? Loud definitely has a big advantage for this next circle. And Southeast Asia battling each other to find the next circle for themselves. This time it's going to be Falcons versus AGAL. The shot is there. Aurora versus Gun Dynasty. Aurora, you cannot take this fight. Team Apex Gaming interfering as well. Car 98 perfect for Katie God. Azrael sprayed down to the ground. Jun looking for the recovery here. Will be the distraction as he gets clipped down by the thrill of battle as well. Nothing much that Aurora can do in this situation up against EVOS as well as Gun Dynasty.
Azrael is barely alive right now, and I think the rest of the teams here know that, so they want to try and go in for this collapse. GD is close by as well. Aim got marking them, making sure they don't come close. Both teams are being so cautious of one another, but Loud decides to jump in here. Aurora might be crunched.
Close to 13 minutes, 11 squads still alive and kicking. Things are about to get very messy. Pandemonium about to break out here on the battlefield if we don't start thinning down these numbers. Loud with a phenomenal rotation has been able to keep themselves safe for the time being. Good glue walls pulled out, timely manner. Not having to waste a lot of those med kits on unnecessary recoveries. EVOS, Loud, Aurora in a tight little spot, but they've got the advantage for the next circle. They can keep an eye on the rest of the competition.
Yeah, he even has an idea that someone is coming through as well. Gonna try and break it as the rest of the teams here. Loud at the bottom side, Aurora on the top side. If Aurora were to jump out, they're gonna fall straight into Loud's arms as well. A lot of damage coming in from Ray. A lot of, I think, a lot of pressure coming in from GD. So no one is really in the green. If anything, anyone is out here for grabs. It's an FFA area, free for all, for the first person that pops out their head. And everyone very cautious. And over to our Bayfront as well. The same thing is happening because TAG, you have Falcons coming through, watching straight for to attack, and AGL, you know them, you see them fighting, they're gonna try and third party you.
Yeah, but still gate kept by Team Apex Gaming, and he's just trying to avoid the engagement with the Indian squad as much as possible. But will India take advantage of the situation? If they want to battle, they have to take it now. But as I say that, Falcons dropping on in. Team Apex Gaming holding their fort strong here. Peanut trying to break down the defenses, finds an opening, and with the Punisher takes down Shoto. A deadly shot, but the follow-up is slow. Team Apex Gaming again, barricading all of those windows, trying to keep Peanut out of their way. And it looks like the players of Gun Dynasty will spot out this battle between the two, trying to play third party from that high ground.
Yeah, and it's just really annoying to be dealing with all of this as well. KD got this with damage. Even Pina out in the open. Caught! Limit does find one. Wolvin eliminated as well. Forced out in the open. What can you do? You stay inside. You eat damage from the util. And now for GD, all they have to do is just pick them off one by one in the middle of those rotations.
Gun Dynasty, the biggest winner in that equation. And Team Apex Gaming, they survive the ambush by Falcons. Not somehow, that's how. Beautiful play off of Gun Dynasty. And Gun Dynasty doesn't care exactly who's in front of them. They just want these points. And yet again, Gun Dynasty taking the fight up against Team Apex Gaming. But this time, they do not manage to defend themselves. LATAM just too strong. And Gun Dynasty, from being the third party to the predators in that equation, and Team Apex Gaming had nothing left in the gas tank.
They have such good timing and such insane awareness. Now AGAL, because they're at the lower side here, they have to wait through for this first fight to happen. And finally, the stalemate is broken. DP now in the open out and just fighting. PDX as well in the same situation. Top 16, taken one already.
This is not an equal battle. Paradox can be outgunned here by Gun Dynasty. The only difference maker is going to be the ambush by AGAL. They take the timing right. But now, super low. It's the lightning zone that gives them the extra bit of advantage as well. And EVOS has showed up out of nowhere. And Gun Dynasty, like the third-party equation that they pulled off, they get shut down. Aurora makes their way out of the lobby a little bit too early once again. Gun Dynasty looking for the recovery, but now then David, no vending machines around them, and the shutdown by Cypher off of that Mag 7 is perfect. Gun Dynasty loses yet another, and Paradox still alive and kicking through all of that.
And it is hectic here as Buram United completely want to crunch down Loud, and they do just that. Moshi knocked down already. Wasana coming close, keeping the team fairly alive and healthy. Here's PDX coming close, trying to take a little bit more space, but the high ground Buram United has gives so much vantage.
This is the most eliminations we've seen out of Buriram so far, and AGAL is on fire as usual. The most they picked up was 18 eliminations at Nextera, and they want to break their own record here on day one's run. What a phenomenal day AGL is having for themselves, and two Thai squads in this final circle up against Gun Dynasty that stands no chance because of their numbers.
Yeah, GD only one player alive, not for long, but now will go down next year. And AGL on fire, crushes through here, kept away by those blue walls. Moshi almost getting clipped, finally does, goes down to Faros, and he's not done quite yet. Cypher finding great angles and positions here as Jonah puts in the damage from far away. It's hectic, Wasana jumping, trying to find a way against Cypher, but cannot do more than that.
The record for eliminations is 18, set by AG Global, but no booyah for them on that match. Buriram, on the other hand, looking to set the record for the day, and now it's a 1v1. The support up against the sniper, and the support player is stealthy on the front lines and deadly with the Mag 7. Buriram late to the party, but biggest on the numbers as they break the record set by AGAL.
Record-breaking and second booyah of the day. This team feels unstoppable. There's just so many things happening right now, but they're so, I would say, aware on how the positions are going to go, how the movement is going to be, and somehow they managed to find that last crucial kill at the very, very last possible timing.
It was Buriram that set the record for the highest points at Purgatory. 15 eliminations plus the booyah. But they got matched up with that. Problem was at Nextera, AGAL just could not walk away with the booyah. It was Loud that ruined the uplands, walking away with the second booyah of the day for Brazil, and kept them from breaking the record of Buriram, and Buriram showing exactly why they are three-time world champs. Phenomenal plays as well as Buriram pulled off that final battle sequence.
Honestly, I think that what's really exciting about this particular match was not just about Buram United, but I think it's just more of like how they decided to just really double down in spice. Usually it's a bit more quiet by them early, right? But this time around, you could feel like they're just starting to just get into the groove. They're starting to really feel themselves in this fight. Positioning-wise was also really good as well. They had so much control of that high ground.
I mean, the comms obviously just cool, calm, collected, not panicking in that situation at all. And get high XL, man. This guy is one of the most lethal supports out there on the battlefield, hands down. And when you've got a support player who can annihilate the squads, you really don't need to worry in a situation like that. A good reason why Buriram sets the record is because they are no strangers to it.
Yeah, I think it's also really exciting to think about how, you know, Buram United approaches this game. Sometimes they're going a little bit more slow. They have a lot of pages in their playbook as well coming into this game. But I am really surprised at how, I would say, aggressive so many of these teams are starting from that get-go. I think everyone's starting to get really confident coming to the game. Even TEC, I would say, had a little bit more spark in them compared to the beginning of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been a great day for TEC. Managing to play a little bit of recovery on Kalahari was crucial for them, but you know, it's just gonna be enough to get them out of the danger zone, not permanently just yet, because they've spent too much of time down in the bottom two. Now, we have got a little bit of a breather here for the casting desk. We are going to throw you guys onto a tad bit of a break. We'll catch up with you guys in a bit for Game 6 later, the final one for Group A.
What's up, everyone? Carol Bombshell here. I know you guys are having so much fun watching Free Fire, but there is a lot more going on here at EWC 2026 in Paris. So come with me, let's check this out. Let's go. Have you chosen your outfit for today? No problem. There's a lot of options here at the official store. T-shirts, hoodies, socks, teddy bears, even hats. Oh, you want to customize with your own name? Yes, there is a bunch of options here. What about your team is not doing so well? No problem. There's another options here, another teams that you can cheer for. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. We gotta cut this right now because I'm gonna customize my own t-shirt. Bye. Lots of fun activations here, like in Lenovo Stand. You can play games and also you can do some different things. Look at this. Maybe I wanna try. Okay. Oh, sorry. I was trying to help you. Oh, maybe I should get in the line because we got a full house. You better don't take too long to come. Wow, we are in the middle of it all, the heart of EWC. We got a great atmosphere here with fans at stage 1, stage 2, the most important stage for you. Stage 3, stage 4. Oh my gosh. Oh, did you notice Team Vitality? It's your favorite team, so come and drink a coffee with them. Are you missing Qiddiya City? No problem. We got Qiddiya City right here with a lot of fun activations, interactions for you to have fun the whole day. And you know what? If you are in the area, you got to be mad to not to come here. So I'm waiting for you. See you soon.
And what an insane last match that was. I feel like that was probably the most chaotic end zone that we have had in these games today. I don't understand really what went on in these first original matches to then pop out with this. It's like all the teams switched on. Did any stand out to you?
Lace, what we just saw is actually a classic battle between Buriram United Esports and of course AGAL. We are practically seeing history repeat itself again and again and again. And it was so amazing to see Get High finally came out as the winner because boy, that was intense. I am so giddy inside. I'm so excited, and it's only the 5th game of the day. We still have one more game from the A group.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen obviously AGAL dominating at the time, but it's nice to see these sort of other teams take over in the mix. But I think if we sort of go back to that end zone there, I feel like these players are switching on and they're like, you know what? We kind of didn't do, that great in these first couple of matches, and now we know it needs to turn up. I know we're talking about it the game, we're in game 5 coming up now, but like, is it a little bit too late? Is there a particular team that you found in that end zone? I know I did. I was talking about them before, and that was Paradox, where I said they need to get better placement points. They need to turn up, and they were actually in that position in that final zone.
Yes, but also if you talk about the Southeast Asian games teams, I mean, I honestly think that they are kind of dominating the points throughout the whole entire day, and it is so refreshing to see because usually we see that happening from the Brazilian team. Yes, I mean, Loud has been amazing. Loud has been a very powerful, but then again, it is the time for the Southeast Asian to really show the world what they are made of, and that's exactly what they've been doing. I mean, I'm so proud to see my boys killing it out there.
Yeah, I love that. Can I tell you a little bit of a story? And this was actually back to match number 1. Yeah. I'm going to take you guys back just a little bit here, but that is none other than Gun Dynasty and Banal, okay? I don't know if you saw me get out of my seat for this part, but they were making sort of a swift recovery, and the Banal pulls out the monster truck, and you kind of think that all fails and it's going to end there, but no, they sort of take that smooth transition to make that recovery, and the mechanical skill that Banal has for his team and the adaptation is simply exceptional. And if y'all missed that, obviously we got the replay, but they took this opportunity early to sort of maximize
तो गाइस
their eliminations, and I
सॉरी
think they actually
मेरा मीटिंग
pulled
चल रहा था वो एक तरफ से
17 elims
फिर
in
भी
that first match. And what that obviously does for
चंदन
this team
सिंह
is
हाय
a standard that is
हेड
above
हेड
and
ब्रो
beyond
हाय
the
ब्रो
rest. Currently sitting more in the middle of the leaderboard, against our
फाइट तो
Louds and
अच्छा
our
खासा चल रहा है भाई
AGLs. But
एक और मैच
that
बचा है
first
शायद
match
जाना
is something that I feel like these other teams need to follow suit because, consider me and color me impressed because I'm a Banal fan now. I don't know about you.
Well, same here, because you know what they say, right? The first match usually sets the tone, and that's exactly what they did. It was so amazing to see and so
refreshing to see Vanel. I mean, I said I just found a new love, and I think you felt it too. But then again, looking at the overall standing, AGAL, oh my God, 109 points, 70 elimination points. That is so amazing, and that is something that I'm so excited to see at the opening of EWC 2026. And of course, if we're talking about the top 5, we have Buriram United Esports, as well as EFOS, Gun Dynasty, and Loud Snickers. That is, oh my God, that is what I expected and more.
Well, I know we're super excited here. I hope you guys are super excited at home because we're heading into our next match. Take it away, casters.
Man, I tell you, the day has been looking super solid, but I did not expect only a handful of teams to walk away from Kalahari with double-digit eliminations. But what happened was the teams that did walk away with a double-digit elimination, which by the way was only 4 squads, walked away with a ton of points, right? We're talking about 23 eliminations from Buriram. AGAL walked away with a total of 19 eliminations, GD with the 15, and Loud walking it with just 10. Yeah, but that's still quite a lot for the squad because they're obviously looking to maintain their dominance on the leaderboard, and you're looking for the top 4 spots. But even with 2 Booyahs, it's surprising how Loud is still behind GD. Gun Dynasty has been amazing today.
I know, I was going to say that, right? The survivability was really good, their aggression was really good, their proactivity was really good, their rotations was also really good. They're like the kind of team that are very silent but deadly. You don't see them on the Booyah screen, but no Booyah, no problem.
No Booyah, no problem at all. At least on stage 1. But as we spot out the map here, it looks like finally we get some discipline. We get some quiet out there. We are back on Nextera, baby. And Nextera is the map that gave us the most number of eliminations from the day. 121 eliminations earlier on.
कंडेंसिंग सेकंड राउंड वो एक बढ़िया टीम कैसे बनाए मैं बोलता हूँ भाई बढ़िया टीम मतलब सिनर्जी अच्छा ही होना चाहिए कि अगर आज एक टीम बना 4 या 5 प्लेयर का वो टीम ऐसे ही खेलना पड़ेगा सिनर्जी के साथ अगर एक बड़ा टूर्नामेंट हार गया तो वो क्या करते स्प्लिट हो जाते हैं ऐसा नहीं होना डिसबैंड नहीं होना वो खेलना ही पड़ेगा दे नीड टू मूव ऑन विद द सेम टीम प्रैक्टिस मोर जो उनका मिस्टेक था वो सीखना है सेल्फ लर्निंग सेल्फ क्या बोलते रियलाइज करना गेम सेंस याद में रखना गेम सेंस के साथ खेलना ऐसा कुछ होता है ये चीज़ें पूरा ध्यान में रखते हुए हर एक दिन प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ता है घंटों तक कभी कभी तो 3-4 घंटा प्रैक्टिस होता है ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड्स में उसके बाद मेन मैचेस होता है मेन मतलब प्रैक्टिस स्क्रीम्स उसके बाद टूर्नामेंट्स भी होता है So in that way हम अच्छा टीम बना सकते हैं हाय मामा सिद्धू गेमिंग हाय मामा वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम चलो गाइस మ్యాచ్ 6 లాస్ట్ మ్యాచ్ ఆఫ్ ది డే సో ఈ మ్యాచ్ లో ఎవరు టాప్ లో ఉంటారో చూద్దాం ట్యాగ్ అయితే ఇంకా 9th పొజిషన్ లో ఉంది 4th పొజిషన్ కి వస్తే బాగుండేది బట్ అగల్ బిఆర్యు ఇవోస్ అండ్ జిడి గన్ డైనస్టీ వీళ్ళైతే టాప్ 4 లో ఉన్నారు ఈ మ్యాచ్ లో ఎవరు పైకి వెళ్తారో ఎవరు కిందికి వెళ్తారో తెలీదు బట్ ఎవరైతే టాప్ 4 లో ఉంటారో వాళ్ళైతే గ్రాండ్ ఫైనల్స్ డైరెక్ట్ గా వెళ్ళిపోయే ఛాన్స్ అయితే ఉంది చూద్దాం ఇక్కడ సర్వైవల్ స్టేజ్ కి వెళ్తుందా టీమ్స్ ఏవైనా లేకుంటే గ్రాండ్స్ కి వెళ్తాయా సర్వైవల్ కి వెళ్తాయా అనేది అబ్జర్వ్ చేద్దాం మీరైతే లైక్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి
to EVOS right now, but also at the same time we were looking at GD for quite some time. We're seeing how aggressive they are. PDX is going to go down eventually by them.
Absolutely, and EVOS picking up elimination number 5. Well, thanks to Aim God and his thirst for a few extra elimination points. Jazzy out all alone. He's protecting no compound whatsoever. Madara's just dropping right behind him, and they're just going to be hoping and praying that EVOS does not go out hunting. And thankfully, EVOS looks the other way. They walk away from the potential point. But DRS out early, though. This is not what I was expecting, but Aurora picking off the solid 4 points from the Nepali squad.
Yeah, I think that feels like DRS is starting to slow down just a little bit as well. They didn't get the deeper run that we saw in the beginning of the day from this team. Aurora, though, looking into playing a different tune here. They want to try and catch up to Kiroro. They can crunch him from multiple angles. Kiroro in trouble. The CQC, he tries to keep alive. He does, but not for long here as Zeus finally chunks him down eventually.
Yeah, Kiroro just trying his best to get away the stealth bites, but Zeus was just way too close. And he had the Valiant Dash as well to just break down those defenses instantly to get another point for Aurora, who's definitely having a much better game here. But Team Apex Gaming up against your reigning defending champions of the Esports World Cup, Free Fire. Can we see India take down one of the most lethal squads out there? Aim God, the shield gun in hand. Won't be able to get aggressive just yet, waiting for the rest of the team members to catch up as well. Woven going in for the tags, but instead the reversal and the backup from the rest of the EVOS members puts him on the ground. Shoto's gonna get caught out here as well. It's a 2v1. Valiant Dash still keeping Shoto alive, but the numbers play will catch up. And a disadvantage for Team Apex Gaming here. Slowly, the team crumbling with the vending machine inside Sahiljat. Can he pull off some sort of a miracle here for the squad?
Yeah, but he's being marked by Rasha, who just desperately wants to take him down. Takes a little bit more damage here. It goes down. Rasha coming through as well. Not able to do so. Sahiljat finally wins it out in the end. Perfect positioning, but still has to deal with the rest of EVOS.
I'll take that, man. I'll take that. Good enough from Team Apex Gaming. Sahiljat giving us some exciting tightrope walking survival plays off of the glue wall, just at the very edge of that platform there. But of course, EVOS Divine still with the advantage on the numbers. But what's important is the recovery play off of the Indian squad. He bought enough time for the survivors to scurry on away, pull in those revives. And we're gonna get to see if or not Team Apex Gaming finds that full recovery later on. Aurora, on the other hand, on one of their better runs so far. The most number of eliminations Aurora has pulled from a lobby today has been 9. They're already at 8, and this game is still fairly early. Can they continue their run, or will they fizzle out? Demon's Pride, again, still no way whatsoever to recover their gameplay here as they're scrambled on the battlefield.
Jazzy taking a lot of damage as well. Limit putting in the damage. And there we go. Falcons clean up house there as well. Another point in the back for DP. Brought back into the game quickly. Somehow I'm surprised the AGL with only one player left. I wonder what happened there.
Madara, Aswab, too close to Aurora. Easy picking here for the Aurora players. I see Tech in there as well. Potential 10-pointer, best elimination game run here for Aurora on this next Jara map. Thanks to the players here from South Asia. The Dinocular will scan out the Demon's Pride players. Aurora's definitely on the hunt as they rotate around into Twin Bridge, looking for Intellect Center. It's actually Demon's Pride being the first team to make it into the next circle. Good on them, but scrambled from the very start. Holy mama!
Gosh!
Rasya brought it to AGAL. That deadly shot.
He did it twice! Unmoved, undeterred, cool, and collected. Look at his reaction.
I mean, that's the best way to take the #1 spot. Take the guys out of the #1 spot and move on into where they stand. But EVOS Divine, obviously, they need a few more points to climb the leaderboard. They were behind Buriram before the start of this match. Not by too many, of course. Catching up isn't going to be too impossible. And Demon's Pride again, all their revives are just giving some extra bonus points to anyone that comes across them.
Yeah, TAG now in trouble as well. Buriram United bringing his teammates back into the game. Katie got to stay alive, but this shot from Moshi, nothing crosses this guy. Gonna be able to confirm that elimination fairly cleanly. Shoto is close by, Sahiljat and Wolvin around as well. And for Buriram United, I'm wondering what the next steps are going to be. Are they gonna go clean up house, get the last few eliminations, or are they gonna go and prioritize the positionings instead? And from the rotations, they're gonna try and go northern side here because the circle did hard shift north side.
Damn, Moshi, you're good. The follow-up off of the Riptide Rhythm is too perfect. Timely. But now, Gun Dynasty scrambling for safety as Falcons go out on the hunt. Vega's gonna get tagged up, and Peanuts there for the finisher on the front lines, backed up by Limit. And the Riptide Rhythm causing a lot of chaos out here in the lobby, just not from one team, multiple squads depending on that Skylar. And we saw the perfection out of Moshi. Limit showing us that he can murk magic off of that as well. Shiru, Benel too far away from the vending machine. Shiru's going to be chased off of it as well. But Benel from afar with the strike of the VSK, finding the headshot. Deadly play from this guy. Knocks down Pina as well. And Benel single-handedly taking the fight up to Falcons. And that should be enough to contain the champions of EWC 24.
Should be able to bring back his teammate into the game as well. He kill, he heal, and he also eliminates players in this game. TAG once again brought back the teammates into the game once more as well. GD gonna launch themselves forward. Okay, this is gonna be interesting to be chased by EVOS here. Abax does find Shiru there somehow knocked down.
Man, I mean, EVOS got into position at the perfect timing, but Benel survives, which means Gun Dynasty gets to survive a little bit longer because the Super Survivor, Super Reviver will be on to his mission once again. FGL shot out. I've not seen a single narrow play after the nerf. That bit unfortunate we don't get to see those clutches.
Yeah, coming through here, Aim got jump shots forward here, puts in that damage. But it's Abax that gets caught out by Pina first in the end. Falcons now 9 eliminations already. AimGot will be found as well. EVOS may have bitten more than they can chew. Ray barely alive right now, feeling the pressure coming in for the players from the other side there. Does find Pina in the end, but I don't think they can do more than that.
Falcons looking to make this their game of the day. Definitely their best run they've had in here so far. EVOS, on the other hand, looking for that #1 spot as they took out the team on that #1 spot, AGAL themselves. But they're now on a recovery play. Abax on that revive. Falcons, on the other hand, this definitely officially is one of their better games. Earlier on, they got 12 eliminations off of Solara, but only 5 placement points. They have to be careful because they were heated up on the Solara map as well, but dwindled down quickly when that circle was closing in.
It just seems like in this situation here, TAG stuck in the corner. Now looking at Falcons there, they really took their time to come into the circle as well. Coming back to GD, David, Vega also getting knocked down already. Benel just waiting for the right timing here. Just pop up his head, steal away those very nasty shots as he's been delivering toward this, I think, first side of the game, first part of the map, excuse me.
EVOS fully recovered already. Looking to take the #1 spot by the very end of the day for Group A. Can the reigning defending champions find that full recovery for themselves? TC, on the other hand, quickly trying to play the reposition. Paradox, one of the teams that have been struggling, but definitely doing better than TEC at this point of time. Taking TEC out of the equation here. And give them a slight boost, and it's definitely a fair fight between the two, but Nezhad with the monster god name and going in for the finish here as well. Has got the electrotherapy connected to him, but can he get the job done?
Can't really get too close.
Slows the pace down a tad bit, and that does not give them that advantage they wanted.
Yeah, they're forced to reposition, go down to the lower ground as well. This is a 3-way fight. GD is here, Paradox is here, TEC as well. But they're going to take this bit by bit. Decides to pick and fight TEC first. Blade coming in hot, has an angle to work with, but finally locked out of the angle. You have the time timer online. Denrick trying to find a different angle into the area. The inhaler keeps him surviving for quite some time. Snipe goes down, Kutush, huge for that as well. Even Denrick is found in this situation. Blade also decides to end Denrick's life in the end. As TEC, the players are just getting dropped left, right, and center. As GD decides to join in the fight. Shiro here, found in the end, but TEC with the upper hand.
Big play there by a Blade. Phenomenal, and Benel is on it again. This guy is unstoppable on the revives. Yeah, definitely not the right kind of record to be holding on to because you know your team's getting tortured out there, but they're also picking up some big points. TEC's out after that fantastic play. Shiru shut down by Moshi as he got revived, shot out of the air. And this is getting fairly dicey. Lightning Zone called out, and Aurora in a pickle out in the open.
Forced to reposition, rushes away with their lives. Look at the amount of pressure they are feeling right now. Finally, in the green for the time, no. Has to wait this out. And if they do come in here, not too far of a jump, but it's okay. Gives a bit of space between them and the rest of the teams.
Holy mama. Gun Dynasty, bloody impressive. So many times tortured, so many times losing their players. but the recovery as well as the dominance with the mechanical plays have been unbelievable. They sure as hell are on fire and even literally out there right now within the lobby. Can they pick up more for themselves? 15 eliminations and still going with 3 players still alive.
Here comes the wait. Jonah putting a bit of space between him and the rest of the team. Now gonna rush forward here. Aurora gonna take this fight, I think, head on against Buriram United. They're so aware that they're very close by. They're, I think, pressuring them with the nades. Azrael, a lot of damage taken. Zeus is barely alive right now. The rush forward is good. Get high does find Azrael here somewhere. And Wasana, the jump shots are just nasty. Zones them away, chasing the rest of the team, but still not able to completely wipe them out of the map.
Yeah, big mistake there from the Malaysian squad. Trickling in one after the other up against your world champs. That's just not gonna work out. This ain't no Bollywood movie. And the heroes, regardless whether or not it is a Bollywood movie, will always win out. And Buriram just that hero. Now the numbers disadvantage for Aurora. Buriram goes in for the finisher. Falling shot, Wasana and 590 perfection. Get high with a backup. And Wasana cleans up the house. Pulling away. 13 eliminations in totality, but now they're going to be pressured from the back. Gun Dynasty spotting them out. Loud's in the vicinity as well. And Demon's Pride surviving somehow and finding their way in here.
This is a really great round for them as well, surviving this long. And it's really exciting to see someone as aggressive as Jonah just really get up close and personal and just clean up the area. Shiru will be the one to go down next year. Falcons still putting in that pressure. The rotations are going to be very, very intense. Falcons does have a bit of a zone control to play with, but we are seeing GD come close.
It's Thailand versus LATAM. Who's going to get that #1 spot? Both Gun Dynasty and Buriram, full squad. But Gun Dynasty on that high ground, this can turn into a disadvantage. What is a massive advantage for them right now with a bird's eye view. Can turn it around instantly if someone gets the God nade. It's going to be Benel taking Jazzy out of the side of Demon's Pride. A valiant run here for Demon's Pride. It's not going to be good enough to break them out of the 12th spot just yet. As we're left with 4
So guys, sorry, ఇంకో మీటింగ్ నడుస్తుంది అందుకే నేను ఇంకా మాట్లాడలేదు బట్ ఎనీవే లెట్స్ గో కమ్ బ్యాక్ మో బీజమే లేదా సిద్ధు బ్రో బీజమే లేదు
Now Buriram United forced just wait this out, taking a lot of damage from the players from the other side here. But Falcons want to go for this fight against GD. Can't do just that. So the most they can do right now is just wait out the utility, wait out the onslaught of bullets coming at them from different areas. Buriram United going to cross by, taking a lot of damage from the other teams.
Yeah, big brain play, man. 3-time world champs for a good reason. Good call by Captain Jonah. The rotation is solid. They've got the compound cover and they will not get tagged up. And now they stand a good chance of walking away with the booyah here. It's all about positioning supremacy. And now the circle's going to be pressuring 2 teams. It's Falcons as well as Gun Dynasty. Gun Dynasty still on fire with the most number of eliminations in this lobby. Can they break the record set here by Buriram on Kalahari? 23 eliminations plus the booyah for 35 cracker points.
Yeah, they're forced out into the open where Falcons decide to take advantage of this situation. If you won't come to us, you will cross into our crosshairs. Falcons clean up house. Gun Dynasty out of the game. We're down to only 3.
Falcons not even giving us a lot of time to think about what the answer for that question was going to be. They say, hell no, Mustachio. We take them out of the equation. Buriram, though, still alive and kicking. But Loud, can they withstand this ambush now? Buriram taking the fight straight up to them. Valindash still active on the side of Osana. And 590 looking for the connection. Then he's also got the AWM. Takes the high ground advantage first. And Loud now left right behind them. What a rotation by Buriram.
Yeah, Buriram United is just so aware of how exactly things are going to go. Now they have a lot of space to work with. They're aware of where the players are going to be here. But Pina jumps through, lands the shot, not able to. And now they want to take the fight too loud. They're stuck, trapped, very, very low HP. Jumped away. The damage is there on fire. Nate is just so good. Trapped, gone down already. And Guaca as well. What are you going to do when you crash from so many different angles?
Taken out of the equation. Falcons Falcons. That was the Moco gameplay right there, giving them all the information they needed. And now it's gonna be your Global Finals champions taking on the EWC 2024 champs. And Buriram, Jonah shutting down Pina with the AWM up close and personal. Looking for the final player, Kororo looking for that recovery. And they won't be denied as Buriram pulls away the third booyah of the day to take the #1 spot on the leaderboard.
It is incredible looking at Buriram United. Not only are they so confident playing with that playbook play, they don't have to really worry about anything. Positioning is key, and from that, the rest of the eliminations and the fights has flowed to them as well. Patient as hell and okay with giving away that space.
I didn't even look at the YouTube chat today, but I am damn sure, I am 300% sure
guys, overall
everybody would have been saying,
matches అయితే
watch
crazy
out
है really.
squad, Buriram
Matches
can't
are
do well,
crazy
blah,
bro.
blah, blah. We've
Literally
heard
मैंने
their
बहुत
rhetoric so
enjoy
many
किया था,
times
बस
because they
लास्ट
started
मैच
off the
और
day-
फोर्थ मैच मैंने इतना enjoy नहीं कर पाया क्योंकि बहुत मीटिंग चल रहा है मेरा अलग से, लेकिन क्या हो गया लाइव स्ट्रीम
18 points in game 1 at Bermuda,
अरे
12 points
टेंशन
at
आ रहा है
Solara.
भाई।
But what a way to wrap up their 6 games. The championship is going their way. But it's not done just yet. It's just day 1. This
So
is just the
మొత్తానికైతే
preview
ఈవెంట్ ఎలా
of the
జరిగింది
first stage.
Yeah, and it's really exciting because you do this well on day 1. You're gonna ride that high into day 2.
Yeah.
And most importantly, you are
Replay
going to
వచ్చేసింది
put
guys,
a big
replay.
gap between you and your team, which
Yeah.
allows you a bit more space to make some mistakes.
And you have to also acknowledge the fact that this was the group that was dubbed the group of death. We have so many titans in here, and to clean up a lobby full of titans, I mean, mad respect to the 3-time world champs, man. 2 times they've been here already on the Esports World Cup stage, but maybe the previous time the heat at Riyadh was just a tad bit too high. They did complain about the heat in Paris as well, but I'll have to say it's nothing compared to the desert sands of Riyadh.
Yeah, for real. As we come into this game as well, I think what's really exciting to see about them is the fact that not only are they the type of team that really took their time in map number 1, but you can start to see really amp and get more comfortable as most of these maps come by. You start to see Moshi, you start to see Jonah, you start to see Wasana just really step up, able to take up space. And most important, there's a lot of support and trust with each other for them to really go all in on these fights.
Yeah, but I have to say, Falcons, man, what a game here on the final one at Nextera to pull away 22 eliminations. This was by far their best game of the day. I mean, prior to this match, the most number of points they pulled away was at Solara with 17 points, and their second best was just 13 points. But they just finished Nextera with a 31 bomber. So if you are a Falcons fan, this is exactly what you want for yourself, right? For them to show everyone that they're still alive and kicking. But I mean, am I sad for EVOS? Not really, right? Because at the end of the day, I think they still will be able to hold on to their top 4 spot. They didn't manage to wrap the day up with the booyah. As a matter of fact, it's only the one that they pulled away at Solara that they looked the strongest. On Purgatory, I thought they were about to pull away a back-to-back, but it just wasn't their day. We're gonna have a little interview here with the Buriram Esports player, so we'll throw you guys onto that. Tash and I will catch you guys tomorrow.
Hello, everyone. We are back on stage. I'm Carol Bombshell, and I'm happy to be here with this beautiful lady, Lacey. And we got Wasana from Buriram team here. Let's talk with him some very interesting things. Okay, so last year, Buriram didn't perform as well as we expected, as the audience expected, and especially your own team at AWC 2025. How does this affect your team to come here this year?
ก็ใน EWC 2025 นะครับ performance ของน้องวัฒนาฮะแล้วก็ทีมบุรีรัมย์เนี่ยค่อนข้างออกไปในทางด้านของน่าผิดหวังนะฮะไม่ว่าในเรื่องของ performance แล้วก็ทั้งตัวผู้เล่นเองแล้วก็หรือว่าทางผู้ชมก็ตามคิดว่ามันมีผลต่อ performance ของเราในปีนี้บ้างยังไงบ้างไหมฮะขออีกรอบได้ไหมครับ performance ของเราในปี EWC 2025 ครับผมมันค่อนข้างออกไปทางน่าผิดหวังนะฮะคิดว่ามันมีผลอะไรกับในปีนี้บ้างไหมฮะ
ผมว่าน่าจะตอนนั้นน่าจะแบบว่าเล่นไม่ได้เองเฉยๆครับแบบเหมือนยังอยู่ในช่วงที่แบบฟอร์มตัวเองไม่ได้ดีด้วยคิดว่า
ประเด็นนั้นผมจำคำถามไม่ได้
Okay, let me repeat it again for you. No worries. ในปี EWC 2025 ครับผม performance ของทางน้องวัฒนาแล้วก็ในตัวทีมบุรีรัมย์เนี่ยฮะค่อนข้างออกไปทางหน้าผิดหวังนะฮะคิดว่ามันมีผลอะไรบ้างกับปีนี้ครับผม
สำหรับผมว่ามันก็แบบเหมือนตอนที่เราช่วงที่เราพลาดก็มันให้ประสบการณ์กับเรามากกว่าครับก็มันทำให้แบบปีนี้เราโตขึ้นด้วยแบบมีประสบการณ์มากขึ้นว่าโอเคเราเล่นแบบนั้นไม่ได้นะเล่นแบบนี้ไม่ได้ใช่เหมือนแบบเป็นประสบการณ์ให้เรามากกว่าครับในช่วงที่แบบมันน่าผิดหวัง
Yeah, I think in EWC 2025 we are quite underperformance below our standard, but with that failure we study through it and we think that we study from the failure. That's what made it to EWC 2026 performance.
Wow, amazing. Great answer, Osana.
Well, I mean, you've turned things around now because let's forget about 2025 because we are here in 2006 and you guys have done such an incredible performance. Now, Osana, I want you to talk us through match number 5 when your team was in a 1v1 against AGAL, probably your biggest competitor in this lobby. How did that make you guys feel?
ก็อยากสอบถามในแมตช์ที่5นะครับในเกมที่5ในตอนที่เราเล่นแข่งต้อง 1v1 กับตัว AGAL นะฮะตอนนั้นมีอะไรเข้ามาในหัวบ้างครับ
ก็แบบว่ามันไหลมาทั้งเกมแล้วครับพอเจอไฟนั้นต่อให้แบบเราจะเสียเปรียบตอนเหลือ 4-3 แล้วก็มุมมันดีกว่าด้วยตอนนั้นไม่ได้คิดอะไรเลยเพราะว่าในทีมมันแบบใจมันกำลังมากันทุกคนเลยใช่ครับ
Yeah, I think we just like go with the flow of the game, and it's like I think we have a better angle, so that's what lead to the final result.
Okay, amazing. Okay, Wasana, for us to finish, I'm very curious to know about the teams that have tracked you this today, because we have like top 5 teams in Group A that are doing very well, and I want to know which teams can be a threat for Buriram.
ก็ในผลของการแข่งขันวันนี้นะฮะก็ท็อป 5 ตอนนี้เนี่ยก็ค่อนข้างผลออกมาค่อนข้างแบบว่าชัดเจนแล้วนะฮะคิดว่าในท็อป 5 เนี่ยฮะทีมไหนเป็นทีมที่ค่อนข้างน่ากลัวที่สุดในมุมมองของบุรีรัมย์ครับ
คือสำหรับผมทีมไทยน่ากลัวหมดทุกทีมครับผมให้ทีมไทยเป็นเต็งหนึ่งทุกรายการเลยสำหรับผม
Yeah, in my opinion, every single Thai team in this tournament is like one of the scariest teams. So I would say like every Thai team.
ใช่
Only Thai?
เราด้วยครับ
Brazil. I knew it.
Well, I mean, look, all these teams have had an exceptional day today, but of course, you know, Buriram United, and we are here with Wasana, and you have showcased absolute brilliance throughout this entire match, and I feel like other teams should be scared. You should not be scared of any Brazil teams at this moment, you know, especially Loud. I know she's going to hate me after this one, but congratulations again on today's performance, and especially in that last match where you've just completely taken over, you know, the top of the leaderboard there. But I think, you know, we're going to get things off running. We're going to take a short little moment and, of course, be back with some more exciting Free Fire.
Human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid work.
మహిళల ఫేవరెట్ ఆషాఢం సేల్ మన చెన్నై షాపింగ్ మాల్ ఆడి The reigning champions of the Free Fire World Series Global Finals 25 showed up today because they got 3 booyahs.
Hello,
Not just
Raka.
one, not just 2,
Rakesh.
3. Wait, honestly, we were talking about consistency early on, right, Neptune? I don't think we were expecting this type of consistency.
I do agree. I mean, it's at some point, even in Southeast Asia, Buriram doesn't show up this much in the first day. But I think with the failure they have, and it was mentioned in the interview as well, they failed so many times before, and they don't want to risk it. They just want to bring the numbers. So that's a 3 out of 6 and a back-to-back to boot.
I mean, Husky, how are you feeling about this squad?
I think, BRU, like Neptune has said, right? Usually on day one, they are the slower team. They're the team that goes into the science lab, they do a bit of litmus test, figure out the variables, come up with a hypothesis, and then they figure out how to win from the day two onwards. But maybe because we only have 2 days of group stage, they decide to come in, nitro charge, kick in the gear 5, and just take over the lobby, which brings me back to BRU back in 2022 at their prime, where every single round, they are always going all out.
And I'm gonna go with you this one, Lucifer, because Team Falcons.
So sorry guys, अभी मेरा मीटिंग खत्म हो चुका है. Let's go. Let's continue our EWC co-stream.
I think it took some time for them to recover in the earlier games.
But anyway, we can see BUE top lo undi and Gun Dynasty second, Agal third, EVOS fourth. These 4 teams are already qualified for grand finals. నాకు తెలిసినందుకు ఇవన్నీ క్వాలిఫై అయిన గ్రాండ్ ఫైనల్స్ కి నెక్స్ట్ క్లౌడ్ స్నీకర్స్ అండ్ టీమ్ ఫాల్కన్స్ ఇవైతే 5th 6th పొజిషన్స్ లో ఉన్నాయి. పబ్జి టోర్నమెంట్, పబ్జి మొబైల్ ఉంది, పబ్జి పీసీ ఉంది. ఫస్ట్ పీసీ అవుతుంది, పబ్జి మొబైల్ ఆగస్ట్ 6th ఆగస్ట్ సమ్వేర్ మధ్యలో అక్కడ ఉంది, సెకండ్ వీక్ అనుకుంటుంది. సో ప్రెసెంట్ అయితే పబ్జి మొబైల్ ఈడబ్ల్యూసీ చాలా టైం ఉంది మనకి, మధ్యలో పబ్జి పీసీ వస్తుంది. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ నేను ఒకసారి చూస్తాను, యాక్చువల్లీ నాకు షెడ్యూల్ ఉంటుంది. పబ్జి పీసీ వచ్చేసి జూలై 21st, పబ్జి మొబైల్ వరల్డ్ కప్ ఆగస్ట్ 6th, అండ్ చెస్ వచ్చేసి ఆగస్ట్ 11th, రాకెట్ లీగ్ ఆగస్ట్ 12th, ఫోర్ట్ నైట్ వచ్చేసి ఆగస్ట్ 19th. ఓవరాల్ కి ఇన్ని స్ట్రీమ్స్ మనం ఇంకా చెయ్యాలి. సో కంటిన్యూ అవుతూనే ఉంటాయి. మీరైతే లైక్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకొని షేర్ చేయండి, సపోర్ట్ చేయండి. మన టార్గెట్ రీచ్ అవుదాం, మంచి వ్యూవర్షిప్ కవర్ చేద్దాం, మంచి వ్యూవర్షిప్ ని కవర్ చేద్దాం.
I agree completely on that. I think Team Apex Gaming, they need that little momentum shift which is not seen yet. But one thing did happen. There was a little surge that we ended up seeing where Shoto went on a head-on with
7th position Aurora Gaming, 8th position DRS Team Apex, 9th position ఉంది guys. Paradox Gaming
will pick it up, but doubtful if today, because it is not an environment that they're used to. So now that they finally had a taste of the esports,
మొత్తానికి అయితే డే 1 ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ అయితే ఇలా గడిచింది. మర్చిపోకుండా లైక్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. మనం ఈ డే 1 లో చాలా మంచి ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఫైట్స్ అయితే చూసాం. అండ్ డే 2 లో మళ్ళీ కలుద్దాం. డే 2 లో క్రేజీ మ్యాచెస్ తో మీ ముందుకు వస్తాను. ఇంకా ఎంజాయ్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నా గైస్. మీరేమంటారు? ఎండ్ చేయమంటారా? వెయిట్ చేద్దాం కాసేపు.
What Buriram was able to do.
Yeah, but I think, for a lot of EVOS fans, this is considered better than what we've seen in the past almost 1 full year since 2025. After they won Riyadh, they had quite the slump. They went through a lot of challenges, and we even heard them talking during their interviews that they are just trying to figure things out. They're trying out different styles. So we came into today not expecting EVOS to do it that well. We were expecting them maybe to finish the top 6, and then maybe tomorrow they turn it up. But to finish in 4th place and have consistent booyahs, or at least getting one booyah, just one booyah, is already above beyond the expectations we have.
And it's kind of scary too. I mean, for some of these squads that are performing the way that they currently are, because we talked about it earlier too, right? We talked about how some of these squads are just compacting and making sure that the top is very top heavy in regards to points, sponging a lot of those points from the bottom teams, and somebody needs to do something tomorrow to make sure they stop them. We had one team with 3 booyahs.
చేద్దాం బ్రో, ఇంకా నడుస్తుంది కదా ఇలా సోది ముచ్చట్లు ఎన్ని కాసేపు అలా బంద్ చేస్తా.
You need to find a way to get those booyahs.
The thing though, despite of not getting booyahs,
simultaneously మూడు పనులు ఇప్పుడు ఇంకో పనులు
as well as AJAL. I mean, no booyahs, no problem for the moment, for this stage, because they have been consistent in getting all those eliminations, especially with Gun Dynasty. They have been proactive every time, every match. And even if there's a risk, they have already stacked up a lot of those eliminations already and all those points. Although this first 6 games, that I think they're risking, like they can risk at least 1 game to go down, and then following, they will still have that top.
I think even coming into this, right, the meta has shifted more towards prioritizing sniper players. We've seen the ability Skylar and Morse being more of the popular ones, and we have some great standout sniper players today. Benel from Gun Dynasty, Limit X7 from Team Falcons, Moshi, of course, from BRU. Rasha is on his game today, and a lot of these highlight clips actually came from these sniper players.
I know you've been wanting to talk about the squads, and I'm so glad you guys joined me, especially you too, Lucifer. By the way, for everybody paying attention, yeah, we are changing people around, and don't worry, Lucifer and Husky will still be around because they're actually going to get to cast on the second series that's going to be coming up. Make sure you stay tuned. We're currently just wrapping up here Group Series 1, which was none other than Group A. Any surprises, right? You talk about AG, we talk about maybe Falcons being able to step it up, and we talk about Tag not really being able to wake up. Whether it's good or bad, I want you to tell me one team that surprised you, and it's okay if it's bad.
I think, to be honest, Gun Dynasty is something that everybody is winging for, because none of us thought that they will be going outright like that, coming out from Latam and now picking up pace like this against Gens from the Southeast Asia. They've done big, and especially this group was most of the toughest teams out there in the lot of the 24, and they've been the biggest surprise. And adding on to that of how loud they've gotten their booyahs and how they've been on a stretch starting off in the very first game, I think that's where we have those highlights and surprises on day one itself.
Yeah, for everybody currently watching, I mean, I want you to keep in mind, top 4 will be moving to the finals tomorrow once we play an extra 6 matches here for Group A. But this is what I'm talking about, that group heavy, how that top is just going to be sponging up those points. You can start seeing now a bit of the discrepancy, even though we'll have 6 more games. Now, one team from you that you were kind of surprised whether it was good or bad, Neptune.
Well, I would say Team Falcon, because I was not expecting them to slowly build it up. Again, similar to what we've seen EVOCify. We talk about EVOCify. They're, and Buriram United, they're one of the team who doesn't want to show their full potential. But I guess they're trying to shift in 2nd, 3rd gear. Not the 5th gear, as you mentioned, for Buriram United, Husky, but just as 3rd gear, just enough to stay afloat for another day.
Well, Husky, I mean, we don't want to say that 5th gear just yet from Buriram. Save it for the finals. But what is one team that you definitely need to see that 5th gear, especially coming in tomorrow?
I gotta talk about Aurora Gaming.
ఉంటే బాగుండదు బ్రో
Malaysia,
రియల్ గా
this is the
ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్
last
చేస్తే
time
క్రేజీ
a
ఉంటుంది
Malaysian team
యాక్చువల్లీ
has been on the international stage was 4 years ago, back in Free Fire World Series in Bangkok, Thailand. And ever since then, we have missed out even in regional tournaments. So to make it back onto the world stage at EWC 26 and the first appearance for them as well is a big moment for Malaysia. Of course, we can see the jitters in them. There were definitely some moves that even I was questioning, like, what are we doing here? But I believe in them, right? I think Aurora is a team that even if they don't make it to the finals by tomorrow, they will have a decent chance in survival.
Okay, well, hey, tomorrow, if you want to be able to even go to survivals, make sure you wake up. You could see it. You could hear it in the background. And those are the loud fans starting to get ready, because that's right, ladies and gentlemen, Group B is going to be coming up. So stay tuned, because you're actually seeing as your casters. And thank you so much, boys, for joining us. I appreciate it. Lucifer, Neptune, you got to be stuck with me the whole time. And Husky, make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
సో గైస్
What would you do with
ఈవెంట్ అయితే
$75
అయిపోయింది
million? I would travel the world. I would invest. I know a bit of a boring answer. And I would help people when I can. I'll buy things for my family.
A house for my mom.
మనకు వచ్చినప్పుడు చూద్దాం అట్లాంటి
Invest
Live from?
so I keep some
live
money
from.
for the future.
అంటే నేనైతే హైదరాబాద్లోనే ఉన్నా ప్యారిస్కి వెళ్తే బాగుండేది ఆపర్చునిటీ దగ్గర దాకా వచ్చిపోయింది మనకేం చేయలేదు వరస్ట్ కేసు అది వర్క్ కోసం వెళ్దాం అనుకున్నా అక్కడికి బ్రాడ్కాస్ట్లో బట్ కుదరలా దానికి వేరే రీజన్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఒకటి వీసా ఆబ్వియస్ థింగ్ ఒకటి ఇచ్చేసి వీసా దాంట్లో అది కాకుండా ఇంకా చాలా రీజన్సే ఉన్నాయి పర్టికులర్లీ చాలా ఉన్నాయి బట్ ఎనీవే థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్ ఇంతవరకు చూసిన థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ లైక్ చేయండి షేర్ చేయండి సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి మనమైతే స్ట్రీమ్ అయితే ఎంజాయ్ చేద్దాం ఇంకా EWC 2026 ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ డే 1 క్వాలిఫైర్ స్టేజ్ సారీ గ్రూప్ స్టేజ్ గ్రూప్ ఏ గ్రూప్ స్టేజ్లో గ్రూప్ ఏ అయితే ఇప్పుడు మ్యాచెస్ అయిపోయినాయి టాప్ 4 టీమ్స్ అయితే డైరెక్ట్గా గ్రాండ్ ఫైనల్స్కి అయితే వెళ్తున్నాయి అండ్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి కొన్ని టీమ్స్ సర్వైవల్ స్టేజ్కి వెళ్తాయి ఓవరాల్ పాయింట్స్ టేబుల్ నుంచి ఇన్ని గ్రూప్ గ్రూప్స్ నుంచి. సో అవి చూద్దాం నెక్స్ట్ రేపు మ్యాచెస్ తర్వాత తెలుస్తుంది. సో రేపు సేమ్ ఇదే టైంకి మనం మళ్ళీ కలుద్దాం. ఇదే టైం అంటే మేబీ 3కే కలుద్దాం. 3కి మీ ముందుకు లైవ్కి వచ్చేస్తాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ గైస్, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్, బాయ్.
Do you think that maybe this is you're a traitor?